ensemble, tapoter, partager, s'il vous plaît, tout le monde ensemble, tapoter, partager, man. On a 10 wins, faut pas y laisser. J'ai 10 wins. Merci à tout le monde qui s'abonne, j'espère apprécier. Merci au WhatsApp Obi-Wan.
Let's go, gang, on peut y péter ces 10 wins, puis même si on les pète pas rendu là.
Je les partage. Gros, t'es pèteras pas.
Je les pèterai pas, qu'est-ce que je te dis?
J'ai pas fini de faire le check à Stéphane, Steve. Il est même plus là, Steve. Tabarnak. Équipe tout le monde ensemble, on est le premier biblion. Il en manque 2. On est 50, on est 50.
Jamais, Big, il y a peut-être un biblion qui va péter, puis ça va péter tes wins, Big.
Oui, j'espère qu'on est 60, Big, Steve, man, j'espère bien. On dit, la famille.
C'est pas la quantité, c'est la qualité, Big. C'est quoi ta
qualité? Ma qualité, Trio.
Lui, dans sa tête, il faut qu'il y ait plus de
stress de rire. Tout le monde ensemble.
Ça marche pas de même, gros tata.
Gros, ça marche comme je le veux. Oui, t'inquiète, ton cœur d'équipe, Big Boy. Tu peux apprécier la gang, on est 80, tapoter. On va chercher les frappés de like, tout le monde ensemble, la famille.
Ben oui.
C'est mon coco Jack. Bonjour, Stéphane. Ah ouais, man, j'ai manqué. Ça fait tout a fermé, man, puis on a allumé tout de suite, man. Ça a pris une seconde, man. Ça a pris une seconde, mais l'autre, ça a pris une seconde de trop, Big. On est back, Steve.
Viens voir ton message, pas Big.
J'étais rendu à te checker pour le premier biblion, mon boy.
Ah, il est parti, ça saute tomate, ça y est.
Respect, man. Gang, 60 points, la famille. On a 10 wins, ça nous a fait garder nos wins quand même.
60 points, gang. 2 donuts. 2 donuts, on peut les sauver. 2 donuts, il est 10.
Tout le monde ensemble, il faut s'entraider, la team. Esti. 10 wins. Tu vas te faire des wins, quoi? On te faire des wins.
2 donuts. Let's go, 2 donuts.
Tout le monde ensemble, everybody. On attend le x3. What you put up in the air, what you put up in the air.
Hey, what you put up in the air? Arrête le parle comme du monde. Il manque un donut, merci Elsa. Un donut, gang, un donut. Oui, merci, ma belle Pearl. Quoi, gang, il y en a un des millions à péter.
Gang, let's go. On s'abonne à Stéphane aussi, gang. Il était à 4400. Il était à 3400 livres. Merci. Incroyable! Vite, je sors les 3 avant que t'en aies un. On va être à 11 wins. C'est pas grave, t'as pas pleuré, c'est pas été win. En tout cas, t'es pète pas, t'es sur le
putain,
Angel, tu vas faire quoi, grosse pas bonne? Tu vas pas tituler encore, aussi. Je te fais un autre choc pour ton crise de délégué, let's go.
Le gars, il connaît pas Charlier, ça paraît, sinon il donnerait pas, gang.
On est en quoi, ça? Tout le monde ensemble, gang, on est 100 personnes. On est à 93!
Salut Momo. Non, ouais, Joe, c'est ça. Exactement. Tu sais, je veux dire, salut Just Start. On sait jamais, man, on sait jamais.
Mon super-héros va venir quelques peu. Faites attention au snipe, la rose nébuleuse.
Ben oui, il est mou. Faites attention à la rose nébuleuse. Big, penses-tu que tout le monde est quand même?
Ah, oui, non, si ça te supporte, c'est sûr que ça ne m'a pas. Hey, Stéphane, t'as-tu encore tes 2x5? Ou on en a mis un tantôt, on m'en rappelle plus, moi. Gang, MVP, Stéphane, tout le monde dans le chat. Hey, là, on fait-tu un mute?
Ça va être un autre soir, gang.
On fait-tu un mute, quoi?
Non.
Ah, non, ça va, ton monde, on va pas sortir d'argent. Non, ça leur tente pas. Hey, fait 27 minutes qu'on a l'objectif, j'en ai déjà 2 sur 3. On va faire quoi? 3 vos premiers cadeaux, tout le monde. WhatsApp, on est en gang, on écrit sur une race, on a 11 wins, esti. Y'a pas un esti, c'est tout décassé à côté. Je suis il y a 11 wins.
C'est mon gars, autre chose à faire ce que tu fais.
Stéphane, je te fais ton autre choc, mon boy, man. Esti, j'ai nettoyé les contours.
Pas tout le monde qui dépense de l'argent dans une application en passant.
Ouh, let's go! Pas de moi. Toi, t'avais pas là non plus, mon loup, hein?
Merci à The Star pour ta rose. Les gang, je demande pas. Si vous voulez le faire, vous savez comment ça marche.
On attend le x3,
Objectif en haut. On fait ce qu'on a à faire, on a le faire.
On a 11 wins, Stéphane est parti, je pense. Fait que tout le monde ensemble, faut qu'on continue à pousser. Tout le monde ensemble. Nous a donné un gros love, quand même, 2 millions, 2 galaxies.
Ah, merci, j'espère, c'est vraiment gentil.
Ah, c'est vraiment gentil.
3 roses.
3 personnes avec une rose galaxie.
Ça nous en manque 2. Il nous en manque une.
Thank you, big boy! 2 personnes, gang, ils l'ont eu. Comment?
Merci tout le monde, ça va être x3. C'est beau d'activer le speed.
2 personnes avec une rose.
On veut péter.
Oui, Paul. Oui, Emile. Est-ce qu'on l'a eu? J'ai des destinations. x3.
J'espère.
Oui, bon état, qu'est-ce que les gants de boxe? T'as vraiment qu'est-ce qu'on est boy? Tout le monde ensemble dans le x3. Tout le monde ensemble dans le putain de x3.
Avec le cœur d'équipe. C'est x3, la gang.
Tout le monde ensemble dans le x3. Everybody watch your puts up in the air. Let's go!
Everybody watch your puns up in the air. Let's go! Everybody put your hands up in the air. Parlez, gros mon gars. On est capable d'aller chercher. Merci Marc.
Faites attention, Westy!
Watch your guns up in the air. Hey, j'en reviens pas, la vidéo entendu.
Ils sont un mulligan puis nous font. Il faut faire attention, tapoter tout, donner vos 3 points par personne dans l'écran.
Tu le dis clairement dans une tonne, hein? Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. On va y aller avec la version choyée. Watch your guns up in the air, watch your guns up in the air.
Bien que ça joue. On va fourrer nos 10 wins. Nos 11 wins.
Watch your guns up in the air, watch your guns up in the air.
On se va fourrer nos wins, man.
Hey!
Je m'en rappelle de ta chanson, man.
Hey, gros, change de. Ah!
Aïe, aïe.
Ah! Strauss, merci!
On se va
Ah, merci, Mathis, c'est vraiment gentil, vos commentaires comme ça.
On se va péter, man, les boys. On est
Merci,
champions.
Mathieu, excuse-moi, regarde, je vais t'envoyer sur le banc, tu vas plus.
T'as entendu que tu peux pas gagner, il va y avoir le gros sauver tout gagner.
Le décalisse! Décalisse!
Faut sauver notre win.
Là, je suis en guille, là, je te le dis, là. Ok, là, j'en reviens.
Deux fois.
Là, mon astuce de carte de clown, là. Décalisse! Merci, Justin. Décalisse!
Tu vas faire quoi, man? On va tout te faire
Moi, je vais 140, là, tu décalisses là-bas, mon tonton sur tomate.
On va tout te faire en même temps. Relax, le calme.
Les gars, je te le dis, chante-ton, même.
Il y a 50 secondes, on va tirer d'attaquer. On a 11 wins à sauver.
Hey, regarde ça ici, mon tabarnak, là. Je te le dis, man. Arrête de me faire chier, man. Mon esti de gros plein de soupe.
Il fait quoi avec son point, l'autre? Il va faire quoi? Je sais pas, man. C'est un bébé qui s'est fait percer trop proche du mur. Reste du effort.
Moi, je me suis fait brocher. Toi, tu t'es fait garocher. Calisse! Toi, tu t'es fait pitcher dans le mur. Je supplie quelqu'un pour un bébé lion à la dernière seconde. Je vous supplie, gang, je veux ces estis dans win.
Gang, tout le monde, Stéphane, il faut fonder,
décalisse!
Sniper, s'il vous plaît.
Snipe. Ben oui, merci.
5 pour 5 sniper.
Ah, oubliez ça, il va nous savoir. Ou pas?
Ah, c'est fait fourrer, man.
Regarde, on a ces 11 wins. Le petit Rose, merci beaucoup!
MVP Monitor, MVP, tu m'as tapoté, man.
Watch your puns up in the air!
C'est pas grave, man.
Oh, merci beaucoup, MVP, merci Marc, merci Angel, merci tout le monde. On n'a pas fait un gros match, mais on a mangé ses wins pareil. Watch your puns up in the air, watch your puns up in the air. Ah, Charlier? Watch your puns up in the air. Hey, je te parle!
Oui, c'est pas ça par toutes les paroles, mon estime. Gros capant de ta gueule.
Ah, hey, Nesty, je te le dis, change de ton parce que ça va partir, hein.
Ça va partir, le gros, oui! Oh, mec, qui atterrisse dans ta joue, ça va faire des vagues, big.
Je te le dis, mec, c'est le bord du museau, là. Tu vas brailler comme Lily, man. Merci,
gang, ça commence à jouer, là. C'est tombé des épées.
Pourquoi c'est des épées? Parce que je joue de mon bord, pas du tout.
On peut jouer à 4 minutes 20. Plus de score pas de
Ben, ferme ta gueule tout de suite. Ah ouais. Le décalisse, hey, mon tabarnak, décalisse. Charlier, je te le dis, man. Je vais te faire broyer comme t'as fait broyer ton chien, man.
Oui, c'est lourd. What the fuck, même pendant le fois 3, c'est lourd. Dis de fermer ta gueule, je vais te faire broyer comme pas possible. Comme 400 points de plus, on aurait pu sauver nos estis. C'était chanceux, là. La petite rose, esti, elle a eu un peu plus de monnaie que pitcher des petites roses. Non, c'est pas ça.
Ferme ta gueule. Qu'est-ce que t'as à dire? Le x3 arrive, man, puis la petite rose a plus de monnaie que tu penses. Fais bien attention à qui t'insulte ici, mon tabarnak. Parce que ça va décoller dans tes grosses dents de lait plein de tomates. Là, décalisse là-bas, big. Décalisse. x3, 3 roses, on te l'éclate sur un moyen temps, le petit chien, je veux pas l'entendre.
Oui, il peut plus parler, c'est moi. Sedlo, j'avais oublié de regarder du corps, resté, j'étais juste trop obsédé par vos roses. Manquez une rose à fille. On est 135, on peut le faire tout le monde. Merci Sedlo, merci mon intéressante. Merci Paul pour vos roses.
Sniper dans le foot.
Pour faire ta crise de gueule, ma pédale, il faut trop 2 tapotages, t'es pas capable. On y perd.
Let's go, gang, x3, sniper dans le x3, c'est là que ça se joue. Oui, Strauss, oui, boum, merci Justar. Let's go, x3, mettez-vous tous ensemble pour y fermer la gueule, l'autre sur tomate, l'autre. Là, hey, des astis de magrine mongol, toi, décalisse. Je peux parler encore, t'as pas le droit de parler pareil.
Eric, c'est de l'eau! Petite pédale! La petite rose, ça fait quoi? C'est niveau 23, ça va aller chercher 24, quoi? La machine! C'est de l'eau, big boy, ici! On est 150, qui veut pas que tu parles, ici! Et oui, rebonjour Stéphane! On s'est fait fourrer nos wins, mon go, ici, man. Il a été chanceux, check le score qu'on vient de faire, gros. Il a juste été chanceux. Merci Stéphane avec les rondes! On est top 87 à team, on lâche pas ça, man. En équipe, man. En équipe, tout le monde ensemble. Ça gaze de ton bord? Là, elle a trippé bien raide, la petite rose, elle manque de fond. Oh, le cadeau est vraiment beau. Ah, c'était fucking beau, man, Eric, man. Respect, man. Ah, je vous calme une chug, man. Ça vous tente, hein? Top 87, mes débiles, let's go! Là, ce qu'il faut faire, c'est monter dans le ranking facilement.
Ah, ta gueule! Je serais ça dans les dents, cette face de cul-là, man.
Tu vas faire quoi? Tout le monde ensemble.
Guys, partagez ça à tout votre monde, man.
Montrez.
Ah, merci, petite rose.
On délatine, on se laisse pas fourrer, on va peut-être sniper à la fin ou mettre un x5, faites attention. Hey, tu peux même pas parler, ma grosse pédale, fais attention. Oh, Rick, il t'a pendu à rien, c'est de l'eau aussi. Oh, fais attention, Big. Ah, s'ils jouent pas, là, Joanne, Chris, c'est un bébé lion, faut sniper, là, oui. Oui, là. J'en ai reçu 2, il en a même pas reçu un encore, il va faire quoi? Hey, ça reçoit de la rose, ils savent que c'est pas ça qui va se faire gagner, c'est de la rose. Faites attention, c'est qu'ils n'auront pas.
Pas grave. Merci beaucoup pour la participation. Merci beaucoup.
Check les gars dans les projets. Oui, MVP Eric, t'as gagné un x5 Eric, Sadlo MVP, Stéphane MVP, est-ce que tu comptes tapoter derrière ce MVP?
Rose MVP à toi, merci Angel, merci Master. Merci William, merci les tapoteurs, merci tout le monde. Pouvez-vous juste partager un maximum, gang, à tout le monde? Sérieux, il est fort, ce style-là, man, j'étais curé qui me pète. Votre premier cadeau est x3, merci pour le partage, Ben. Là, gang, tous vos premiers cadeaux sont x3, fait qu'une galaxie, c'est 3000 en partant.
Merci Max, c'est le cœur d'équipe.
Tous vos premiers cadeaux, gang, sont x3.
Quoi trop vos premiers cadeaux, gang?
x3 de Red Live. Tous vos premiers cadeaux sont x3.
Quoi trop vos premiers cadeaux, man, tout le monde, ça peut frapper fort. Si vous avez mon objectif qui est 1 billion, vous me dites de filmer, gang, je fais des pubs dans Master 8.
Je peux plus parler, gang.
Non, tais-toi,
Oui, je peux parler, on est à égalité, ferme la ta gueule.
L'égalité, c'est loin, il y a moins égalité, quoi. Égalité.
T'es sûr, c'est moi qui peux parler, là? Merci, Angel. Merci, Angel. Hey, Angel, écris-moi un message en privé sur Snap, s'il te plaît. Je veux te parler. La gang, let's go tout le monde, sérieusement, là. On s'y met sur celui-là, on part avec tes baveux en tabarnak, je te le dis, mec, je m'attends, pas encore le C1D. Décalisse!
Marco, let's go, big boy.
C'est correct, le star, y'a pas de stress. C'est pas grave, gang, si vous pouvez pas, là, je peux pas forcer personne à jouer non plus, là, c'est pas faire, là. Non, hein. Si vous pouvez pas jouer, gang, je peux pas vous dire de jouer, là. Vous avez pas les moyens, c'est bien correct, là. 3 roses, gang, 3 roses. Il y a Saint-Jean, il en manque 2.
Marc, let's go, Cadel, thank you.
Il en manque une.
Marco.
Ta gueule!
Paul, thank you.
Ta gueule! Ben, c'est correct, c'est la plus girafe, c'était sûrement pas une scène de toute façon, fait que tu peux crisser ton camp de site. Merci, Alex, pour la rose. Merci, on a le gang. Décalisse!
Tais-toi, Marco a dit de la retour. Eric a mis un x5. Gang, je filme si vous faites des quoi de cadre. Je filme. Tout le monde ensemble. x3, x5. x3, x5. Mais tout petit, on peut pas parler. Fendez-moi les. Oui, Max, thank you. x3, x5, x3, x5. Minimum des donuts, tout le monde. Minimum des donuts, tout le monde. Eric, qu'est-ce que let's go, Eric. Marc, qu'est-ce que let's go, Marc. Tiens, mon estime mauvais, là. Eric, il pourra pas parler. Il pourra. Eric, top 84. Ouais, top 84, on va jouer. On grind le ranking. Oh, on parlera pas du match. Un petit match silencieux, ça fait tout le temps du bien. On va aller s'en fumer un, guys. Eric, tu veux-tu m'en fumer un, mon boy? Merci, Max. Il va se fâcher. Là, oui, gang, si on monte nos wins à 6-7, là, d'ailleurs, il va virer sur le top. Vous avez pété une game pour péter nos 11 wins de 400 points parce que Eric était en retard, là. Ok, t'as parlé que ce serait bon, mon Sado, puis Sado aussi, t'allais après, ben, sinon il se faisait fourrer dans le cul, man. Marco, merci.
Parle pas trop vite, il parle n'importe quoi, puis tu le sais.
Ah oui, je peux recevoir un lion, man. Il texte son nom, je pense, moi, il texte son nom, on est comme ça.
Tu textes mon nom, je suis en live, épais.
Avec ton vieux portable.
Je m'appelle pas Chaulier, moi je texte pas mon nom à tout bout de champ pour qu'il vienne me quitter. Crise de pourri.
Faut pas millionnaire pour venir me quitter quand je leur demande, là. Non. C'est ça, Eric dans mon chat, ça. Il vit très bien, il pourrait faire vivre toute ta famille, le gros, puis il m'a jamais envoyé un lion. Je lui demande pas, sinon je lui demanderais, il est fâché, oui, il est fâché, Joël. Je te niaise, mon Eric, c'est juste pour lui montrer que gros, je teste pas mon nom, man. Tu vas faire quoi? Ouais, il va faire quoi, merci Lolo? Bien, faites attention, c'est qu'ils font pas. Oui, mais il doit coûter cher à nourrir, le gros Chris, oui, Daniel, c'est ça. Bonjour Stéphane Arsenault.
Salut Kik, merci tout le monde pour les tapotages de ce match, merci Angel, merci.
MVP Eric, dans le chat, s'il vous plaît, MVP Eric, MVP Eric, dans le chat, boy.
Il fait son fringant de même, hein, mais oubliez pas que quand il est pas content, il va dans son téléphone. Il compte tout, il est en crise. Hein, quand la pieuvre est là, quand les gros joueurs sont là, il ferme sa gueule. Mais là, il fait son fringant parce qu'il voit que. Ben oui, c'était serré. Ferme ta gueule, toi, vieux Chris de Mongol, là. Des crises 17, toi, tu m'énerves en tabarnak.
On tapote.
Mais ouais, c'est ça, gang. Je le sais pas, Shady. J'ai partagé. S'il veut venir, il va venir. Moi, je suis pas fou le monde. Je vais le partager une fois. Il gagne pas, mais regarde, ça coûte cher à m'amener, le gang, les. Ah, merci, Rady. Merci, Rady Boy. Merci pour le cœur. Tu sais, je veux dire, gang. Ça paraît, c'est gros baillon. Je suis en train de bailler, moi. Tu moi ça dehors, là. C'est évident. Je vois donc que c'est Chaulier.
Mais oui, tu pleures.
Là, t'as pas le droit de parler. Fait éteins-toi pendant que tu peux encore. Merci. Continue à faire tes simagrées de mongol, là. Décalisse! Achète du gigolo pour tes portes à quelque chose, Chris, on dirait que t'as enculé ton show, oui, ça a fait.
Je t'encule.
Tu vas fermer ta gueule. Là, tu décalisses. Décalisses. Ferme ta crise de gueule. M'as-tu compris, là? Mon esti de cave avec tes portes qui grincent de BS, là. Avec tes petites plantes sur le bord de ta fenêtre, le soir, là. C'est ta mamie qui t'a meublé, quoi. Ferme-la ta gueule. Fais peine attention, lui. Fais peine attention. Yo, Seb. Ça va nous prendre 4 roses, gang. Ferme ta gueule, s'il vous plaît. Je veux pas l'entendre, rien. Je veux pas la gagner.
Yo, Stéphane, on le fait. On remonte du texte.
Je te dis, change de ton, man. Décalisse! Il manque 3 roses, gang. Let's go, on est capable d'avoir ça. 3 roses. Ouais, ça, 3 roses. Gang, on va se faire péter, man. Ah, yes. Merci, les merci, Seb. Ah, ok, on l'a eu, what the hell. Merci, Eddie Boy, merci, Alex. Yann, on peut-tu le péter sur cette game-là, for real, là? Let's go, fois 2 quarts, c'est moi, les man, pour de vrai. Merci, Ready Boy. Merci, Ready Boy. Merci, Ready Boy. Si tu peux pas parler, tu fermes ta gueule, c'est pas compliqué, il me semble. Merci, oui! Oui! Oui, ton nom, tu vas bouger de site, mon gars, bouge. Passe, monsieur Miyagi, avec sa craque de fesses d'en face, l'autre bord, tu parles plus? Hein? Ferme-la, ta gueule! Capable de t'entendre, on est tous écœurés ici de t'entendre. C'est quoi que tu comprends pas? Hey, le mongol! Va dans le psychiatrie, qu'est-ce que tu nous fais, là? Tu fais là? Regarde, je te le dis, merde. Regarde ici, tu vas l'avoir traite d'un si tu continues. Fais comme Lily, garde le silence. Hey, regarde-moi 2 minutes, faut que je te dise de quoi d'important. Hey, charrier pour vrai, je vais te faire. Regarde-moi 2 minutes, j'ai de quoi à te dire. Attends, arrête de tapoter 2 minutes, regarde-moi. Tu m'as regardé?
Yo, tu diras pas ça à mon montage.
Tu m'as regardé ici, à toi, je veux te dire de quoi de gentil. Tu m'écoutes-tu, là? Décalisse! Décalisse! Là, avec ta connexion de bien-être, là.
Quel de bien-être.
T'as pas le droit de tousser, arrête de tousser, arrête tout de suite. Arrête! Oh, Ready Boy avec les... Oh, thank you, my boy, avec les pastèques! Hey! Ta gueule! Là, je te le dis, t'es capable pas, je m'attends, parce que quand je vais me tanner, ça va décoller, man. Là, je te le dis, là. Reste silencieux comme Lily, parle plus. Coucouche, panier. Coucouche, panier.
Fucking.
Décalisse. Bye bye, Mr. Will. À la poche pleine, on se rappelle.
On est 180, comment tout le monde tapote, on le fait, man, juste en du tapotage. T'as vu le challenge de 4 minutes et demie, à partir de 4 minutes et demie, il y a plus de temps pour parler.
Ta gueule, je veux pas t'entendre. Oh, Ready Boy, t'as reçu un gant. T'as reçu un x5, mon Ready. Je veux des cœurs dans le chat pour Ready Boy, avec des MVP. Merci Angel, merci Alex. Je veux des MVP puis des cœurs dans le chat pour Ready Boy. Ready Boy, tu sais comment utiliser un x5? Si tu l'utilises, utilise-les dans le x3, mais qu'on l'a débloqué, s'il te plaît.
On tapote, on est 180, on tapote nos 3
Je peux pas parler.
à 4 minutes et demie, on va tellement...
Ça paraît pas, il est pas là, hein? Ça paraît.
On dirait Big, je suis 85, Big va te coucher. La journée, j'ai lavé 40 minutes avant le souper pour juste de 7h15 à 8h, Big va te coucher.
Tapoté.
Je viens de faire 1h30 aujourd'hui, là, va te coucher. C'est Dark Angel, Dark Angel, tu l'as déjà défendu, ça tente pas de défendre le gros gars à côté, là, tu peux plus parler, ferme ta gueule, le gros câble. Essaye de faire une win, mon esti, c'est pas bon. Gros, on est 180, je pense que t'en rends pas compte, merci Dark Angel. Merci mon Dark Angel avec les roses, ici. Là, qui est vraiment gros, qui appelle la crise de cœur, qui appelle la crise. Il nous rattrape, faites attention à Donut, il nous rattrape. Tout le monde ensemble, on tapote. Dans 30 000 likes, on lâche, on monte comme des estis sautés dans les camps. Il peut pas parler. T'as envie de chanter une chanson, quoi? Un fois trois, tout le monde ensemble. L'objectif, c'est si on peut aller chercher le top 50, ça serait pas plus en crise. Top 50, fini dans le top 50, je serais content.
Activez le x3 puis mettez le x5. S'il vous plaît.
Un fois trois, tout le monde ensemble.
Ready Boy est parti avec le gant.
Game 3 perception, c'est vrai, merci Canel. Tout le monde ensemble. Game Q, 12 points, gang. On est 160. 160, depuis qu'on peut pas parler, les autres, ils doivent l'avoir vu, là. On a les points là, c'est sûr qu'ils l'ont eu. Gang, 12 points, c'est une liste de jokes. Ah, c'est merci Félix, qui l'a envoyé. J'ai eu la chienne. Lui, pensé, il s'est dit, Steve, là. On est top 65, man. Tout le monde ensemble. Faire des trous de cul, péter sa web. Montrer c'est qui les boss. T'as envie de parler? C'est quoi tu partages sans arrêt? C'est quoi qui crisse? Qui crisse? Aucune idée, mon fleuriste, comment il va fleurir? On arrive-tu le niveau, mon frère, tu sais? On arrive-tu le niveau? Pourquoi? Il y a 20 secondes de x3, faut jouer, mais on se fait fou, hein? Je sais, Charles qui est rendu gros, il est là. Sniper, on est 160 qui me fait ça. C'est ouais, bon, gang. Ouais, on guys. Gang, ça tape mal.
Nathan, merci avec les petits pieds! Nathan! Merci, tu m'as permis de pouvoir en reparler. Yay! Quand il peut parler, c'est nous qui peut parler, on a des petits pieds. Merci Nathan avec les donuts. Non, oh my god, la clique, mon ancienne gang va débarquer l'autre bord. Oubliez ça, gang Demonize, tout va être l'autre bord, on va se manger à voler, c'est sûr, sa blonde vient de débarquer. Il est viral, elle est là. On va se faire fondre. C'est officiel. Sûr à 200%. Salut Alex. Probablement qu'on va se faire fendre si Demonize est l'autre bord puis que Viral est là, on est mort, c'est sûr.
On va l'oublier.
On est certain, c'est ta première bulle, les Viral, à moins que tu ne reconnaisses pas, là. Moi, je sais c'est qui. Moi, quand le monde me donne du sport.
Parce que quelqu'un me sent pas, ça le force à jouer.
C'est quoi tu catches pas, Big? Moi, je suis une pute. Parle-moi autrement, Big, puis après, avoir du respect pour le monde avec ta bédaine sur tomate, au bord. Big, tu marches, tu pendouilles d'un bord puis de l'autre tellement qu'elle est lourde. Voyons donc. Pas de ma faute à moi si tu te rappelles pas c'est qui Déménez puis il est viral, là. Eux, moi, je m'en rappelle, ils ont donné beaucoup de support. Je le sais c'est qui, toi, ils t'en ont donné aussi, mais tu t'en rappelles sûrement pas parce que tu te fous de ton monde.
Gérald! Gérald!
Je le sais qu'il a tes mots.
Parce que là, ça lui dit, j'ai envoyé des affaires
Hey, Nat, je te vois plus, je te vois plus, qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi? Je me pose des questions, je te vois plus, je t'envoie des snaps, tu me réponds plus. C'est quoi qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi, Nat?
Ouais, c'est la journée de fois 5 Gérald.
Merci, Nathan, MVP, mon boy, t'as bien essayé. Merci, Angel. Merci, les top merci tout le monde. Merci.
On était 83 guys, l'objectif c'est de
j'ai vu Nat, t'es là, mais je sais même pas si t'es encore là. T'es parti déjà? Bon. Hey, merci, Wicott, ma boy.
C'est dû,
là, c'est quand tu m'offres une coupe en échange d'une pub.
Hein?
C'est quand tu m'offres une coupe en échange d'une pub, mon boy. Je vais te faire la meilleure pub que tu veux, mon chum. On va faire un beau vidéo stylé et tout. Hey, Nat. Peux-tu me le péter?
Ah, bien joué tout le monde, on a des boss, man.
Peux-tu me le péter un peu chaud?
Vous prenez cadeau, il pourra parler.
Il n'y aurait pas de raison.
Il pourra parler. Ah, tiens.
Ah,
Oui, est-ce que tu m'en es en viens, tu crois qu'il y a le feu pour te dire? Ferme ta gueule, coco, je panier des dents. Avec sa chaîne de Tému, ben oui, check sa couleur, comment elle est jaune, ben tu vois bien que c'est Tému, baby. C'est jaune, man. Tout le monde ensemble, everybody. En équipe.
on va-tu, moi?
On tapote. Top 84, guys.
Il nous pas de stress.
Top 83, une galaxie du top 82. Faut pas lâcher. Faut pas lâcher.
What the fuck, we cut? Bro, je te le dis, je te fais une sale pub, man. Tu veux-tu que je te fasse une sale pub? Une pub de Mongol, Big. Je viens de voir, on fait la coupe, puis je te fais une sale vidéo puis une sale pub, mon boy. Si t'es down, le gros, tu me le dis, je le fais. Merci, gang. Il me manque une rose, gang. Pas de problème, Big, c'est pas obligé, man. Incapable. Merci, Charles, c'est vraiment gentil. Il nous manque une rose, gang. We cut avec la galaxie, gang. Allez, tout follow, we cut. C'est le best in the West. C'est le best. x3, gang. Tous vos cadeaux sont x3. We cut, Lily. We cut. Lui qui donne des roses live. Y a quelqu'un qui peut me shoot, là?
Mon étoile, qu'est-ce que tu cours? Je te dis que t'es pas.
Pas pour longtemps, We Cut, là, t'as dit, là, le meilleur barber de Joliette, t'as dit de fermer ta grand gueule. C'est ça qu'il dit, bro. You know what I mean, bro? Ferme ta gueule.
Oui, c'est de l'eau. Oui, mon étoile. Tout le monde ensemble. Faut être 3 10 secondes. Oui, mon étoile. Fais-tu fermer sa gueule? Ils sont hauts. Ok, ils n'ont pas joué plus. Ils nous laissent parler. Gang, ça, c'est la médaille Purely qu'on a gagnée, man, avec le classement en 2 semaines. La médaille TikTok Purely qu'on a gagnée, man. C'est le seul Québécois. Le seul Québécois qui va l'avoir, pédale. Il est top 3, man, dans le ranking pro avec 1,2 million, man. Boom! Bro, faillant, man.
Non, les chats, c'est pas le fait, man.
Fait que là, on va avoir le trophée plus la médaille, man. On va être les boss. Oui! C'est l'élite, est-ce qu'il y a une galaxie, l'élite, tu fermes ta gueule? Abonnez-vous à l'élite, gang, c'est Eric, c'est qui est revenu, gang, on est top 78, fermez sa gueule. Voulez-vous que je vous revienne dire, guys? L'élite avec une baleine. J'ai envie de sauter de joie.
Charlie est un peu comme Mario Bros, c'est le seul qui saute pour des scènes.
Et où ton équipe? C'est pas chaud pour des scènes, le gauche comme Mario Bros. L'élite, t'as vu, elle a pas fini, Elle est malade, Ben. Abonnez-vous à l'élite, man, notre nouveau modo de cette semaine, incroyable, man. On est 150, on est top 74, top 50 s'en vient. Si vous allez me le faire, les débiles.
Ouais.
C'est drôle. À toi, ferme ta gueule, tu peux pas parler. Oh, par contre, l'élite. Ok, gardez pour le prochain match, hostie.
Non, gang, on n'aura pas un lion, là, mais pas fou, là, c'est 30 tours. Je pense qu'avec l'élite, l'autre bord, gang, on n'a pas de chance. Ça, je vous le dis tout de suite, là, je crois, mais. Merci, Victor, merci, ma boy, merci, Angel, merci, Vanessa. Merci, les tapoteurs, les gangs.
MVP, Monitor, que l'élite, t'as gagné un x5, Monitor, t'as gagné un x5.
Tu m'envoies un point d'interrogation.
C'est MVP.
Salut, Tristan. Pourquoi tu m'envoies un point d'interrogation, Rem Chevry? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? On sent encore le chat mal formé, mais il est plus mal formé, il est revenu comme normal, là, c'est pas revenu correct. Mais oui, j'ai encore tous les bébés chats. Et bientôt, sont prêts à partir. Ça va, Tristan?
La gang, 4 minutes et demie, le petit score.
C'est chill. La gang, 4 minutes 30, le petit score peut te parler, fait que faut tapoter. Ça, il s'en va, ben, c'est quand on va partir, gang, va être triste, parce que des hommes, les chats.
Chut. Tes chats t'aiment pas. Il est très beau, t'as ton dessus bien auto, il est pas beau, hein. Je suis chaud, regarde ça. On top 71, man. Let's fucking go. Let's soirée, gang, c'est reste dans le ranking tennis, man. La minuit, il recommence pour ceux qui sont motivés à la recasser, man. C'est le petit dort encore, là. Cette semaine, il y a de la misère, un peu, man. Se lever dans le lit, man, puis veiller pendant 2 heures de bout, hostie. J'ai pas le choix, j'ai pas de télé, fait que je fais ça. On peut pas parler, gros. Il vous prend quoi? Un petit donut? Un petit donut, quoi? L'élite, hostie, elle est malade. Tu connais-tu l'élite? On dit l'élite, ça va devenir une GG. Vous allez rien comprendre, même. Dans pas long, vous allez voir son premier million qui va pitcher ici ou Universe d'élite. Vous allez. Xavier Roll, thank you. On est top 68, guys. Let's fucking go. Si vous envoyez un bébé lion et plus, vous me dites de filmer. Moi, je vous fais des pubs dans ma story. J'aime ça vous faire des pubs. Ça motive le monde à venir nous aider, guys. Hey, le gros gars, il faut l'activer. Non, personne va comprendre. Hein. Je te les jure, on va faire des grosses affaires à l'élite.
Ah, ils sont même pas une rose.
Thank you, merci Harry pour la colle équipe, hein, tu vois. Tout le monde ensemble, tout le monde fois 3 en équipe, en équipe. On est 130. Fois 3, je filme si jamais qu'on a fait quelque chose de cave, man. L'élite avec un problème, top 63, let's go! Chris, le gros gars, tu vas avoir une équipe? Ouais, Stéphane avec un bébé lion! Stéphane avec un bébé lion! Mais voyons donc, c'est un tabarnak de coller! Le troisième! C'est que ça vient le fun! Oh, c'est que c'est le fun! L'élite, ok, calmez-vous, Carlis, 27 000 points, il ne rien, il n'y a même pas 100 points, sacrément. MVP l'élite, MVP Stéphane, je te demandais, ça tombe bien, j'en avais une qui m'attendait là, mon beau. Du coup, mon beau Stéphane! Oui, l'élite, vous êtes des malades ici! Tu faisais le top 50, on est top 58, quoi! Il faut qu'on suive des objectifs puis on les atteint. Je veux dire, les tiens, t'es atteins pas. Fait que fixe-toi pas de perdre 30 livres, le gros, tu l'arriveras pas. Stéphane, guys, tout le monde MVP Stéphane, t'es MVP l'élite, même. Stéphane, tu check Modo ici, mon beau? Tu check Modo ici, mon beau Stéphane, tabarnak, tu mérites en sacrement, même 3 bébés bien, ma soir. C'est quand même des bébés lions, c'est pas rien, man. Yo! Top 58, il y a 54 minutes au ranking. Ça me fait bander, man. C'est fou, là.
Ils sont trop forts, gang, on peut rien faire.
Un VP Stéphane! L'élite a gagné un combat.
Parce que pour vrai, on se fait prendre par. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Pourquoi il est parti? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
Hey, y'a-tu du monde, là? Mon monde, ils disent que t'as pas de power, bro. Voulez-vous, est-ce que tu de la scène un peu, bro?
C'est cool parce que le monde
Ton monde,
dit pas
t'aimes-tu, Big? Non, réponds à mes questions. Ton chat, t'aimes-tu, Big? Ils font quoi, gros? Ils rient de toi, Big? Ils font quoi? Tu poses jamais la question, Big? T'es 200 dans ton live, le gros. T'es 200, mais tu finis avec 103 points.
Ok, mais c'est pas parce que le monde joue pas qu'ils ont pas. Ça veut pas dire que tout le monde a du cash. Hein?
T'as vu, le gros? Tu viens parler de cash, le gros? Tu déparles tellement que ça t'excite. Tu déparles, gros. On va faire un 2-3. On se repogne après un 2-3, Big.
C'est un vrai pourri, ça. C'est un vrai de vrai pourri. Je mange la merde. Fait semaine de 4 jours, le monde sont broke. Mais c'est correct, c'est pas grave, man. Pour vrai. Ça fait partie du game, guys. On peut pas toujours avoir de l'argent de même, là, sur la plateforme, là, je veux dire. Tu sais? Puis tu sais, faut se dire aussi que mon vrai compte a sauté. J'ai plus rien de ce que j'avais. Ah, la pieuvre reste avec nous, man, mais qu'ils reviennent. Pour vrai, man. Il m'a fendu toute la soirée. Je savais même pas que t'étais là, et que je t'ai même pas vu rentrer, tu vois. Il a peur de perdre ses wins car j'attendais qu'il y en ait 3. Ouais, j'en doute pas. J'en doute pas. Ah. Non, Angéline, pas du tout. Ouais, il va revenir la pieuvre, mais qu'il n'y a plus personne avec qui battle. Moi, je n'aimerais pas tout de suite. C'était là, ça me tente de foutre une coupe de volée. Merci, merci pour les roses, Vince. Ouais, il y a des enfants. Ouais, il passe de même. Il dit, je vais aller faire un petit 2-3. Il est avec qui? Vous me le dire, gang, je suis curieux. Je veux savoir si la personne contre qui elle va rage quit. Il a perdu beaucoup lui aussi, il aime ça, faire chier pour rien. Ouais, mais c'est pas grave. On va se rebâtir, gang. On va se rebâtir.
Shit.
On va se rebâtir, faites-vous-en pas. C'est une question de temps. On l'attend-tu la pieuvre ou on fait quoi? C'est toi qui décides, Big. Moi, il était Chris Frenchy, oubliez ça, c'est sûr qu'il revient pas de suite. Sauf si Chris il a pas d'équipe, là. Mais. On fait quoi, gang? On l'attend ou on ferme ça et on recommence demain? Next time, ouais. Ok. Ben demain, au pire, la pieuvre, moi je suis là demain. Fait que si vous voulez être là demain, on sera là. Sinon, ben, pourquoi tes bébés? Tes bébés chats, ils vont bien, Katan. Ils vont super bien. Sinon, au pire, regarde, la pieuvre, s'il revient, garde ton sel proche, je vais t'envoyer une. Je vais te le partager en PV. Yes, Saint George, on est écrit au je ferme ça. Mais ouais, comme je dis, quelle heure le prochain live? Je saurais dire. Je sais pas si je vais l'attendre. Je sais pas. Honnêtement, je sais pas. J'ai pas de blonde, vous êtes fatiguant, man, pour vrai, là. Débuzzé. C'est 100 fois que vous me posez la même question. J'ai pas de blonde, j'ai pas de femme dans ma vie, j'ai rien, je suis seul. Arrêtez, là, maintenant, c'est gossant. Pourquoi t'as dit quoi, Clément? Je voyais une fille, puis je voulais prendre du temps avec cette personne-là. Fait que j'ai comme coupé mes likes TikTok pendant un moment. Là, je suis tout seul. Je vois plus personne. Fait que je fais ce que je veux. C'est ma vie. Je suis pas fâché. Pas fâché pantoute. Pas du tout. C'est mon air naturel. Tes chats s'en vont où, Piquant? J'ai personne pour l'instant. Fait que pour l'instant, ils restent avec papa à la maison. Mais quand ils vont avoir une famille, ils vont aller chacun dans leur famille respective, puis j'en garde un. J'en garde un. Ben non, Angel. T'inquiète-toi pas avec ça. C'est sûr que non. On peut les voir. Ben écoute, je peux vous en montrer un ou deux, là, mais ils se promènent pas mal dans la maison. Il va-tu revenir qui, ça, Charlie? Je vais vous en montrer un vite fait, là. Ça, c'était lui qui est handicapé, mais check, ses pattes sont revenues normales. Fait que ça en est un. Mon bébé, les gens veulent savoir t'es qui. Ils veulent te voir. Ils veulent te voir, Minou. Bon, lui, il veut s'en aller. Tiens, ah ouais, vas-y. Donc, tu t'en vas-tu? J'étais avec lui, mais il a flyé. Ben, ça peut fonctionner, Angel. Faut juste que ça s'adapte, tout simplement. J'ai vu beaucoup de monde avoir des chiens et des chats dans la même maison, puis ça se passe très bien. C'est sûr qu'il y a une période d'adaptation, mais regarde, tout est possible. Si, mettons, tu trouves personne, tu vas faire quoi? Ben, je vais les mettre en adoption. Je vais aller dans une animalerie spécialisée qui vont les récupérer, puis qui vont les mettre à l'ombre, puis qui vont trouver une belle famille pour eux. Moi, si je peux pas trouver de famille, je peux pas garder 5 bébés chatons chez nous, là. Oui, ils sont tous tirés. Ouais, c'est ça, ça marche des fois, le gang. Ça veut pas dire que les chats et les chiens s'entendent pas, là. Pas du tout. Moi, j'en veux, ben, tu m'écriras en privé. Oui, Maléfique, ils peuvent les prendre au Chico, j'ai déjà demandé. J'en garde juste un. J'en ai déjà 2, là. Sauf qu'on dirait que je sais pas lequel que je garde encore. Je suis vraiment indécis, là. Je suis vraiment indécis, là.
Yeah.
Ah, c'est une belle place, Maléfique, pour vrai. Ils sont super sympathiques. Mais tu sais, comme. C'est ça. Ah, mais that's it, ça, Burn. Ouais, mais un chien, ça va bien s'adapter. Puis un bébé chat, c'est joueur. Puis souvent, les chiens ressentent la peur des chats. Puis ils s'entendent bien normalement. C'est pas un problème d'habitude. Surtout pour un bébé, là. Ça se passe généralement bien d'habitude. Pense-y. Exact, Maléfique. C'est vrai que les chats et les chiens, ça s'entend mieux que des chats et des chats. Au début, ma chatte noire, là, elle crachait après les bébés, tu sais. As-tu les compétences d'un vétérinaire? J'ai-tu l'air d'un vétérinaire, moi? Je te dis juste ce que je sais. C'est tout. Je parle pas à travers mon chapeau, je te parle de mes connaissances. C'est les connaissances que j'ai. Si je savais pas ce que je dirais juste rien. Je l'aimerais m'attraper. Donnez-moi 2 secondes.
Oh.
Depuis qu'on m'a donné ma siamon descendre, c'est pour vrai, honnêtement, là, les chats, ça s'entend tout le temps mal. C'est tout le temps en train de se battre, c'est tout le temps en train de se cracher après. Mais si tu veux un chat et un chien, le chien, il a peur du chat. Même si c'est un bébé. Ça dépend c'est quoi le chien que t'as à la maison, là, Angel. Là. C'est sûr que si tu me dis que t'as un pitbull qui est agressif, là. Ben non, je te crois, Angel. Mais c'est quoi ton chien, mettons, que tu parles? Un pug obèse, bon, tu stresses pourquoi d'abord? Ça va super bien se passer entre le chat et lui, là. Ben oui. Aucun risque. Je suis zéro stressé. Un pug, le pug, il va manger une baffe du chat, il va avoir peur. Mais non. Let's go en live à 11h17. Il est 11h17 pour mon gol. Es-tu correct, Charlie, man? Ouch. L'as-tu fait pleurer à soir? Non, il nous fendait pas mal à soir. J'ai le goût de voir tous les chats. Ben écoutez, gang, ajoutez-moi sur Snapchat, je vais tout vous montrer les chats si vous voulez les voir. Maxime.forget7, je vais tout vous montrer ça là parce que c'est un peu complexe là. Il y en a 2 là, il y en a 2 autres là-bas, ça court partout, c'est. Je vais plus pouvoir vous prendre des photos spécifiques en privé, ça va être plus simple. Parce que là, comme vite de même, non, je leur ai pas donné de nom encore. Je leur donne pas de nom tout de suite parce que sinon je vais m'attacher à eux autres puis je veux pas. Je veux pas m'attacher à eux autres parce que je sais qu'il faut qu'ils partent. Fait que je leur donne pas de nom. Fait que je le répète pour ceux qui veulent m'avoir sur Snap, Maxime.forget7. Vous pouvez m'ajouter, gang. Ouais. Exactement, j'ai dit Maxime.forget7. Mon Snapchat est là, vous pouvez l'épingler. Salut Smoking. Je vais épingler, on peut dessus? Non, je peux pas. Oui, tiens. Mon Snapchat est là, gang, vous pouvez m'ajouter. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oui, j'ai passé à la télé. Merci Smoking pour votre bonhomme. Ça va, Caro? Ça va bien. Je vais bien. Une étape à la fois, une journée à la fois, hein? Oh, merci Angel. Ça t'a coûté cher. Qu'est-ce qui m'a coûté cher? Qu'est-ce qui m'a coûté cher? J'essaie de comprendre, je suis pas sûr. Qu'est-ce qui m'a coûté cher? Non, ça m'a pas rien coûté dans la télé. Ok, on va faire le point sur ça là, parce que je commence à vraiment être tanné là, après quasiment 2 ans. Là. Écoutez bien, je vais vous l'expliquer une dernière fois. Okay? J'avais une histoire personnelle à régler avec ma soeur, puis j'avais pas les moyens de me payer un avocat au civil, puis j'avais pas d'autre façon de le faire, fait que j'ai demandé au justicier pour régler mon litige avec ma soeur. Ma soeur, elle a gagné sa part, j'ai gagné la mienne. Les deux, on a reçu notre argent, les deux, on est partis, puis les deux, aujourd'hui, on se parle plus, on fait nos vies chacun de notre bord, puis il n'y a plus de problème. Fait que rendu là, j'aimerais qu'on arrête de m'en parler, s'il vous plaît. OK? Oui, j'ai crevé les pneus à ma soeur. Oui, j'ai fait un acte criminel comme ça. Mais il y avait des raisons. Puis si vous voulez les savoir, les raisons, vous avez qu'à écouter l'épisode. Mais arrêtez de m'en parler. Je suis vraiment tanné de me répéter à propos de ça. Sincèrement, ça vient vraiment lourd. Comme, ça fait bientôt 2 ans, là. Arrête la pieuvre, c'est vrai? Ah, t'aurais dû attendre ici, man. Merde. D'ailleurs, gang, pouvez-vous dire à Charlie qui s'en vient, il a dit qu'il allait faire un petit 2-3 contre Chris Frenchy, puis va voir Skull. Skull, là, il m'a pas invité, fait que je vais pas aller le chercher. Point. S'il veut venir, il va venir, Skull. Je vais pas l'inviter, il est capable de le faire. Moi, je cours pas après le monde. Assez couru dans la dernière année, je ne cours plus. Je pense à moi. C'est dur, mais il faut que je le fasse. Ouais, j'ai pris du poids sûrement. Non, j'en ai perdu, mais c'est correct que tu penses que je n'ai pris. Je vais voir la soupe tomate. Ben, allez le spammer puis dites que Max Boy l'attend puis que c'est long, là. Je vais pas passer la nuit à l'attendre. Fait que dites il y a 1, 2, 3, là, je l'attends. S'il vous plaît. Sinon, vous autres, faites quoi de votre soirée? Oui, j'ai un auto. J'ai une voiture maintenant. Sors la canne de soupe. Ah, je suis pas down. Ah, le vlog, il était temps?
Bon, t'as-tu réussi à faire un 2-3, là? T'as-tu réussi à faire des wins, des fois 5?
Y es-tu là?
Je suis là certain, Big.
Non, non, mais
T'entends pas, mais qu'est-ce que tu dis?
la pieuvre, il t'a pété tes wins?
Ah, il m'a pété que. C'est pas la pire qu'il a pété. Ah, il a pété 4 wins, mais mes 11 wins, c'est pas lui qui les a pétés. Le franglais vient de Rage Quit, là, tu vas te faire pareil? Oh, on est top 46, t'es où dans le ranking pédale?
Gang, pour de vrai, là, il est combien? Top 46, sacrément, là. Je n'ai plein de cul, là. Top 46. Top 46, top 46. 111K, man. 111K. Quelqu'un va me le chercher, man. Si on va le rechercher, OK, à 111K, gang, je perds la tête. Il serait sur le cul, ça serait légendaire. Regardez, pas de partager ça, faut aller le chercher.
Ah, moi, je vous quelle bien, gars, j'en ai 160.
Plus le temps qu'il nous nargue avec ses astis de ranking, là, ça serait le fun qu'on en fasse un.
Vrai point,
Gagner, aidez-moi les.
Vrai point, man. Judy, Rexy Baby.
Let's go, tout le monde ensemble, mettez-vous tous ensemble.
Merci, Rexy Baby, gang, j'aime bien le moment, elle est pas bonne.
Là, ta gueule, t'as plus le droit de parler. Tu veux, la pieuvre, il est là, Geneviève est là, tout le monde est là, tu vas en manger une, là, je t'ai cœuré, là. Fois toi, la gang, on va le chercher.
Nickel.
Ok, gang. Décalisse! Tiens, Angel, let's go, la pieuvre, tout le monde ensemble! Hein? Qu'est-ce qui va se passer? Tu vas manger une calisse, mon tabarnak. Geneviève, la pieuvre, tout le monde, let's go, on va drill. Tiens, mon esti de clown, tu vas en manger une, là, je t'ai cœuré en esti de perdre face à toi, là. Fois toi, gang, on n'a pas eu de bébé lion encore, si vous vous sentez généreux. Ah, ben voyons donc.
Demonize, what the fuck? Démon! L'éclate avec le dinosaure! Oui! Je suis en train de recorder, esti. Let's go! Tout le monde est là. Gigi, cabaret!
Non, voyons donc.
Tout le monde est là, la pieuvre va te faire foutre! L'éclate! What the fuck? What the fuck? Gigi, t'es baleine! What the fuck? De 46 à 36, let's go! Bon, on va te chercher le top 20 en 32 minutes, qui reste quoi? Vous êtes fucked up, man, Demonize, l'éclate, Gigi! Je suis trop fort là-dessus. L'éclate avec une moto? Quoi? Ok, arrêtez, attendez la prochaine gang de cave.
Gang de cave? Ils viennent de te donner 61 codes, t'es traite de
Justement, son cave de faire ça, esti. On est 200, tout le monde tapote, on va chercher 100 000 likes. Esti, je suis sur le cul gang santé. Et Chris, tout le monde a des emojis de bière. On est 32.
Ça prendra Universe dans x5 puis qui pète, là, ça n'a pas de sens, là.
The phone is too hot. Holy. See, we're back.
Ben, c'est.
Tu devrais jamais négocier tes honoraires. T'as un service de
1 x 5, man. Les clés MVP ton marteau. Everywhere, MVP, 1 x 5, t'es une brume.
Mon papa, t'as m'amené de mon
C'est MVP. Prince MVP, Judy, puis tu.
C'est pareil comme ça avant, gang. Je recevais autant de cadeaux et autant d'argent.
Everywhere, tu fais tout.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Je me suis mis à être arrogant, je me suis mis à être baveux, je me suis mis à me péter les bretelles, à péter plus haut que le trou, puis regarder ce que ça donnait. J'ai perdu tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, tout le monde est contre moi. Mais je l'ai réalisé, ça. J'étais un esti de cabochon. Mais Charlier pense que ça va toujours être comme ça, fait qu'il réveille pas, il raisonne pas. Merci, Alexo.
Ok, gang, le décalage est fini, là. Ça te
Je remarque vite que ça a souvent changé de monde, son monde, ça n'a pas toujours été le même. Tu sais, je veux dire, regarde Francis Bouloui qui donnait des 1000, 20 000.
Ok, c'est juste lui que vous avez réussi à me voler. Là, il y en a qui ont essayé de me voler Gigi, man. Vous essayez de me voler tout le temps mes meilleurs, man. C'est pour ça que les clés c'est un compte que personne sait c'est qui, man. Parce que si vous avez des vidanges. C'est bon, ok, ça a débugué, parfait. On est top 22, gang, qu'est-ce que c'est? Yo, Busy, qu'est-ce que c'est, Busy de la poubelle? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Hey, c'est fou les clips, man. Tu as fait une sale soirée, genre 70 fois à soir, c'est débile, man. Respect, man. C'est fou, man.
Ouais, qui parle d'être humain, non, de dire, non, je pense pas une joke.
Oh, ouais, on va tout fun ici, man. Avec Gigi, là, tu vas bien t'entendre le clip, pis tout, man, ça va être fou, man. Là, faut se prévoir un big battle prochainement, là.
Ah, ben oui, hein, on va se prévoir un big
Dans
battle.
genre 2 semaines, d'ici 2 semaines, là, ça serait pas pire prendre une personne avec un vrai big battle. Là. On a remonté top 23. Merci les clips, on l'a eu.
Non, non.
Là, tu vas faire quoi, le gros gars? Ajuste tes lunettes.
Merci, Joe, merci.
Yo, c'est juste qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Gang, on est 200, on peut aller chercher 100 000 likes, s'il vous plaît, avant minuit? On drill. Ah, il y a une fois 3 x 5.
Ben oui, Eric, mais c'est plus le même aujourd'hui. On va s'en faire des calls, c'est 40 000 points d'en face.
T'es en train de poster Master 8 du top 22, man, j'ai oublié de déposter, ici.
Ça déconne.
Oui, lit, avec une brume. Fois 3 x 5, une brume. Fois 3 x 5, une brume. Tout le monde ensemble, on est 200, fois 3 fois 3. Ça rentre dans le x 5, ici. Daniel, moi, les gars, non, Daniel, top 21. Gigi de la galaxie. Il voit pas du tout, guys, on le fait, le gros chien. 5 secondes de x 3. Lit avec la galaxie, top 20. On l'a pogné, top 20, on est top 20. Oui, avec une brume, fois 3 x 5, une brume. Fois 3 fois. Ils sont où, les BS? Sont tous là? Sont tous là, tes pauvres. Là, toi, t'as tous les pauvres. Moi, j'ai tous les riches. On est à 2 cas de Skullface. Eh oui, on est à 2 cas de Skullface. C'est qui Chris, on va le dépasser, même. Il est top 19, le premier Québécois. Faut aller le dépasser. Let's go. On va le dépasser.
Je sais pas, je sais juste qu'on se fait marteler, là. Non, je vais pas pleurer pour ça. C'est juste l'argent que le monde dépense sur une personne qui en vaut pas la peine.
Hey, c'était ça le match à soir. T'as pas d'équipe, ta gueule, gros, 25 000 points. Tu vas faire quoi, Big Busy, ta gueule? T'es comme un
la perdre la première fois.
il y a MVP Gigi dans le chat, MVP de clip, MVP
Ouais,
d'Alex.
gang, on a fait quoi? On a fait 10 cas. Je suis bien content, man. Pour vrai. Bien
On
content.
joue la peine alors. Ouais, let's go.
Que le monde m'a payé pour me l'envoyer.
T'as 2 cas, 2 Galaxies, une baleine avec le premier Québécois, 2.2 cas. Avec le premier Québécois. Il reste 20 minutes au ranking. Je veux qu'on fasse mal dans les 20 prochaines minutes. Là, c'est simple, man. Je vais mettre un objectif, là. Juste des roses. On va mettre 2000 roses, esti. Ça va prendre ça pour être le premier Québécois.
Là, c'est juste un jeu. Faut pas que le monde se mette à se ruiner là-dessus, là.
5000 roses, tout le monde ensemble, on pitch des roses. Si on obtient la moitié des 5000,
Là, t'es pas simple, je suis au courant, puis c'est pas grave, je veux dire, regarde.
je paye pour le voir en tabarnak.
On sait jamais.
J'ai mis 5000 roses, tout le monde, on pitch des roses sans arrêt.
Ça coûte cher la vie, puis le monde,
2000 roses, 2200 roses et ton équipe. Merci Stéphane, merci JJ. Merci Danny. Tout le monde, on pitch des roses. Oui, Esti, MVP JJ, t'as un x5 bin brune, d'être
Bon, ben, moi, c'est ma dernière, après ça, je m'en vais.
MVP Esti. Ah ouais.
Ma dernière gagne après, je pars. Parce que là, on va pas se faire.
On tapote. Fois 3, tout le monde ensemble. Fois 3. C'est sa dernière, fait que je veux que tout le monde y fasse bien mal comme il faut. On va chercher le premier Québécois, ce match-là. Je joue à 2 fois 3, je veux que tout le monde pitch juste des.
Je vais jamais dire aux gens de se ruiner sur quelqu'un sur TikTok. C'est stupide de faire ça. Mais oui, je suis content. J'ai reçu 10 cas. Je suis content, certain, man. Tous vos premiers cadeaux sont x3 si on veut se donner une chance, gang. Mais je suis content, certain, man. 10 cas, c'est pas rien. Là. Le monde, ils l'ont travaillé cet argent-là, puis ils me l'ont donné. Tu sais, c'est mieux que rien. Exactement, Angel. 100%. Très d'accord avec toi. On peut pas se fier sur l'argent du monde tout le temps pour vivre non plus, là, tu sais. Exact, fit. Exactement comme je faisais avant. Je me fiais sur l'argent du monde pour vivre, puis j'étais comme, si, let's go, man. Je veux plus. Puis regarde ce que ça m'a donné, j'ai tout perdu. J'ai tout perdu mon monde, j'ai plus personne à cause de ça. Mais je me reconstruis, puis je refais pas la même erreur une autre fois. La personne qui est deuxième bulle en haut, t'as un x5, tu peux l'utiliser dans le x3 si on l'active.
Bien sûr, les premiers Québécois, man. On a de la grosse compétition dans
Non, ça ça.
What the fuck, Gigi? Lit. What the fuck?
Ça va jouer très fort, je le sais. 4 roses, gang, on s'essaye. Puis ben, la pieuvre, c'est un x5, on peut le dropper dans le speed s'il s'active, sinon, ben, tant pis, on le garde pour un autre soir, mais. Bon, on s'essaye, gang, il nous manque une rose. Il en manque juste une, gang. Juste une. Une rose, gang, s'il vous plaît. Let's go. Merci, la pieuvre. Merci, Polo. Oui, la pieuvre est là. Mais ils vont jouer très fort, gang.
Non, j'ai pas vu.
C'est x5, on met un x5, on y va.
Il a pas passé, j'ai tout le commentaire ici.
On sait pas.
Ah, je me suis abonné, man, on s'en fout. Oui, Lit!
Ça décolle, là. Bon, ça va y aller.
Oh, Lit! Viens, on a remonté top 20. Faites attention.
La pièce
Faites attention. Faut garder le top 20. Faut garder. Merci, Léa. x3. Dans 17 minutes, le ring recommence. OK, Daniel, 1 x5. Oui, esti, let's go. Lit, on gagne du power pour la minuit aussi. Esti, malade, net gros, là, faut ce que tu fais, c'est incroyable.
C'est des erreurs que j'ai faites, sont faites.
On joue comme ça pour le nouveau ranking, là, on va jouer fort, on va prendre l'avance en sacrament, man. Oui, Lit, oui, Gérald. Gagne x5. Top 18, esti. On a 2 cas d'avance sur le deuxième Québécois. 2 cas d'avance.
Exactement, Maman Véro. Salut, Catherine.
2 cas d'avance sur le premier Québécois, man.
Certainement.
Gigi, voulez-vous jouer Caleb, man? Dites-moi oui, s'il vous plaît. Oh, je m'en vais dans le match, puis après on se fait bien depuis les battes.
Charlier, ça a joué fort, Catherine, mais pas nous autres. Nous autres, on était bien relax.
Moi, ça joue pas fort à soir, Big.
Est-ce que t'es arrogant, Big? Ça va tellement finir par te péter d'en face.
Le monde, c'est du pourboire qui m'envoie, là. Tu comprends? C'est du petit pourboire. Ça fait 2 mois que je suis relax, hein, que c'est relax, lui. Hey, Gigi dit, ça fait 2 mois que c'est relax, toi. C'est lui qui dit ça, ben oui, c'est lui qui dit ça. Hey, on est 225, il y a du monde en tabarnak, on est à 20 000 là, qu'est-ce que tu s'en viens? On peut me chercher, moi? Ah, Gatlis, je te dis, le Gigi, c'est un malade, puis toi aussi, t'es une malade, man. Fait que vous avez 2 débiles, là. J'ai dit, là, ça. On a un seul duo, là. Il nous en manque un 3e comme vous autres, là, puis on aurait le premier trio du Canadien, man.
Tout tant que ça, Catherine, je te dirais, le monde ne sont pas écœurés parce que le monde, il joue à côté pour lui. C'est ça l'affaire.
Gigi, c'est capable de planter le 2e Québécois, là, Skull, là. Il était tout même pas avec ça, l'équipe aussi, là. Il était tout même pas avec ça, là. Ça n'a aucun rapport. Juste le gros, je veux finir devant lui, je vais pas les bateaux avec si je veux finir devant lui.
Oui, Claude, qu'est-ce que tu veux faire?
C'est eux qui vont aller visiter, esti. Ils sortent de prison, le monde est accro à ça, là.
Bon, on s'en va avec 74 points.
Ah, tu vas quitter, là? Tu veux c'est quoi le ranking, toi, dans les 12 minutes? Hein?
Tu penses-tu que je vais avoir une chance contre ton clip de déjanté? Big, on un match, tu vas voir, j'en ai pas de chance contre eux autres, ils sont trop forts.
Ok, mais à minuit, c'est autre chose, le monde va peut-être te mettre dans le top.
Essayer que la pieuvre soit là, là. On peut pas toujours demander à la pieuvre de jouer. À un moment donné, le Chris, le gars, là, il travaille son cash comme n'importe qui. C'est pas juste à lui de jouer en inting complète. Si le monde veut le jouer, ils vont jouer. Mais Chris, arrêtez de vous fier tout le temps sur la pieuvre à un moment donné, là. Chris, le dude, là, il travaille comme toi qui mouille, comme l'autre, là. C'est pas juste à lui de jouer, là. Tu comprends? Vous vous fiez tout sur lui comme si c'était le plus gros gunner. Mais à un moment donné, laissez-les tranquilles, là. Mais oui, merci Devil de me prêter de vidange. C'est pas gentil. Je sais pas, Fit. Je sais pas. Aucune idée.
On va le laisser tranquille, monsieur, là.
Personnellement, je serais lui, là, je serais écœuré de me faire gosser.
Je suis 2 cas devant Skull dans le ranking, de gros. J'ai réussi à le dépasser, Miggy, man, de 2 cas. Il veut finir devant moi, il reste 13 minutes, bro. Let's go, mon frère, aide-nous, man, s'il te plaît, man.
Mon frère, il appelle tout le monde mon frère. Du monde comme Charlier, ça vaut des gros badges rentrés, là, puis automatiquement, ils sont sûrs qu'ils vont se faire dropper des grosses affaires. Je veux dire, moi, là, la pieuvre.
It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Culture Show. I'm continuing walk because I'm having a wonderful day. On the 17th May 2025, we just woke up. So we'll be checking our result of the tower. I'm gonna take a shower and that's pretty much it. Oh, feels good, man. I slept well. Slept like a freaking king. So we didn't have great result, which sucks because this tournament we did try 49 champion, which is something we did a lot. I'm gonna be able to finish the I'm not gonna be able to finish the weekly. It's okay. That'll be the week. We'll do quest mission. Okay, good. Perfect. Now we had 13 gold champion on crown. We had 18 platinum on the shield, which is good because usually you get like 20 or something like that. Good. And finally, we have I won't tell you. I have to go to the tower. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Rank 12 platinum in this first playthrough. Guys are doing well because they're having a wonderful day on this 18th May 2025. We just woke up. I take a shower. There's a shitty weather outside, which is great for streaming. So I'm gonna take a shower, do a couple of videos, and start my freaking day. Hell yeah. Okay.
why I wanted to call this meeting, because I just want to shut the fuck up and listen to it, alright? This is important. Alright, guys, I'm never ever going back to jail again, okay? I've got a plan to make money here. I think it's perfect. I'm ready to do low risk crimes and open up some small, semi-legit businesses. You gotta do two things. Instead of breaking the law big time for a big payday, you gotta break the law a lot, like little tiny crimes. And then you still make as much money and the cops won't mess with you. And you need to set goals, the second thing, where you want everybody to want to do something. So what we're thinking, or what Julian's thinking, I don't mean take credit for it, is that he wants us to go on a cruise at the end of the year. Break the law, work towards that. And that way you don't get people ratting you out and you got something to look forward to. When you're breaking the law, you know it's for something. If you guys work for me, you'll get employee benefits. You'll get paid like any other job, except there's going to be a higher vacation pay deduction. Basically, it's going to take off 60% of everything we make, goes into this little fund. And the year we get one of those big fucking boats and go on party, it's going to be wicked. One of those big cocksuckers up in the ocean? Awesome food, booze, ladies, I'm talking dope, ladies, video games, all inclusive video games, yeah, everything. Boys, I hope you're not teasing me right now. That would be cruel, because I wanted to go on a trip since I don't know when, I couldn't ever afford it. Guys, if we all work together on this, we can make this happen. What's the first thing we need to do, Julian? Sign me up. We're going to open up a little gas station here in the trailer park. Let's do it. I don't know anything to go on a cruise, Julian. There is no way it's going to get fucked up, guys. Hey, it's like a real gas station, we're going to get Julian, if I can be the gas station region manager, it's the most important job there is. I can't let the boys down, I gotta work my ass off, so that we can do the, go on the cruise. I've never been on a fucking cruise before.
You gassed this up yesterday?
Yeah, I put $50 in it.
The gas gauge reads empty. Second. What kind of idiots would steal gas from a trailer park supervisor and think they could get away with it, Randy?
Unleaded, blue container. Supreme, red container. Diesel in the green. Okay, are we clear here, guys?
Yeah, but how many times is the Supreme?
What do you stupid? You fucking taste it. Unleaded tastes a little tangy. Supreme is kind of sour. Diesel tastes pretty good.
Read please. For God's sake, stop it, man. Can you do something about your daughter, please? Stop it.
Stop it, Corey. Stand down and listen to me. Hey, don't let me fix. Corey, are you gonna fight my daughter who's 9 years old? Because you're probably gonna get hurt, okay? Stand down and listen to me. Boys, don't fuck this up. I am your boss. You listen to me and you do what I say when I say it. And if you don't, I'll report both of you to Julian and you won't be going on this fucking cruise, okay?
Come on, that's ridiculous, dude.
Corey, shut the fuck up. Leave my daughter alone and listen to me. Go to the store, get Julian some rum, and go siphon some fucking gas, alright? Because I gotta take Trinity to go get some patches. Sure, man.
Can we take bubbles?
Okay, good.
Let's get all the left from the gas station and we'll order through the salon so you don't have the outside. It can't be traced back to you.
Cool. That's a great idea.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll have coupons from the salon so you know who's cool. A different color coupon for a different amount. Like if somebody gets a per coupon, it's like 20 or 40 bucks worth of gas or whatever. Great idea. Listen, and we'll take 20%.
20%. Come on, girl. 15%. I'm not gonna go any higher.
No, Julian said 20.
Alright, friends. Just keep on thinking 20%. That's fine.
Okay, right on. We'll see those all coupons all over back then.
I'm just ready. What about the sailing with ship tycoon, Randy? So we better haul in the jib before it gets covered with shit.
What are you doing here, Mr. Lee?
Video evidence, Randy. Because video evidence doesn't lie. In a court of law, video evidence is tantamount to the truth.
Hey, Eva.
Okay. Look on the box of the negative notices. What are you doing? Don't shoot me. Simply went in to buy some patches for my daughter, and all of a sudden my gun was out, which is no big deal. He overreacts, freaks out, thought we're robbing the place. Oh, no. It's all right. We're not robbing here or anything like that. Oh, Trinity. Okay, everything's... Get the fuck back up here, Jake. Everything's fucking cool, yeah. Trinity, don't touch that. You can't play with handguns, okay?
You shouldn't be playing around.
Video camera, sweet. What's that? It's on video camera. It was on fucking video camera, so since it was on video camera, I decided maybe we should take this shit. For the legal record, we were not robbing the store. Well, looks like we're robbing this. We take this shit. We're not supposed to. We're not taking anything, right? It's not robbing. Instead of someone, I'm gonna take this shit. I'm copying the fucking video tapes in here, too. This is bullshit. Cops on the shit. We're in jail for 10 years. We're gonna go to jail for robbing the place. You shut the fuck up, dog. You're gonna be, in a place that looks like you're robbing. You may take some shit. That's the way it is. I'm not going to jail for not taking anything. Robbing the place is bullshit. So look at this stuff. You alright, Ricky?
Daddy, I thought you said you're not supposed to smoke with the patch on.
Daddy's bigger than you, sweetheart, so he can't set up a couple because they were free. Where'd you get this stuff? Somebody stole it, man.
They did steal it.
Oh, no, Julian. Going into a store, firing a gun off and leaving without paying it for everything, that's not to do.
Yes, it is
Look,
stealing.
Trinity accidentally fired a gun off the grocery store. Look at the wrong place. Look at this stuff. Something came up. No big deal. Of course, it's not a big deal. Ricky got the rental thing. He's got everything under control. Exactly. Nothing to worry about. I'm gonna start fucking around, okay? Please. Keep on stuff like this. We're gonna be back in jail so fast, Ricky. We're back in jail, Julian. We got our customer, boy. How's it going? That pro coat coupon is 20 regular. A couple over and see if the special ones. Take the infection. Sorry about this. Julian, you got a cigarette light. I'm covered. Put it over, Ricky. Put it up. Oh my God.
Daddy, I want to smoke.
Trinity, you can't smoke with the patch on. I told you that. You got a cigarette.
Well, you have a patch on and you're smoking it.
Look at the size of me. I'm way bigger than you. Trinity, don't light that cigarette.
Why not?
Hold this for a second. You got a cigarette. I don't know where the cat upstairs. That cigarette. Why are you getting mad? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, Mommy will get mad at you
Constitution.
Well, whatever these coupons will get us.
Alright, let's see.
Thank you.
Well, you should do the house right.
Look, a lot of traffic in Ricky's lot. Ergo, they're doing something illegal. We're gonna get them on videotape. When we have enough evidence, we're gonna call the 911. Law enforcement, the cops, the boys in blue. We'll have it all on tape, Randy.
All right, come in. All right, zero. Open it up again, okay? Okay, then we'll see traffic. All right. Step up forward. Okay, good one. Yep. $20. What are you doing? Something else. It's lovely. Stick in your mouth. Yeah, you're ready. You gotta kill somebody, man. Check one, check two, test one, test two. Make contact with the target. Here's no merchandise. Staged on tape. Then fall back. That's what you say to area.
I'll be in the woods getting one of different angles. So if the sale goes down, I'll call in the heavy. Clear?
Clear, Mr. Lady.
I was missing one. I can do one.
Boys, where the hell were you guys? Gas. He's gonna sit down for a minute. Come on. Come on, dude. Ready? You're guys be fucking nice one, Corey. You smashed the rope. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to get him more. You know, man, we'll fuck up, man. Bring the shit in. Go ahead. Your customer, will you? T-Rock, take care of this customer. I just suggest 6 months. I look at it. 16 days. Hey, you can't smoke with the match on. You're gonna get dizzy. Come on, folks. Fuck, you're just fucking idiots. You fucking can't. Boys, what are we gonna do? What? Just stay calm and do it first. Hey, boys, you ready? Let's go. Stuff just like everybody else.
Randy, you better fucking go on your perm. Come on, no one's saying gun Cassidy in the Sundance cheeseburger. What? My eyes, boy, I got no candy for you. See some candy?
Just a second, boys. Holy fucking Lizzie. The patch. Boys, don't now, Louise over there in the woods with video camera. Hold on. Stay calm, stick to the plan. He's gonna get us. Corey, Trevor. Deal with Randy. Let's go, Trevor. Get up. Here, get up. Boys, here's $20 cash. No up for it, please. Ricky. Oh, we don't want your money, Corey, Trevor. What's wrong with you guys anyway? I'll never say about fucking gas we've been stealing. We should be better in 6 to 8 days, though. Well, Corey Trevor, that's probably illegal. You shouldn't be stealing gas, Corey Trevor. That's right. It's fucked up to be stealing gas that Corey Trevor did. You don't have anything to do with Corey Trevor's gas stealing. Is this the gas you were stealing right here? This is the gas you stole right here? That's what you call? Let's go chill up for a sec, guys. Fucking busy here.
Thank you, Mr. Lady, for your expert testimony and for providing this very illuminating tape. Your Honor, I think the video evidence clearly speaks for itself, and that any sane and rational person would have no choice but to convict these individuals of these ridiculous crimes. Oh, objection. That's the 17th time that he has sworn so far. Richard, please.
All right, I'm fucking sorry about all the stuff. The prosecutor he's not a bad guy. He's pissing me off.
Can't even speak. Thanks, sir. Your Honor, this is ludicrous. It's a disgrace to these proceedings.
Thank you. Richard, since you chose to defend yourself and fired a public defender, I guess it's your turn to question the witness.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
And Richard, before you begin, I'd like to say that I think this is a bad idea. However, you do have the right to defend yourself, so proceed, but please remember to watch your language.
Well, I can't speak for the swear, and I'm only on grade 10. And I haven't had a cigarette since I've been arrested. I'm ready to fucking snap. So I'd like to make a request under the People's Freedom of Choices of Voices Act that I be able to smoke and swear in court. Because if I can't smoke and swear, I'm fucked. So are all these guys. Won't be able to properly express myself at court level, and that's bullshit. It's not fair, and if you ask me, I think it's a fucking mistrial.
This man can't represent anyone. Your Honor, he's a complete and total idiot.
Now, although I am opposed to that kind of language in my courtroom, I'm going to allow it, as unfortunately it is part of your right to a fair trial. So you may proceed, but please, I want to remind you that this is not a carnival. Richard?
I don't care if you're gonna dick all morning, it's the least you can do for me.
Where's the defendant, please?
The first order of business is to tell the prosecutor to shut the fuck up and wipe that stupid fucking grin off his face to extrapolate my case. Next, I'd like to announce that Randy and the lady have been drinking all fucking day and wasting their fucking lunch, and they're both assholes. The testimony they just gave is full of fucking bullshit. I can prove it. I'm gonna show you what really fucking happened here. Boys, here's $20 cash. No up for it, please. Don't know what that's for, probably processing. We don't want your money, Corey Trevor.
Oui, ça va bien? Oui, peux-tu me rappeler, s'il te plaît?
Ah, ben, je vais l'essayer, je sais pas si ça va marcher.
OK.
Okay, well, I think I've heard enough. And I'll be back shortly with my verdict.
Well, just because these young men have little education and live in Scotland doesn't entitle them to commit any sexual behavior and get away with it. There's two things for folks gotta know about Jamie that I will see straight up, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I spin more rounds than a lady Susan, and I'm innocent until my guilt is proven. Peace represents Sunday. Fuck up.
Be seated, please.
Oui, allô? Ça marche, yes.
Oui.
Ça marche. Oh mon Dieu, good. OK, parfait.
Ok, mais c'est quoi t'as fait là?
J'ai des Chicudo.
Given Richard's deconstruction of the
J'ai
video,
cancellé mon affaire, j'ai acheté une nouvelle carte, j'ai demandé le numéro de téléphone.
any hard evidence against them here. Quiet, please.
Ok, t'as acheté une nouvelle carte?
Ouais.
Richard, Julian, Jamie, and Bubbles. Not
Mais
guilty
t'as
of all
changé
that.
ton numéro de téléphone?
Non, c'est le même.
Order, please. Order, please.
C'est CV. Ben oui. Ben, mon oncle, il me dirait de changer le numéro de téléphone, je peux pas.
I find you guilty.
Je peux pas, là, c'est vraiment. J'avais mon numéro de téléphone, là, c'est vraiment. C'est compliqué, c'est complexe, là. J'allais chez Kudo. J'ai dit, j'aimerais canceller ma carte. Ça m'a coûté 35$.
Pour une nouvelle.
Ouais, parce qu'eux, ils me l'offraient gratuit. Il fallait que j'attende. Il fallait que je fasse une étude sur qu'est-ce qui se passe.
Ok.
Là, il fallait que je fasse une étude avant même de penser à canceller ma carte. Avant même de penser à m'en donner une nouvelle avec le même numéro de téléphone. Il fallait qu'ils résolvent le problème. Parce qu'eux, ils pensaient que c'était dans le système. Je sais pas. Mais en tout cas, c'est pas grave. En tout cas, c'est pas grave. Comment tu vas?
Oui, oui.
Good.
Au moins là, ben, si j'en peux-tu ou l'autre place, il va t'appeler, il va te rejoindre.
Je sais qu'il faut que je dise ça, mais d'habitude, c'est parfait, là. Je l'ai fait hier.
Ok.
Bon, j'étais là. T'étais là. T'étais là. Oui, j'ai.
Oui. Qu'est-ce que t'as fait hier?
Ben, j'allais avec toi. On s'est levé, j'ai oublié avec toi. J'ai oublié. J'ai apporté un CV, j'avais oublié que c'était avec toi.
Ok. Oh, mais t'as des belles ensemble.
Je sais, je me suis rappelé après. Fait que ça, regarde, encore merci pour hier. Un gros merci pour hier, t'as bien dormir. Là, t'étais content, toi?
Oui.
Good. Parfait. Ben, ok, ben, regarde, je vais juste voir si le numéro de marché. Je vais voir si elle existe. Oui.
Comment ça fonctionne?
Ben, on croise le doigt que sinon, c'est possible que.
C'est pas 65$ à chaque fois, là.
Mais non. Mais, écoute, 35$ pour me trouver, pour me régler, puis peut-être me trouver une job, ça vaut la peine, là?
Ouais, mais là, il faut faire ça attention, là, pour parler sur le fait.
X.
Pour garder ta capsule intacte.
Parce que c'est sûrement ça qui m'a fait, regarde, qu'est-ce que t'as parlé hier pour les Trojans, là? C'est ça? Tu sais? En tout cas, regarde, maintenant, le problème est réglé pour l'instant. On va faire que c'est à long terme. Puis on va voir comment ça se passe. C'est bon? Passez une belle journée. Aujourd'hui, je sais pas s'il va pleuvoir beaucoup, mais regardez, maintenant, il pleut pas.
C'est la fin que tu t'es
Tu vois, je regarde maintenant là, de 1 à. Et pas là, de 1 à 3 demain. La pluie. Yes. Fait que c'est ça. Passez une bonne journée, merci beaucoup. Ça serait une bonne idée la semaine prochaine que j'aille voir à Jacques Coutu pour voir comment ça se passe ou c'est trop tôt?
Non, c'est bien ça, voilà.
Ok. Parce que c'est pas faire un suivi des fois.
Oh, oui, pas trop comme ça, parce que là, ça va être de la chambre.
Ok. Je te fais confiance.
Ok, c'est bon.
Bye.
That's why selling CDs is a perfect thing. Cost. They give you both that shit. So we make our money back. That's for J-Rock. That's the first CD episode of Real Trailer Park. You know what I'm saying? Except for that whack bullshit of Corey Trevor Police on cassette, but they was from, you know what I'm saying? J-Rock raps about gangsters and guns, pimps and hoes, and Compton. The guy's not from Compton. He's a white kid from a trailer park. Man, I ain't changed since I started selling records, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it the fuck real, yo. He should rap about what he knows, like living in his mom's trailer and he can't about his family.
Jane, how many 29-year-old record company presidents operate out of the Montreal? You know what I'm saying?
Believe it or not, some people think I'm making in this rap game. You know what I'm saying?
J-Rock keeps going on with this record company started. Really, all he did was take a bunch of famous rap songs, fix some of his foreground stuff there, and now he put this out. J-Rock. It's a bit fucked if you ask me, because half these rappers, I'm sure, don't know they're on here. That's called piracy.
First of all, in Jack, you know what I'm saying? Me and T call across the country, right? Because putting Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and all my boys, because Troy Douglas moved a month in, right? On the joint, you know what I'm saying? We're promoting the motherfuckers, and I'm going to call them up soon and say that we've done this, you know what I'm saying? But if they want to put J-Rock joint on these, it's got to get the fuck.
Julian invested my fucking money in it, so it's gonna roll with it, because I trust you. Julian has a plan that usually makes a lot of sense all the time. Sometimes when I make a plan, people say it's not as clear as his, whatever, but that's cool. And the flea market's a good way to make money. You know, maybe $1,100 when we can sell CDs. Everybody loves good flea markets. Fuck it, that's a good idea.
I fucking love the flea market.
Best time ever. I like to do silly little things for people. Make them laugh. You know, you just put this little one in here. Stick right in there. But here's what I do. Put a price tag on it. 40 grand. No one's gonna pay 40 grand for it. I hope it's not anyway. Julie, come here. No problem. 78 CDs already. Look at all the money we made. Richie. You're gonna keep spending money to make money. There's thousands of dollars, right? Think about it. I just don't understand investing. Who's that? Rich, never I told you. No way you can leave. No concerts in the park. Final answer. Final answer, Julian. Look, it's just gonna be a simple little setup. Not bothering you. 19mm radio. Don't be an asshole. Call me an asshole, but listen carefully. You can do anything you want on property you want, but since you only lease property here in Sunnyvale, you can't do shit. All right, thanks for your time. Now that I understand the rules, have a nice day, boys. Fucking late, not so close. Fuck you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man.
Wait! Julian, you have no business with Brad Children. Now, you know what I'm saying? You understand?
You and stuff all material. Listen, man. Yo, we should be in the show. We should be. We've been rocking apart for a long time. Show me some love, G.
Boys, can we cut this off?
Yeah, he's in a truck. He's staying indoors. I made some pancakes. You want some buns? Jamie, your friends are here. Jamie, come down back. You want to get your friend? Come on, Jamie. Oh, stop.
Turn that shit on, motherfucker. I was getting changed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that shit on TV. Come on.
What's a bit fucked?
Oui, bonne nouvelle, mais une vraie bonne nouvelle. J'ai allé chercher ma boîte à mal. J'ai refait ma carte. Ouais. J'ai expliqué la destination. Yes. On attendait, hein? On attendait, hein? Je peux plus m'en chercher. le règle. Aussi le titre. Mais c'est bon, c'est quand même photo. Ben oui, si vous avez des cartes photo. La lettre, pardon. Ouais, ok, go. Je donne la lettre, go. Ok. Fait que ça va faire. Je partais avec le Marimel. Ok. Ciao. Bye. Go Bubbles, go Bubbles. Go Bubbles, go Bubbles. Dude, so good shoes. Go Bubbles, go Bubbles. Shut up, boys, don't blink, yes you blink. Welcome to our show, because you are having a wonderful day on this 18th May 2025. Today we're going to be making a lot of videos and a lot to talk about. I'm feeling delightful. I'm feeling good. My hairs are a mess, so that's a bit of a stress. But if it isn't a contest, I heard bubble wrap and I was inspired. So yes, I'm gonna make some videos. I'm gonna be trying to figure out a couple of behind the stuff thing for multi-chat. That's pretty much it. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited. I'm doing good, and that's a blessing. These go. Go Bubbles. My shit's tight. I think my shit's tight. Don't link it to Wayne for the commercial. Because we're having a wonderful day on this 18th May 2025. We're about to be doing some videos. We woke up a little long ago. So I want to film some nature corn. Now the great thing is it's only 15 degrees outside, which is a perfect weather. And it's kind of rainy, so there's a high chance that we're going to start this nature corn with a total, I wouldn't say clear sky, but no rain in a cloudy sky. I'm going to finish with the rain, but I have about an hour and a half of videos to do. So without further ado, let's should go. Let's should go. What? happen to you, it can happen to me. No, I'm saying.
I'm leaving peach rings.
Ce message est pour la...
Ah, that's my boy. That's my boy. Okay. Clear that shit up. 21 gig. Hahaha. Gosh, nice. Nice, that's good. Okay. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the commercial. Everything well, having a wonderful day on this 18 May 2025. Here's your day. So, Cheddar Power Boys, close to the heart. This is the very first one I ever watched from Cheddar Power Boys, so special. Got my snackaroni over here. We got some tower. Yeah, more tower, and we have a great weather. So today's super simple day. I got a lot to talk about. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'm really happy. We've been doing a lot better lately. We've been doing a lot better lately, and it's just a blessing. So I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that we're in a good mental health phase. I'm gonna take advantage of the fact I'm doing good. So yeah, let's have some fun today. Let's have a good stream. Let's have a good intro. Let's have a good whatever you want to fucking call it, dude, honestly. But know that I love you. Take it easy. Oh, dude. Go Bobbles. Go Bobbles. Tom Lancashire Bank. Welcome to the show. Kelsey Walker, having a wonderful day on this 18 May 2025. Today we're tasting a new sort of ice cream. We're taking the one, the only Häagen-Dazs. We're tasting salted caramel crunch, which sounds delightful. As you can see, we got some wafer, we got salted caramel. So I'm extremely happy that we're getting this. I'm extremely happy that we're getting to taste this. There's in the description, salted caramel ice cream, decayed caramel coating with crunchy wafer piece. As you can tell, we're doing a lot better, like a lot better. So let's take advantage of that. Let's take advantage of that. Only 3 ice cream. That was expensive. That was $7, so that's $2 a piece. Holy, what a ripoff! Doesn't matter how good it is, never again. Never again. Without further ado, I get that salted caramel wafer. Let's fucking go. Okay. Mmm. Mmm. Super nice. Mmm. It's really good. All in all, it's a good product. Mmm. Mmm. I gotta say, it's really nice. Expensive, but really nice. There's some pros, there's some cons. So, let's get with the cons first. That way we finish on a good note. I'm sorry, this is really good. So look at you can see the actual side is very thin. So you don't really get the product that you ask for. Yeah, the ice cream is good, but it's smaller. Now, this is the only thing, the positives. The actual shell is actually really good. It is crunchy. I think it's salted caramel. The ice cream itself is actually really salty. To a sense where it's more like a salted ice cream, which is cool because I grew up in Kingdom Hearts and sea salt ice cream was something. So this ice cream being very salty is nice, but it's better with the sweetness of the shell. So together, it's sweet and salty. It's actually delicious. I'm telling you, it's perfect level of salt. It's so freaking good. It's nice, but it's not a lot of it. There's three package of 32, which is 116. Wow. Salut, c'est Tom Chaming, je pense que journée en ce 18 mai 2025. Je suis tellement excité de vous parler de ce produit. C'est pas un sponsor, je ne sais pas si vous avez pas sponsor, c'est juste un de mes produits préférés. On a goûté à un produit de Savoie il y a 2 jours, un sarment. Ça, c'est un serment courbé. Je sais pas s'il y a une grosse différence. C'est un saucisson sec de porc. Quand on fait un de mes produits préférés, j'allais dans une boulangerie qui était. Le propriétaire était français de France. Il m'a fait goûter à ça. Depuis ce temps-là, je suis en amour avec ce produit-là. C'est un produit qui est artisan, c'est un produit qui vient de France. C'est un produit qui est de vieux la vieille. Le monde ne font plus comme ça. Le monde ne le font plus comme ça. C'est délicieux. C'est cher, mais c'est délicieux. C'est vraiment un saucisson qui est. Oh mon dieu, c'est gars quand c'est graisseux, man. Ça n'a pas de sens, man. Ça n'a pas de sens. Mais je suis vraiment content de le goûter, là. Je suis vraiment content de manger ça. Fait que, on regarde un saucisson qui a été fumé, un saucisson qui a été séché à la bonne vieille. Fait que tu vois le cordon ici. Les ingrédients, tu vas voir que c'est simple. Viande de porc, gras de porc, sucre, ail, poivre, muscade, nitrate, culture terrienne, enlevé de collagène. Fait que super simple, mais tellement bon. Fait que sans prétendre, on va goûter à ça. J'ai tellement hâte, sincèrement. Mais non, ça voit, c'est des artisans d'exception. Wow. Hum. 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 Même la peau. La saucisse. La chair de la saucisse. Wow. La part du monde s'en fout. Il faut un produit qu'ils mangent, qu'ils ne peuvent pas manger. Quasiment du plastique. Ah, j'ai vraiment détesté encore. Extrêmement salé. Hum. 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 Wow. Hum. Vraiment un beau produit, regarde ça. Wow. Hum. Hum. La poudre blanche, je sais pas c'est quoi. Je sais pas si c'est de la farine ou du sel. Wow. Hum. Comment la qualité? Oh mon dieu, c'est incroyable. Hum. Hum. Wow. Hum. Wow. M'excuse. Mais je suis plus vocal que ça, mais là c'est juste un homme et son repas. Hum. 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 Wow. Hum. Incroyable. La qualité de la viande, la qualité de la fabrication, la qualité du talent, la qualité de la technique. Hum. C'est parfait. Hum. À la fois extrêmement sèche. En même temps. Hum. Ça reste pas de moins grande qualité. On voit. Ça sont sèches. Hum. Ouh, ça met vraiment comme des saucisses hot dog. Toute la pression, c'est. Encore une fois. C'est bonne qualité. C'est tellement bon. Mais c'est tellement bon. Wow. Qu'est-ce qui me dérange avec ça, là? C'est que. Mais, un pain. Grillé. Un peu de beurre. C'est tout. Ça va être parfait. Un bon petit café. Wow. C'est fini. Je vous aime. Wow. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the Commentary Show. You guys are doing well, and are having a wonderful day. As you can see, we're very emotional right now. We're watching Trailer Park Boy Close to the Yard. We've been watching Trailer Park Boy for a couple of days now. And I want to make a video about it. A shout out to Barry Butter, a friend of mine, who also is a big fan of Trailer Park Boys. Wow, I'm emotional. So, I'm emotional because, okay, so I have to tell you something. This is a video that I made before, but it's a video that I need to do. What I'm armed with, I'm armed with a Monster energy drink. I'm armed with a pepperoni Cox. It's brother, it's delicious, it's not Donair. So, I just feel the need to talk about Trailer Park Boys. And just how much I loved it. And how much it's meant to me. It all started back in 2005. I was 12 years old. My mom moved in with my stepdad. And he spoke French, but we live in an English household. So every single show that he had, every single channel, look at this pepperoni, wow. Every single show that he had was in English. Now, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a long video. So roll your joints, drink your beer, get you some liquor in, beat the liquor, and have some fun. I don't speak English. I'm a kid that was raised to a French household, right? And then what ended up happening is I find this channel. I find this channel called Showcase, which is the original producer of Trailer Park Boy, Mike Kleinberg and Showcase. Try it. I'm so sorry, guys. It's just so good. I should be high for this. I got some edibles. Want to do them? Okay. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't the plan, but let's go. Fuck, I love this show. Fuck, it's emotional for me. I like Lyson and Bubbles. We have a vape kit. It is the Pineapple Express. Before we start, I just want to take a drink. It's going to be like a 40-minute video, 50-minute video, so this is why we're so down with just taking it slow, taking it easy. Whew, it's strong. So, vape pen, Pineapple Express, let's fucking go. I'm going to hit it twice. Now, it's Trailer Park Boy, it's about weed. You usually a lot about weed, now not so much. Man, this show, this is a video that I'm going to tell you my experience with Trailer Park Boys. I'm going to tell you why I'm making this video, because there's a specific reason. As you can see, we got the vape pen. One more time. Am I even hitting it? I don't think I'm hitting it. You can see this is flashing, so. Oh well. I'm hoping I'm hitting it. To be honest, this is the second time I do this, so pretty new at this. So I'm at my mom's house, at her stepdad's house. My stepdad, I'm sorry. And that's what ended up happening is I discovered this channel. Now this is much information, but I don't give a fuck. I'm 12. Oh, there it says. The reality closer to the art. The very first video that I watched from Trailer Park Boys. It is the picture perfect episode for the show. And I'm 30 years old, so the hormone monster visit my bedroom every single night and I get horny. And I discovered this channel called Showcase. Now, Showcase is a bit more. Sorry. I'm watching it on Netflix, so sometimes the episode is already started. So Showcase is a bit more free. And every Friday, they have this behind the scene of the porn industry. show, but if you're lucky enough, you see some tits. So, I go in. Now, the funny thing is, on the English channel, I only had 2 English channels. Later on, I had a lot more. And you know, we had the CW with Maury Povich and Jerry Springer, right? But the only channel that I have is Teletoon, English, and Showcase. So, long story short, my mom finished work at 4. They come and pick me up at 4:30. There was always some traffic. So I would go back to my stepdad's house at around 6 o'clock p.m. I was going for Ronnie Cox. And at this age, something really happened. I was in an age where I didn't want to be a kid anymore. I wanted to grow up. I was starting high school. And it was just so great because what would happen is I would come back and watch Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys, once again, I did freaking like them in English, but they would swear. Now, one show that I used to watch was South Park. And South Park would swear. And then South Park, because they would swear a lot. Really shit. Trailer Park Boys, baby. What's not this? So, then what happened is, I tried to watch it because South Park is swear. And South Park is, again, a kid. South Park is an adult show. Did it in the kid show format. So I go in with Trailer Park Boy. Now, in the summer of my 2005, my 12 years, when I was 12 years old, my mom was like, hey, you need to learn English. And it's so fucking funny. Because she sent me to an English camp. And she's like, hey, if you want to get some friends, if you want to talk to people, we're going to have to learn English. And in my life, there's been a lot of people, mostly men, that were kind of cool. So I had a kind of like an instructor, and he also was watching Trailer Park Boys, and we would make jokes about it. I was 12 years old, and I had to whisper, "Hey, Bubble said, I said fuck," and we would laugh about it, right? Or fucking Sam Squatch. So I started falling more and more in love with Trailer Park Boys. Now I have to be honest, Trailer Park Boy wasn't a first love. It wasn't a first love at all. So then what happened is I got to evolve. I'm 16. I was born in 19. We're starting to have the Wi-Fi at home. So I spent my fucking whole day on YouTube. And on YouTube, and this is a true story, back then, they were the complete first 7 seasons. So what happened is, the first 7 seasons, they were on Showcase. And then, I don't remember how many years it was after that. But this is really, really, really crazy. And this, again, all what I'm saying today is true. So I'm 16, I'm looking at an episode, and now I think I understand. And I watch Trailer Park Boy, the whole show. Okay, so I'm so sorry. Yeah, we'll do it like that, and then I'll show you after. So I watch the whole show. I think I'm getting high. I'm watching the whole show, and I fall in love with the characters. I fall in love with the storyline. I really fall in love with the 7th season. The first one I didn't like. The 7th season I didn't like. However, from 2 to 6 are absolutely beautiful. The first one, why I didn't like it? Super simply put, it's more so a mockumentary than Trailer Park Boys. It doesn't feel like Trailer Park Boys, and 7 feels like too much of a parody. But I keep watching the show. The problem with Trailer Park Boy is, how many seasons are only 6 episodes or 8 episodes? So those are 4 hours. On YouTube, we can already put that 2 times the speed. So I would watch a season every 2 hours, and I would watch the whole show in one day. So it was too much, right? I watched it twice, I watched it 3 times. Again, Trailer Park Boy, why it's so important to me? Man, what a story. What a fucking story. Was on Showcase. Now, later on, they introduced Kenny vs. Penny. So I started watching Kenny vs. Penny. I watched 1 episode, and it was the first one against Stain loses, and I hate that episode. I hate it. So then later on, I gave a chance to Kenny vs. Penny. And to be honest, Trailer Park Boy and Kenny vs. Penny are easily the 2 shows that gave me the most out of life, that have taught me the most out of life. See, Trailer Park Boy, why it has given me so much about life is I was a shy kid. I was a ADHD kid that took medication for his ADHD day in, day out. I was completely zonked out. I didn't have friends. I couldn't speak. Trailer Park Boy was all about friendship and talking. And these people would swear. And when I was talking, I was weird because I didn't talk a lot. So when I did talk, I talked a lot. Swear word made me laugh as a kid. So it was so good. It was just so good. I don't even know what to start. I'm getting emotional because people watch Trailer Park Boys, right? But just how much it meant to me. Then I moved to the apartment. I came from a family of really hard worker. My mom and my father both were slaves to their work. Not fun people, but just slaves to their work. So when I come to the apartment, I don't have Wi-Fi. So I download shows from YouTube. I download the complete show of Kenny vs. Penny. However, I couldn't get Trailer Park Boys. I couldn't get it. And I kept on Googling to get it from other websites. Sorry guys, sorry boys. Your guy was too broke to watch the show illegally, so again, this was 12 years ago, so who gives a shit? And then this is completely crazy. I'm 3 months in the apartment. 3 months in the apartment. Do you know what happened? Chili Pepper Boy released their podcast. Sort of becomes a thing. Don't legalize it, come out. Chili Pepper Boy podcast is the show that I watch the most. It's the show that I watch the most. They would release one episode every single week, and have been doing so for the last almost 10 years. And you know what's crazy? I would watch it over and over and over again, and every single week, because at the end I had watched the first 6 episodes over 10 times each, and then I was like, okay, well, you watched it already. So every single week, what I would do on Friday, because they released it on Friday. If you were watching SwearNet, I'm so sorry. They would release it on Friday if you were with SwearNet, and they would release it on next Monday if you weren't. So what I would do is, for example, episode 125 comes out, I would watch 123, 24, 25, right? It's crazy. It's insane. My apologies. And then the next week, what I would do, 126 would come out, right? And I would do 124, 125, 126. I would always watch the last episode, and yeah. And then, but the Chili Pepper Boys, I was working in a workshop. It was boring. I started listening to audiobook, couldn't do it. Then we started listening to Chili Pepper Boys, and it was just insane. That was just insane. But why did Chili Pepper Boy mean so much to me? Well, it was one of the first that I watched learning English, right? It was one of the first show that I kept watching. It was the first series I was a fan of. I wasn't a series of anything else. And again, I think the important part is I wanted to grow up. I wanted to grow up really badly. I don't know why. I had this obsession with growing up, and this was the first grown-up show that I could talk about. The first show that I fell in love with. But then it's a show that I watched so often. I remember the Weeknd Showcase took out Chili Pepper Boy from their show, because Showcase did produce Chili Pepper Boys, but they just produced those in season 7, and then it was SwearNet, right? Which is owned by Mike Smith, which is Bubbles, Rob Well, which is Ricky, and Jean-Paul Tremblay, which is Julian. But at the same time, Chili Pepper Boys, there's so much content. The amount of things that they did, the fact that they have podcasts on the YouTube, it's just crazy. It's just insane. It's so nuts. It is so nuts, so nuts. From the very first season, I felt like a mockumentary, to season 2, where the show really took its wing, to season 3, where you have an established show, which is super funny, with season 4, okay, well, we have those characters, we want to make them evolve, we have Conky, to season 5, shit hits the fan. So now what you're doing is, you want the show to keep being entertaining, so you really put in villains, you have, so like, Don't Cross the Shit Line, Shit Wolf, right? 6, who came back a bit to the roots, and 7 was just such a party. Now, admittedly, I'll admit that I prefer the older version of Chili Pepper Boys to the new one. That's me. Now, why are we talking about Chili Pepper Boys right now? Okay, so Chili Pepper Boys, I'm a victim of Chili Pepper Boys. I'm a victim of the success of Chili Pepper Boys. So what I would do, I would watch it every single year. In 2021, we started making content. Now, the truth is, the complete truth, 2021, we're a gamer, we're a streamer. So we only stream on Twitch, and what I do is I take the stream from Twitch and I put it on YouTube. That's the whole content I do. I don't do anything less, I don't do anything more. And then in 2022, on Christmas Day, I feel like I owe people something because they're so nice to me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm doing a face reveal. I'm in a face reveal. We started doing food review. We're still doing food review, by the way. And then I got bored with the food review because I was trying to lose some weight, right? So then what I started doing was I started recapping. Guess what was the first show I did? Chili Pepper Boys. And guess what the second show I did was Getting Rid of Penny? Absolutely. Now, why am I saying I'm a victim of their success? It's actually quite simple. It's actually quite simple. So,
Hey, boy, Mr. Laney, please, that's enough.
it's gonna be fucking up. So, I watch them every single year. Now because I recap the show and I'm in love making content, my passion is making content. I don't watch Chili Pepper Boys anymore. Because I already did the recap, what's the point, right? Then what ends up happening is I'm seeing clips on TikTok of the lead scene of Chili Pepper Boys, and I fall back in love with the show. And for the first time since my 16th birthday, which was 16 years ago, I'm 22, I had forgotten some part of Chili Pepper Boys. I started watching it, and lately we've been watching it for 4 days, and I just remember just how good it was. But why am I so in love with Chili Pepper Boys? It's actually quite easy. It's something that's relatable. They're living the fucking shitty life. They're bum. But they're rich because they have friends, they have family. I identified with Julian in the beginning, because Julian was what I wanted to be. A smart businessman, successful with a lady, good looking. Then, for the longest time, for more than 10 years, Bubble was my favorite, because Bubble was funny. Bubble was funny. Bubble was endearing. Bubble was loved in the community. And now my favorite is Ricky. Because Ricky is a family man. And Ricky, although is a fuck up, Ricky is a good ass father. A role model father, if I may add. And I may add. Yeah, that show completely changed my life. Not once, not twice. But that's why I saw it. It was also being Canadian. I had this identity crisis. Where, and this is a tough thing to talk about, but I grew up in French, right? I grew up in French, and most of the stuff I watched when I was younger was French. And when I learned English, I was so excited to learn English. It was such a new world for me. I had access to shows, American shows, which French Canadian. I love French Canadian shows, but it's only in Montreal, right, or in France. With English, I had a new world opening, and the YouTube was also a new world. From Celebrity Big Brother to Big Brother UK, Trailer Park Boys, Kenny vs. Penny, complete season of South Park, complete season of American Dad, complete season of South Park, Simpsons. As an adult, I associate myself with English a lot more, but I never had a show that I was proud to be Canadian. Now, Kenny vs. Penny is the show that taught me the most. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. However, Kenny vs. Penny, when I say that Kenny was a role model to me, people say no, Kenny was an asshole. Kenny Oz was an asshole, and they shame me for that, you know. But it's the truth. Trailer Park Boy is still so popular, and it's the fact that they were Canadian, but Trailer Park Boy is a success story. It's 3 dudes that made an empire. Now they have chips, they have beer, they have liquor and whiskey. It's a success story. It's a success story, but it's not a success story that you think. And I think this is a heartwarming story. Trailer Park Boys was never supposed to take off. It was never supposed to be popular. You had the movies, which were great. From Trailer Park Boy, the movie, to come out to Liquor Day, to Don't Legalize It. My favorite is, of course, the movie. But Trailer Park Boys, one of that, it's specials. The Christmas specials. Say goodbye to the bad guy. Say goodbye to the bad. Whoa, I'm a high. Say goodbye to the bad guy. You know? But people were inviting the Trailer Park Boys, Jimmy Kimmel's, Fallon. They invited the Trailer Park Boys, and they were just making, kind of not making fun of it, but they were making fun of the characters and say, hey, this is your cheated life, right? And they say, for example, we had Snoop Dogg saying, hey, I'll pay you $200 for that. And then Bubbles would say something funny like, you know how many months of cat food I can buy? I can live like a king. It was just so fucking funny. It was just so fucking funny. But it was also at the depends of the Trailer Park Boys. I wouldn't take it seriously. Canadian as a whole, and I'm not trying to be a victim, but Canadian as a whole, we're seen as this extremely nice people, but we're seen as these people that are fucking hillbillies. We're seen as these people that are way too kind. We're seen as these weak people. We're seen as these people that apologize too much. We're seen as these people who still have Mounties. Kind of much more than that, right? And people like Trailer Park Boy put us on the map. Maddie Matheson put us on the map. Right? Nobody is as successful as the Trailer Park Boy has been, but they still kept being humble. Now, ultimately speaking, they had venture that I didn't like. They're not perfect. I didn't like Drunken on Drugs. I didn't like the Sweanet show. I didn't like that. Trailer Park Boys, which is crazy good. From the first season to 12 seasons to the animated series to the podcast that's been going on for almost. At this point, I'm pretty sure that they passed the 10 year, which is crazy because they had released an episode per week. Now they take some weeks off, but I don't think they took that many weeks off. And Trailer Park Boys podcast is the perfect antinomy of why I love Trailer Park Boys. It felt like I was part of the trailer park. See, the Trailer Park Boys, you don't want to be characters. And I know that I wanted to be Julie, I wanted to be Bubbles, I wanted to be Ricky, but Trailer Park Boys is this magical world where you want to be in a trailer park because it's cool. It's good people. We just saw who's the microphone assassin. And it's so good because a bubble goes in and it's one for all, and it's all for one and one for all in the motherfucking park, right? Know what I'm saying? I wanted to be part of the Trailer Park Boy. And the podcast, it just felt like you were sitting with the guys who were just talking. And they're just being fucked. You know? Yeah, that's why I love the Trailer Park Boys. Their success story, the fact that so many celebrities, they listen to Trailer Park Boys. The amount of content they put out. The amount of years been doing that. But it's also the harder years for Trailer Park Boys. It was a guy wanting to buy the contract. It was Mike Smith having some restaurant, leaving the acting world. Jean Paul, who was struggling to be an actor. Ricky, Rob Wells, who had a couple of roles, mainly Saints Row 2. But Lucy, the coutier, who tried to get Mike Wells. No, sorry, I'm high for reals. Mike Smith. They tried to get Mike Smith in trouble to say that he was sexually inappropriate with her, when it wasn't true. She could have ruined Trailer Park Boys. It's the fact that so many people grew up watching the show. The fact that this show came out in 2022, and it's still going strong. He might not have season anymore, but she still has a podcast. The boys that have been more popular, they're selling hot sauce, they're selling chips, they're selling beers. I'm proud to say that I watch Trailer Park Boys. I'm proud to say that I've been watching them since Showcase Day. I'm proud to say that this was actively a part of my upbringing, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, phenomenal season, phenomenal series, phenomenal show, phenomenal actor, phenomenal. And see, the saddest thing with Trailer Park Boys is John Zunworth dying because Leahy was such a big part of it. Marguerite dying, which was a big part of the later season. It was Philadelphia Colin dying, which was sucky, right? But that's the problem with shows like that. If you watch season 2, you see Trina. By the way, Trina is whom? Trina is the daughter of Jim Leahy. Jim Leahy being Joy Bugward, who died. But Trina being Ellen Page, who died. It became Elliot Page, right? Trailer Park Boy also took risks, wasn't afraid. And I appreciate that. They had a first gay couple, in my opinion, on TV. Maybe not on TV, but the first gay couple I saw, which was Leahy and Rennie. They had one of the first trans characters, which was Donna, who was gender fluid. They took risk, and they built up for that. Anyway, This is it. Love you guys. Take it easy. Ma page. Salut, c'est ton Jamie. J'espère que ça va bien, j'espère que ça va bien. Aujourd'hui, on touche à un sujet, je m'excuse. J'espère que ça va bien en ce 18 mai 2025. Aujourd'hui, on touche à un sujet qui est assez touché, un sujet qui est francophone, un sujet qui est québécois, un sujet qui est important pour moi, la famille. Fait que si vous me connaissez, moi c'est Ing Vendetta. Je fais des contenus depuis 4 ans. Je parle de beaucoup de choses, je parle de n'importe quoi, de n'importe qui, mais je parle beaucoup de famille. Maintenant, il y a une raison pourquoi je parle de famille. Je vais parler pourquoi on va faire cette vidéo aujourd'hui en particulier. C'est que j'ai une petite famille qui est mon père, ma mère, leur copain et copine. J'ai pas de frère. Je peux avoir une soeur, mais elle est morte. J'ai grandi avec des cousins qui étaient proches. Des cousins qui avaient une grande famille, qui étaient 3 enfants. Comparativement à un, c'est beaucoup. Qui sont famille, j'allais un peu partout. Je vois que j'avais, je m'excuse. Je m'excuse. Ma famille, j'ai une grande famille. J'ai des cousins à Laval, j'ai de la Chine, j'ai des cousins à Saint-Constant, j'ai des cousins à Granby, j'ai des cousins à Amqui. J'ai des cousins un peu partout. On est une grande famille. J'ai 6 oncles et tantes. Qui est pas beaucoup, mais c'est québécois. Même le contenu que je fais d'habitude en anglais. Aujourd'hui, je vais faire une vidéo en français parce que c'est quelque chose qui tient pas nécessairement à Inc. Dans la vie, je m'appelle Stéphane, je suis enchanté. Je m'appelle Stéphane, c'est plus Stéphane. Pourquoi je parle de ça aujourd'hui? C'est très simple. Dans ma vie, j'ai eu beaucoup de problèmes mentaux. J'ai eu beaucoup de problèmes de dépression, des problèmes de mal-être de soi. Je viens de dire que je faisais des vidéos en anglais. Je me mets tellement pas quand je commence à faire du contenu. Ça fait 4 ans déjà. Je me mets tellement pas que je commence à faire du contenu en anglais parce que je voulais éviter tout ce qu'il y avait par rapport à moi. Tout ce qu'il y avait par rapport à qui j'étais. Tout ce qui était moi. Fait que j'ai changé de danser. Maintenant, je suis très chanceux, je suis très proche de mon père, très proche de ma mère. Je les voyais à chaque jour. À 22 ans, j'ai fait ma plus grosse dépression. Cette dépression-là m'a tout pris. J'avais le vouloir de mourir. Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Je me suis séparé de mes parents. J'étais dans l'appartement, mais j'ai coupé les ponts. J'ai coupé toute la conversation. Ouais. Pendant longtemps, j'ai évité tout ce qui était famille. Pourquoi j'avais honte? J'avais honte, mais surtout, j'aimais pas qui j'étais. J'aimais pas qui j'étais. J'aimais pas la personne que j'étais. J'aimais pas l'image que je donnais. Je sais pas pourquoi. Mais, ouais. Ouais. Comme la folie, hein. Comme la folie. Ouais. C'est dur de parler de ça, mais bon. Là, c'est là j'allais beaucoup mieux. J'ai été beaucoup mieux. J'ai guéri beaucoup. J'ai commencé à voir la famille. Pourquoi je dis pas de la famille? Premièrement, la famille, c'est une famille qui s'est serrée. Je n'ai pas été mouton noir. Je n'ai pas été mouton noir. J'ai plusieurs histoires dans ma famille que c'est pas fameux. J'ai des cousins qui ont des problèmes mentaux, j'ai des cousins qui ont des problèmes de consommation. Puis même ça, même si mon problème était un peu plus commun, j'avais honte. Fait que je me suis fait de la famille, tu sais. Là, mon père, il avait très proche de chez moi. Il avait à 10 minutes de marche de chez moi. 15 minutes de marche. On a encore à parler. Mais encore une fois, j'ai l'impression que la famille, mettre dans la famille, mettre avec mes oncles, mes tantes, ça aurait été plus que. C'était plus m'investir. M'investir ou encore. Comment on appelle ça? C'est un problème de. Commitment. S'engager dans une relation. Je me suis remis. L'important, c'est à voir mes oncles, mes tantes. Mes oncles, mes tantes. Encore une fois, j'ai eu le sentiment. Je suis très important pour cette vidéo-là. Je suis pas une victime. Je me sens pas comme une victime, mais c'est important pour cette vidéo-là. J'ai grandi proche de 3 cousins, cousines. Eux qui habitaient à la salle. Parce qu'ils habitaient très proche de chez moi. Très proche. C'est un peu plus normal, non? Fait que là. Ces cousins, j'ai pas depuis 10-15 ans. L'année passée, alors que j'allais mieux, j'ai commencé à aller beaucoup mieux. J'ai commencé à parler plus. Je veux savoir mes oncles, mes tantes. Mais c'est quand même une première génération. C'est dans ma famille, comment je vois ça? C'est une première génération. C'est mes parents, c'est mes oncles, mes tantes. Deuxième génération, c'est moi, mes cousins, cousines. Troisième génération, c'est nos enfants. C'est que hier, j'étais chez mon oncle, mon parrain, pour sa fête de retraite. Puis j'ai eu des cousins que j'ai grandi avec. Des cousins que je voyais à chaque 3 semaines, 3-4 semaines, pendant des décennies. J'ai eu ma cousine Patricia, qui était très, mais très émotionnelle quand j'étais plus jeune. Là, c'est plus vieux, ça comprend, puis elle était tellement calmée, tellement une belle personne. Tellement une personne qui a pris sur elle, tu sais. Elle a maturé tellement, mais dans le sens parce que, jusqu'à moi, c'était bon, ben le monde, il veut que je change, comment je fais pour rester moi-même, mais toujours être accepté par les gens. Mon cousin Samuel, qui c'est le plus proche de moi, parce qu'on a juste 8 mois, qui a passé des années à chercher ce qu'il voulait faire. À chercher lui-même. Mais toujours à être bien. Mon cousin Louis qui était très réservé, très réservé, très isolé, très réservé. Mais qu'aujourd'hui, tu lui parles, puis il y a des passions, il y a des rêves, puis c'est beau à voir. Puis ces cousins-là, puis je les ai vus, puis tu sais, juste les voir, juste Patricia, un gros câlin. Louis est un peu plus réservé, fait que moins. Samuel, j'ai pas depuis 10-15 ans que j'ai vu, c'est un gros câlin. Puis c'est drôle parce que j'ai jamais compris c'est quoi la famille. À mes yeux, la famille, c'était des gens que t'aimes, c'est des gens avec qui ils se grandissaient, c'est des gens que t'aimais parce que c'était comme obligé. Je les aimais beaucoup, mes cousins, mais puis je les ai vus en tant qu'adulte, de voir que ces personnes-là, c'est des personnes sur qui je peux compter, des personnes qui sont là pour moi, des personnes que j'ai grandi avec, des personnes avec qui on partage quelque chose, souvent. Puis ça fait tellement de bien les voir hier. Ça fait tellement de bien de les voir, de leur parler, de voir ce qu'ils devenaient. Patricia est rendu un beau-fils. Le petit Samuel. Le petit Samuel, son frère s'appelle Samuel aussi. C'est bizarre. Mais bon. Mais pas dans le sens que ma cousine Nadia, son frère c'est Tommy. Puis son chum s'appelle Tommy. Ça c'est bizarre. Mais en même temps, c'est tellement le fun. C'est tellement le fun de les voir. Puis de leur parler, j'ai vu ma tante qui sont rendus grands-parents. Elle faisait cousine d'un bébé. On a vu le bébé hier. J'ai grandi comme une flèche. C'est tellement bien. J'étais chez mon oncle patente. J'avais pas été là-bas depuis 10-15 ans. C'est fou de voir une maison à laquelle t'as pas été. Qui n'a pas changé. C'est la folie. Puis savoir à quel point la famille c'est important. À quel point les relations humaines c'est important. Tu sais, les amis, c'est choisir, c'est les blocs qui tout. Toi, t'es mon ami, je t'aime bien, j'ai choisi. T'es mon ami, mais si ça a changé, je t'aime plus. T'es blocs. La famille, tu peux pas les bloquer, tu sais. La famille, quelque chose qui m'a fait beaucoup, qui m'a rendu très bonne hier, il aurait pu être fâché. Chris nous a abandonné, Chris est parti pendant combien de temps? Il n'y a pas une mention de t'es parti. Comme s'il comprenait que j'ai des problèmes. Comme s'il comprenait que j'ai pas bien ma peau. Comme s'il comprenait que. que je m'isole. Mais juste, je vous le dis maintenant, la famille c'est très important. Puis ça rend compte. Ma mère que j'aime de tout mon cœur. Ma mère qui a pas de cousin, elle a pas de cousine, elle a pas de frère, elle a pas de soeur. Je suis sa seule famille. Puis j'ai toujours été comme, t'as pas de personne d'autre, moi je suis là. Mais j'ai mes cousins hier qui sont comme. On a grandi tellement avec des frères et des sœurs. T'es voix, t'es comme wow. C'est un peu moins ça, tu sais. Ouais. En tout cas, je m'excuse chez émotionnel, mais j'ai juste parlé de ça, j'ai juste parlé de la famille. D'à quel point. Hier c'est un wake-up call, hier c'est un réveil de me dire, Chris. Dans quel moment de leur vie, dans quel moment de ta vie à toi. C'est incroyable. Oh. Tu vois les gens évoluer, puis je veux pas être méchant, mais. Tu vois les gens évoluer. Je veux pas être méchant, mais tu vois les gens évoluer. Tu vois mes cousines qui ont évolué. Ils ont tellement évolué, tu sais. Vraiment beaucoup évolué. Mais tu regardes, puis. Il y a toujours l'enfant dans eux, il y a toujours le. Je me rappelle toutes les vécus qu'on a vécu. Des histoires, des émotions, des souvenirs. C'est beau, c'est magnifique, c'est incroyable. Anyway, je vous aime, passez une belle journée. Je suis émotionnel maintenant, mais ça va bien aller. Restez-vous, peace. Don't blink, it's your boy, welcome to the show. Hope you guys are doing well, having a wonderful day on this 18th May 2025. We're doing one more time a mental health video. Don't worry, this one will be short. This one will be extremely quick because I've been talking about this a lot. Dude, watching Sugar for Boys, I'm emotional. For today, I'm doing so much better. Yesterday I saw Family. It really helped. I was going out in a social environment. I did a lot of resume give outs, job look searching, which has been going on for months, but since I've been depressed for the last been depressed for 3 weeks a month already, and I haven't given one CV out, so yeah, it feels good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling back into who I am. I have a pleasure waking up. I'm watching a show that I love, which also helps. I'm making video on a daily basis, which also helps. I'm motivated. I once again I have a reason to wake up. We're doing so much better. We're doing so much better. Mental health is healing slowly and surely. And then sometime mental health is a battle and it's a struggle. It's a marathon, right? And I feel like you're doing steps, and it's such small steps that you don't really see it. And then boom, you see it. Boom. You're seeing some changes in yourself. It's what we're feeling today. Yesterday, I saw my cousin that I haven't seen in 10 years, and it felt so good. It made me feel so alive. It made me feel like myself for the first time in so long. And I feel like that's something I miss. I've been struggling with the identity of Stefan, which is me, and Ivaneda, which is what you're seeing. I had a hard time with realizing who I am, or remembering who I am. And for some reason, seeing people, my cousin, I haven't seen in 10 plus years. It's weird. You didn't see those people in decades, but still, when you see them, you're reminded of who you are, where you come from. I'm feeling alive today, and that's a fucking blessing. Don't blink, it's your blink, we just died. We just died on the tower. It's okay, it happens. Today we're talking about a very good subject, okay, that did well on this 18th May 2025. Today we're talking about a very cool subject. As you guys know, we've been watching Trailer Park Boys. Why am I doing like this, like a masturbation sign? I don't know. Fuck off. We've been watching Trailer Park Boys since a week. And yesterday I had a busy day. I had a party. I was seeing my family. And what ended up happening is I didn't have a lot of time. So I watched the first movie of Trailer Park Boys, which is still part of Trailer Park Boys. And we're doing a movie review of the Trailer Park Boys movie. Now, I have made already a review of the movie, so why is this one different? Well, this one is the first time I'm seeing the movie in a while. So usually I see the movie every single year. I told you guys the story in the first review. The story is still true. I had Trailer Park Boys movie on one of my first dates with possibly the best girlfriend I've ever had. I bought the DVD. I watched it so often that it skips. It skipped. It's all fucked up because I watched it so often. I watched more than 20 times. To me, the first movie, Trailer Park Boys the movie, is the best of the 3 movies. It's better than Liquor, Count of the Liquor Day. Better than Don't Legalize It. I'm watching Delusion of Jim Leahy, and now it's Bubble trying to pretend like he's Julian. This is so fucking good, dude. I love this show. Ty, this is just so good.
It's all right. You want to say no about it? Boys, relax. Don't eat guys. We're not going to jail.
Okay, Julian. You got 3 seconds before I shoot the door in.
Where's your car?
What?
All right, we're going back.
Go.
You just drive them as if we're still here. All right?
Three.
How do I know that?
I'm sorry, this is just too good.
You're scared. Put your gun away. Someone can hurt here. This is Julian. I've been under control. Yeah, fuck off, lady. I'm turning my hands off. Take the fucking stone. I'll shoot the all you got.
No, is that you?
My God. You see it through the window. It's not coming, check out.
No, is that you?
Oh, man. So it's not the first movie. Like I said, I watch it so often. It's my favorite movie ever made. Why do I like the first one so much? I feel like the first movie captured the essence of Trailer Park Boys so much. The problem with Trailer Park Boys, and that's a huge problem, to be honest. Trailer Park Boys has such a cult following. Oh. Sorry, I had the audio didn't work properly. Trailer Park Boys, they have such a cult following, they have such a loyal fan base that it's really hard to it's really hard to follow. So, for example, right, in the first season, you learn who is Ricky, who is Julian, who is Bubble. They don't really have introduction, right? You learn to get to know the characters. So when you start with Count of the Liquor Day, you already know the characters. When you start with Don't Legalize It, you already know the characters. The first one, it really feels like the beginning. The first one is something that was fantastic, which is, first of all, being part of the story. So you already know the characters. You know Corey Trevor, you know Trinity, which is replacing that movie. You saw Jim Leahy, Randy, you saw Lucy, you saw Sarah, you saw Ray. It's just a great movie. It's just so good. So why do I like the first movie so much? Well, technically speaking, the first movie really feels like an episode, but a long episode. So if you look at the first season, there is one clear thought, right? So point A, point B, a little bit of obstacle, but we're still getting from point A to point B. If you look at the second season, it is a plot per season, a large plot per season, but very little development for every single time. So it's a new episode. So for example, we just finished watching Close to the Arch, where they kidnap Alex Flexen, and this is the whole episode, is a whole storyline, right? The first movie feels like that. So there's increments of who the character is, their relationship. Is the beauty of Trailer Park Boys. One of my favorite Trailer Park Boy show episodes, movie. One of my favorite pieces is Cigarette and the Bad Guy. To me, Cigarette and the Bad Guy is perfect. It is perfection. Why? Because you get a plot, you get a character, you get the beauty of Trailer Park Boys is really the conversation in between. The first movie captured that. The first movie captured Ricky in jail, Julian in jail, Bubbles, how he's dealing with it, Ray, Lucy. It's really that. Julian who falls in love with wants to be a businessman. The rivalry between Julian and Ricky. The dumbness of Trevor and Corey. The first movie pictured that so well because it's one of the first movie where you got all the characters, the main cast, right? You have this fucking. It's just the main cast. It's just the main story. It feels like a story. It feels like an episode that's just so long. It feels like Trailer Park Boys. It feels like it's the beauty of Trailer Park Boys, which is you living in the park, you being part of the park, right? Even the plot, the Big Dirty, the ceiling change is something that you could see. You could picture the guy doing it, right? Down to Liquor Day is also good, but Stealing a Bank feels big even for the boys. Don't Legalize It feels very good, but it also feels a bit political. It's a very small time political, but it feels like about Trailer Park Boys. Why? For a very simple reason. They're out of the park. They're on the road. The first movie is the best. From this, there's some fault with the first movie, so this is very big production. The quality is better. Some characters, I feel like Bubbles, Mike Smith. I love you, Mike, but I feel like Bubble had a lot of ego for the first movie. So you can see him overacting. So for example, Ricky's gonna have a clearance stick and he's gonna do like exaggerated movements. However, Trailer Park Boys for the first movie, it was huge. It was a small show from Showcase, a small show that wasn't supposed to succeed. It was a small show about drug dealing, drug growing people when it was still illegal. Sorry, we overfilmed the nature porn. Yeah, we'll put it on YouTube, not on TikTok. It's raining. Sorry, we had a bit of daytime because I watched Trailer Park Boys for so long this morning. That's a bit high. The first movie, it was huge. It was a documentary about dope dealing, dope growing people when dope wasn't legal in Canada. Now it's legal, right? Which is the part of that. Don't legalize it. It was huge. It was humongous. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that they went here. It is the first part of them being viral sensation and global. Now later on, of course they went so far. They went to Jimmy Kimmel, they went to Big Show, they had this celebrity, they had these guests, they became really big. They have this Sweatnet company. Sweatnet has become big. Sweatnet is the company that made Trailer Park Boys big. From traveling to making to going on tour to cruise. Huge. It's humongous. Trailer Park Boy became such a big thing. Right now they've never been bigger. They have their own beer, their own liquor, they have their own chefs, their own sauce, hot sauce. There's a game called AW and WWE. I'm sorry. AW is a fast food joint. Yeah, I'm really high, sorry. And they had the Green Bastard in it, which is crazy because it's a character from a show that nobody, it wasn't supposed to be something, it wasn't supposed to be Trailer Park Boys. Who would have thought that Trailer Park Boys would become big? The movie is the first increment of, okay, well, this could be big. And I just had this love for the movie. I just had this love. It is a piece of art history, it is so fucking good. Wow, what a show. What a show. The only problem that I find with Trailer Park Boys movie is it's really hard to put in the timeline. It's really hard. But apart from that, chef kisses. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the Welcome Show. Today, welcome to having a wonderful day on this. Oh, it's raining. It just started to rain. Anyway, we have 9% batteries, so we're going to be finishing soon. Welcome to our show. On this 18 May 2025, it is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful sunny day, but we're doing better mentally, so that's the most important part. And we're going to be tasting some food today. We're going to be tasting Ruffles. For some reason, I'm getting back into Ruffles. I'm getting really back into Ruffles. We tasted a couple of flavors, and it was just so delicious that we kept going. Today we're tasting a new one. So with Ruffle, they had the same flavor over and over again. So sure for them to release new flavors. When they release new flavors, it's a big deal. They had this new sweet and spicy flavor, which I never had. I want to shout out the design team. They did a really good job. So at first glance, I thought that this was a chicken wings. No, it's a chicken legs. No, it's chicken wings. So really cool. I don't know what I'm going for. It's funny because we've been talking about Trailer Park Boys a lot today. The Canadian Ruffle is Canadian, so we're going Canadian today. And without further ado, I'd like to taste them. So we have 10% battery. Not in a rush, but not with the most time. Yesterday we tasted poutine. They smell really nice. It's so nice because you're smelling the fries. You find that they're fried. You're smelling the most flavor. It does smell a little bit spicy. It smells good. I don't know what it smells like. It smells like saucy. The color of the chip in itself, super nice. We love this. Nothing the coloring, a little bit of powder. You can see the powder clearly. Let's go. Oh wow. Not sure I like the taste. I don't like the taste. No, I'm sorry. It's sweet, it's spicy. It doesn't feel like a chip. The chip in itself, the potato is nice, it's crisp, it's rich. You that great crunch, which is spicy. Always nice. I'm at 5%. Holy. I'm sorry, guys. There you go. Good. Okay, don't worry. We're still good. The chip in itself isn't great. It has everything it needs to be great, but it's not great for a couple of reasons. The first one being, it doesn't go great together. I think this is really nice. And spicy is completely different. I would have went with a more of a spicy teriyaki sauce. I can have a sweet chip. It would be good, but not like that. It feels weird. It feels like it doesn't belong together. The spice is really nice though. Really nice. Little kick to it. It's not too spicy. It's good. The more you eat it, the more it makes sense. The more it's possible in your mind. Not a bad chip. Really feel like lazy. Really feel like the sauce my chicken wing. I'm really liking this. More and more. It's very crunchy. Nice feeling. Doesn't feel like a chip, which is what threw me off at the first glance. Doesn't feel like a chip at all. However, all in all, great tasting chip. Recommend it. Good experience. Same, different, but the same. Love you guys, 1% battery. Take it easy. Okay. And we're back. 809. Which means we have every single quest up. And we're good. Without further ado, let's freaking go. Okay. Cause every time I kiss, I get a feeling. Cause every time I kiss, I swear I can follow. Everything my heart says. I want it to last. Can be pissed. Don't blink, it's the way Cool Computer Show. Today, welcome to having a wonderful 18th May 2025. We are opening a computer, but that's not what you want. You want me to talk about what we're doing today because this is the behind the scenes. So we have my first snack, the second snack. We have a bunch of notes to do. So I'm so excited about that. I am doing so much better. And honestly, dude, it's wow. So yeah, this is the behind the scenes. We have a lot of content to do. I would love to talk to you guys, which I am going to be talking to you guys. But at the same time, let's make some videos, make some content, guys. How can I add you? Dance. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the Computer Show. We're doing well on this 18th May 2025. Today we're doing of course, we are doing some video, because otherwise you wouldn't be seeing me. Imagine the concept of not being able to see somebody if they're not making video. How close is that relationship? How real is that relationship? Sounds crazy, doesn't it? We're gonna be making some content, gonna be hearing me talk about anything, and then some. And that's pretty much it. And I just wanted to open this computer. And it looks like I'm watching porn, gay porn. And if you're having problem with me watching gay porn that make you homophobic, thankfully we're not watching gay porn at all. Do not worry, ma. We are watching Sugar Card Boys. So similar, but different, but still it's the same. Right? Anyway, I'm not having some crazy speech. Just enjoy the nature chord. Dance. I only want. Why don't you story little bit of song? You can do they want Lebrowski. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the Computer Show. We're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 18th May 2025. Just a small video today, a short video to say thank you to the Outdoors Boys. So if you're following the Outdoors Boy, I do not need to tell you. This is for the very small bunch of people that do not follow Outdoors Boy. The person in charge, Lucas. Ha! Luke got you. And we're also watching American Reject Give You Hell. We're in a really good mood. We've been going through depression for the last 3 weeks. And it's been 4 days. We've been doing good. So we're doing good. ADHD is popping, but hey, I wake up every evening with a big smile on my face. And it never feels out of place. You're still probably working on a 9-to-5 day. I wonder how bad that day is. You see my face, if it gives you hell, if it gives you hell. When you walk my way, does it give you hell, if it gives you hell. And find a man that's worth a damn and treats you well. Yeah, so Luke, who's in charge of the Outdoors Boy, as announced, is semi-retirement. So he talked about goodbye for now. He talked about not making videos this year. So you guys are to where we are in May. So there's still May. I'm French. Mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août. September, October, November, December, so 7 months of not content. And I should say thank you, Luke, for everything you taught us, for every single video, for the longest video. Thank you for sharing with us your family moments. This is a very bittersweet because he's not retiring. He's helping his son with his channel. He's helping his sons with building that up. And see, with the other YouTuber, a lot of them retiring felt like, oh, we missed the whole YouTube. I don't have the same passion. I don't have the same grind. Luke is just like, yo, I've been doing this for so long. We've been so successful. Let me share the success. And it's amazing because I also believe that the way he did things, the reason that he had was crazy because it's not so much. So the principle of Outdoors Boys is what? The principle of Outdoors Boys is a man teaching his kids to survive in the forest, in the wild, and the outdoors, right? Outdoors Boy. With this one, it felt like, let me teach my kids to be a human being in normal society. Let me teach them how to be men, how to be adult. His oldest is going to be an adult in 6 years. And Luke said, I don't have time enough to prepare him for the world. I talked about the wild, let me talk to you about life, let me talk to you about in the cities. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I appreciate the fact that a father wants to teach his kid to survive. A lot of the outdoors videos, like, yo, this is so cool. This is so cool because you're teaching them so much. And there's a bunch of chicks that are crazy. For example, there are times you would make fresh bread and honey and butter. And you would say, dude, why? But then it's easy to make, and he loved it. So, you know, it was the simplest thing, and it saved him. It really saved him a lot of time. There's a couple of videos I've been watching the channel. So I'm weird with the Outdoors Boys. I'm actually really weird. I discovered them about, I want to say December or January this year. So about 4 or 5 months ago. I discovered them because a lot of the people was talking about the Outdoors Boys. And I fell in love with the content right away. From personal experience, my father taking me to camping trip when I was younger. But more so about, my reason for loving the Outdoors Boy was, and I feel like if I tell you guys why it's so much of a prick or douchebag. In my opinion, the Outdoors Boy, and you know what, fuck you, I don't care, fuck you. The Outdoors Boy were the fucking nerd Luke looked like and I love Luke, but he looked like a fucking nerd. And this guy was more masculine than all of you guys is juiced up, all of you guys that are representing toxic masculinity. The truth about Luke is he was a father who was able to survive. Didn't matter how he looked, didn't matter how nerdy he looked. He was masculine because he was able to survive in the wild. He was, I just watched a documentary on Liver King. He was primal, so able to survive. And I think masculinity isn't how much money you have, how nice are your car. It's about the number of kids you have because, of course, being a father, masculinity, being a male, is reproducing, and reproducing is technically your sperm. And some people have better sperm count than others, which means that they're more themselves are more likely to be fertile than a lot of people, right? That being said, there was this guy who looked like a nerd, and I saw the video, and he was just a good father, and he was just helpful. And then the beauty of Outdoors Boy was exactly that, was he was able... man, I'm getting kind of emotional because it means so much. He was able to portray this alpha male that was surviving in nature, right? That was able to go out in the wild and survive, and sometimes he would show hey, there's a bear there, you know? It was never like, hey, I'm afraid. It was always in control, which I really appreciate. Because, you know, in the wild, you think that you're out of control, but if with knowledge, you're in control. And I really like that. And then sometimes I was seeing the father figure, which would have his kid and produce him. One of my most daring or dearest moments of the Outdoors Boy channel is he has his youngest. And they're going to, dude, this is so good. This is so good. Look, the tower. And we're watching Sal talking about then Dave's fiance. So yeah, Max, this is a dream life. And he came up with his youngest son, right? And then his youngest son misses his mom, which his youngest is okay. So his father's like, you know what? Okay, we're gonna take you back. And then we haven't seen the son in a while. And then we see the son, and the son is plastered with mosquito bite. And then look, she said she won't allow me to take shit again. And these are really dear. Because and don't get me wrong, I was talking about masculinity. I'm talking about masculinity a lot. But Luke, it did feel like it was a father and his son, Outdoors Boy. And the word there's boys. They're not a group of people, they're just boys. But it never felt like the mama Outdoors Boy, his wife. I'm forgetting her name, I'm so sorry. It never felt like she was away from the thing. It always felt like a family thing, right? And it always felt like respect, but in that moment, I couldn't help but thinking about Papa Bear and Mama Bear's giving shit. And I was like, dude, this guy guts, you know? And for some reason, this is also about masculinity. It's also about understanding that your wife will give you shit. And she's right. She was right. The kid was messed up with that mosquito bite. It happens though. It's happening. When I was younger, myself. It's a crazy cool story. My father, bless his heart. My father is a farmer's boy. Okay, he's a farmer. He grew up on a farm. He didn't have the best education because in the 50s I wasn't like that, right? He's 67. I'm 33. I'm 32. And dude, sus. You know. And the craziest thing. I was a kid and I had a mosquito bite, and my father was like, oh. But my father was like, fuck, you don't touch my son. So he hit me on the forehead, because the skin was in the forehead. And I had this huge, and okay, well, it wasn't that huge, but it's really pretty hard. It was a huge bump. And the bump didn't come from the mosquito. The bump came from my father hitting me. My mom, she gave him so much shit. And my father, I remember my father saying, what am I supposed to do? Let the mosquito bite him? Yes, dude. Don't hit your kids. You know? But to me, that's classic fatherhood. See, the Outdoors Boy, and I'm gonna finish on that because I don't want to keep much of a video. The plan of the video wasn't talking about myself. The plan of the video was talking about Luke. I think that's the goal of the channel, the attraction, right? Luke, if I was younger, would have been a father figure, right? It would have been a father figure, absolutely. But now that I'm older, he seems like he's a fellow that there's a respect. It's like, okay, well, you know what? You're a good dad. You're a good dude. I respect that. When I survived this, ton of shit I didn't even know. Like, for example, it's so nice. One of my favorite videos from the Outdoors Boy is a video where he has his son. And this gave me goosebumps. Did make me break the fuck down. With his oldest son, Nathan. And, fuck, man. His son wants to go out in the forest to survive, you know? And the contact with his son, the father stayed behind. And, he had his own place nearby if anything happened. And then his son wasn't able to start a fire because his wood was wet, right? And he didn't want to dry the wood. And he was like, he asked his father, hey, can you help me out, Dad? And it was like, oh, this is what you could have done. No, it wasn't just what she could have done and say, hey, you need me after all. It wasn't about making the feel. It wasn't about making the kid feel bad. It was just about, hey, you know what? Next time do this, it's gonna help you out. That's being a father. I'm getting emotional because my whole life I hate my father because he was so strict. So strict. I hated him. I was afraid of him when I was a kid. But my father had one virtue. If I was a baby or a young kid and I would fall, my mom would run. My mom would run to pick me up. My father was more so, hey, what the fuck are you doing on the ground? Get back up. These are the lessons. These are the lessons. My father was an asshole. Now we're having a good relationship. When I was young, he was an asshole. However, so many of the lessons he gave me, what was that? You know? Being a father's hard. Being a father's hard. And when I see Luke, it's only a rare example of a really good father on YouTube. No, I'm not saying there's no good father on YouTube. I'm not saying that at all. I don't usually watch Family Channel. And if I'm being completely honest, if it wasn't for the outdoors, I wouldn't follow. They do have great adventure. Like, for example, I saw a 3 hour video that he did for Japan. And it was Okinawa, Japan. And it was amazing. The Outdoors Boy, what a channel. What a channel. And it's not about him leaving, you know? It's not about us not having content anymore. I need to work a little bit, I'm sorry. It's never about, and it never was about, him leaving. It was like, this is why I'm leaving, I'm still here. You know? It's some of the channel. You know? And it took so much maturity to understand that all of these YouTubers leaving, all of these YouTubers retiring, it's not about us having to say goodbye. It's the amount of time that they give us. Yes, they got paid for it. Yes, they got paid for it. But I'm looking at people like Boogie, who depends on his older video, his older banger, or his older viral stuff to get monthly views enough to survive versus a guy. The Outdoors Boy, let me tell you something right now. The channel has enough views for the guy to be fucking rich. No, I'm not saying how rich he is, I'm not saying that. He has enough views to not have to work a single day in his life. You know? And yeah. That's pretty much it. And then, because in his video, he was talking about normal life, he was talking about wanting a normal life. And in my brain, I'm like, dude, you're not normal. Luke, you're not fucking normal. Oh, okay, give me a sec. Who else? Who's always kid and survive in the forest? Who else goes out in Alaska in the freezing cold and survive? Right? That's not normal. That's how we like you. Being different is one thing unique. And even that uniqueness is stated to father, and that's not fun. We're not gonna video. Sorry, I got emotional. Sorry, I got in my head a little bit. It's just, I don't know. It's a big part of a mentality on YouTube, at least, right? Don't blink, it's your boy Ink, welcome to the Comfort Show. Hope you guys are doing well, because having a wonderful day. It is the summer, it is mosquito season. We are watching South. That's a weird thing to say. I'm watching South. No, I don't know where the video is, but I want to show you who is South, because homie deserve a freaking shout out. This is my boy South. No, this is South, this is Sophie, 9 Days Fiance. This is my boy South. South, love you dude. The best content in YouTube for 90 Fiance. Today we're doing something cool. We're doing sort of like a meme. So this is insane. I just did a video on Star Wars and the importance of the culture of Star Wars, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal because I got to talk about how being a nerd was cool again, and well, it was never cool to begin with, so it's cool. Well, you know what? D&D was pretty nerdy. I talked to my cousin yesterday, and we talked about D&D and how it was popular back then, right? And then it allowed me to embrace my own geekiness, and it allowed me to embrace being a fucking gamer. Right now, we're celebrating. Well, not celebrate. Well, I guess kind of. We're freshly. We've been making content for 4 years and 9 days, so we're still in the mood. We're still in the mood of. It's a 4 years birthday. We're doing an Elden Ring playthrough. Now, Elden Ring is my favorite game. It is my favorite game of all time. It is a masterpiece. It is. I love this game so freaking much. But Elden Ring, the problem with Elden Ring, and I'm gonna be completely honest, the problem with Elden Ring is they say 120 hours playthrough minimum. My shortest playthrough of Elden Ring is 117 hours. And after 4, we did one playthrough that was normal. We did one playthrough that was a second playthrough that was normal. No, that's not true. We did a playthrough that was normal. We did a second playthrough which was lore. We did a third playthrough which was a character from the game, which is Lord Vike from the cover, which is the original Elden Lord. If you want to know the, I'm supposed to do a fucking Bang Energy review. Forget about it. And now we're doing a meme review. We're doing a meme playthrough, which is the Soldier of Godric, which is a super good idea. Now that being said, there's a lot of things I did in my life that was memeable. One of those things that was memeable was, for some reason, I loved Unicorn Bang. Now this is cotton candy. I don't know why I had this unicorn. And if it was memeable, this is why I'm talking about Elden Ring. We're doing a meme playthrough, and this is a meme energy drink. But then you realize it's cotton candy, so it's not so much memeable. And this is how ADG works, and this is how a crazy, insane man functions. So I was talking about D&D, and you don't know why. I was talking about Elden Ring, you know why. You talk about D&D and being a nerd and being a meme, why it's important. Well, because Star Wars being part of current life, right? And I remember watching AGP videos on the Starbucks Frappuccino, the Unicorn Frappuccino. And now I know exactly why my brain was like, this is unicorn. You know? It is really rare that I understand how my brain works, but for 1 second right here, I know why. That is a beautiful thing. So I was hoping for unicorn is cotton candy, so a little bit less funny, a little bit less haha. But at the same time, we're still gonna have fun. We're still gonna be enjoying ourselves. Without further ado, let's get into the review. We have Cotton Candy Bang. For some reason, I really remember liking this. So back in the days, right? During my entire life, I've had. I'm a complex guy, right? When I work, I really work. When I work, I'm constantly working. It's crazy. My first time in the apartment working, I had 2 jobs. My second time working, I was doing overtime constantly. I was doing 60 hours because it was a really busy company, really busy. And then what ended up happening is, and that's the greatest story ever told. What ended up happening was can't believe I'm gonna say this. We were making a lot of money, right? And even the last that I had, I was doing this job, which was 9 to 5, which is possibly the least amount of time I worked. However, I worked there for 8 years, which is a lot more. And I was also doing YouTube, which was another 6 hours of my day, so that's 14 hours. I have to switch YouTube also. But when I work a lot, I make a lot of money. And when I don't work, I don't work. So I spend years. For example, right now, we're going to be celebrating a year of not working. Why celebrating? Because that's a year of doing content, of following my dreams. Now, this is not a concrete dream because I'm not making enough to survive, but we're working towards that. And in my time of needs, in my time of not working, I party. And the common cliche with this, which is true, is you take a person that never had money, they don't know what to do with money. For me, celebrating is going to the Couche-Tard, get close to my house, next to my house, and buying Ben & Jerry at $5 a pint, and buy energy drinks. And for some reason, they had Bang. And I would go to Maxi. When I was working, it was more so Maxi, which are cheaper, so I would drink a lot of Monster. And for some reason, I never had Bang. I would go to the Couche-Tard, and I was tasting the Bang. And for some reason, this flavor was such an endearing flavor. It was more expensive, but I loved it. So this is really good memories, to be honest. This is really, really good memories. This is memories of, we just worked 2 jobs for a year and a half. And then we had the same job, but with 60 hours a week of overtime. Oh, no, with overtime. And then after this 3 years, it became quite normal. It became quite normal to have this Ben & Jerry and have this. It became a ritual. And it's crazy because in my mind, I was splurging. I was really splurging. I was living life like no one else. However, I love life. We're gonna make a video about that, by the way. So, I was spending like $14 a day. No, more than that. I was spending $10 with ice cream, possibly 2 of these, so that's $6 plus it's like the chips. And that was splurging. So enough with the story. Let's go into the review, but this is why it's so important to me. By discovering cutting edge ingredient with time-tested energy drink formulation and innovative new flavor combination, Bang Energy wrecked the beverage world. All Bang Energy products are PhD formulated for effectiveness and for all active lifestyle. Our unique formulation is designed to reduce fatigue, improve focus, and keep you mentally sharp. With 0 calories and 0 sugar, we magnify the result you expect for the great taste you deserve. Take risks, be different, and own your individuality with confidence. Grab a Bang Energy and fuel your destiny. There you go. Are we excited? We're really excited. And also, I would regret not talking about the Bang, because Bang is such a weird company. It was one of the first, along with Red Bull and Monster. Very weird, very weird business sense. So, for example, sponsoring a girl called Danielle, I don't know her name, but she was like 14 and she was being sexually, her content was kind of sexual, and the content was behind the mom, so they decided, like, you know what, this is not a child exploitation, this is an opportunity for business. Danielle Khan, really weird. And the owner of Bang was like, yo, let's fucking go. And GMM also did a review of Every Single Bang, which is possibly the biggest marketing, not marketing, but the biggest publicity stunt ever. And it wasn't on purpose. Then people told GMM, like, yo, this company, like, oh, that's kind of funny. So, cotton candy, what am I looking for? I don't really know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's sweet. I'm looking for soda. I'm looking for an energy drink. I am not looking for cream soda because I don't like cream soda. However, there's a possibility that we like that this is cream soda. The truth is, I remember liking this a lot, but I don't remember what it tastes like. And that's all, yeah. The smell really smells like cotton candy, so we like that. Wow. You talk so much shit, dude. Wow. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow, I'm mind blown. My mind is blown. It's just crazy. Why? I don't even know. It does taste like cotton candy. But you know what it really weirdly tastes like? A Lucky Charm marshmallow. So this is the main thing I'm getting. Now, because I've drank a lot of Bang in my days, I grow the blend. The blend really works here because it's extremely sour. It's extremely sour, that's a little bit sweet. So there's a nice little harmony between the blend and the flavor. It's kind of sweet bitter. I don't know why. The blend really tastes like black cherry. I don't know why. Sour black cherry. And we have the gasified water that makes it an energy drink. So great flavor, great harmony, great mix. We love this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, here's your blink. Welcome to the show. Here's doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 18th May 2025. We're doing a lot today, we're doing a lot. We're in a good mood for the first time in months. I've been having depression since last month. And for the first time, I'm having 4 good days. Sorry, am I completely cured? I don't know, but because we're feeling good, we're playing the tower 1, 2, 3 times. We're watching South, my boy, 90 Day Fiancé Specialist. I fucking love South. We're drinking, of anything, we're drinking Bang Energy drink, cotton candy. Not a sponsor, I'm not cool enough to be sponsored. My G's Louise. And we're gonna be eating one of the most delicious possible treat that I've had. So my mom is extremely religious. So for her, Easter is important. For me, it's just to get chocolate from my mom. Mama's boy right here, and it's raining hard outside. So if you're seeing me, look at my shoulder. That's because I got rained on. She bought me Hershey's Eggies, Reese's, and when I saw this, I was like, this is fucking brilliant. So Hershey's, we know that they're really popular. You might know them for their cooking cream. You might know them for their they do a lot. They're more so chocolate. I didn't know they were behind Reese's. I think it's a collab, but this is just so smart because on paper, this is the biggest scam in history. And I do mean that. So, if you know your Reese's, which is one of my favorite candy, I love Reese's, you know that there's a product called Reese's Pieces. So all you have to do is take Reese's Pieces, follow the exact same method, shape them like eggs, and then you say, well, these are Eggies, and you have a crazy markup. You have a crazy markup. However, am I mad? No, I respect the hustle. I respect Hustler. I respect the brilliant tactical marketing genius behind this. And ultimately speaking, before I even taste this, I really love why. Because I think it's a brilliant marketing business, first of all. Second of all, I think it's a really good idea. Eggies, Reese's, we love Reese's. This is really cool. But even then, I'm really happy because my mom feels like... My mom thought about me and feels like she did something good, which she did. And I feel like I can taste something new. And I'll possibly never have those again. So this is a golden opportunity to taste a new product. And I'm going to be tasting something new. I'm going to be tasting them in front of you guys. So usually, I would talk about my life. I would talk about... do a crazy intro. I would talk about Jasmine crying 90 Day Fiancé style. However, I'm so sad to say that to taste the product. That, I think the English, because I'm French, they have an expression for that. I think it's like something along the line of, let's fucking go, bro. Oh, I'm excited. I opened it to smell already. It smells like chill, just like lights. Surprisingly enough, peanut butter, it is something that smells a lot. There you go, you have a nice little hole open. So I'm going to be dropping some on my hand. Now, right away, I have to applaud this. This is exactly Eggies. Now, why you see me already being in love with this product? It's because somebody could have done it. Squirtle could have done it. Skittles, Squirtle, the Pokemon, could have also done it. I don't know why, but I feel like he could have. So you have Skittle that could have done it, Eminem that could have done it, Smarties could have done it. Somehow, some way, Reese's was like, you know what? Fuck you, and fuck you, I'm gonna do it, and I respect that. Without further ado. I think I told you so. So if you allow me, and only if you allow me, I will allow myself a little bit of a I told you so. I think that's exactly what I thought it was going to be. So it's like a huge Reese's Pieces. It's phenomenal. And it's really good. However, there is a little bit of a problem with these. So, if you follow the concept of Reese's Pieces, this really works. If you like peanut butter, this really works. So, chances are that if you like Reese's Pieces, or Reese's in general, you like peanut butter. However, with these one, there is a bit of problem of portions. Portions, popcorn. Why? They're short filling. Very shallow. And all you can taste is the thing. However, as bland as this is, because this is bland, there's something that's magical. It takes you so long with the shell. Even at the end, you're still getting that crunchiness. So, in this one, taste-wise, it doesn't work because it's not very balanced. Product-wise, it's work because it's exactly what I want. Reese's filling and some crunchiness. I get both. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go and get bitten by a mosquito. Peace.
Hello?
Yes, Mom. Hi, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing good. I got a great news.
Yes?
I received in my mail today the La Carte Fantasy. I got it. I possibly got it yesterday.
Perfect, okay.
So yeah, so that's why I wanted to call you because I know you were worried about that. I know that you were wondering about that.
Okay.
And there you go. I got it.
Okay.
I don't know if I got it yesterday or today.
It doesn't matter.
How are you doing? You doing good?
Yes.
Yeah, you got caught in the rain, huh?
Yes.
I know. It's bad. It's gonna be like that the whole week.
I know. Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday.
Oh, Mom, you know how it's gonna go. It's gonna keep adding up.
I know.
So yesterday I applied. I got so lucky because,
Okay.
but the plan is it's still they have 2 posts up. They have a post of 15 hours and 25 hours. Now
Okay.
I want the 25, but if they give me the 15, I'm still gonna go in the place because it's right next to IGA, so it's 30 minutes walk.
Okay. Anyway, on Tuesday, I'm gonna give my UCB at the school board.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay.
Well, let's hope for the best.
Okay.
Let's hope for the best. We got this.
Okay.
And Ma,
we are happy.
good news.
Yes.
Mentally speaking, I'm doing better.
The what?
Mentally speaking, emotionally speaking, I'm doing better.
Good. I love that.
It's been 4 days. We've been really doing well.
Good.
Yesterday I had a little bit of an accident, but it's okay.
What?
Well, my father said, hey, why don't you come over for supper?
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, maybe he's not mad at me anymore. And we went to my uncle's.
That's good.
Well, kinda.
So what's the accident?
Well, you know, it's mon oncle Martin, mon oncle Michelin, ma tante Martine.
What?
C'est mon oncle Michelin et ma tante Martine.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Well, you know how it is, the house is a bit chaotic. A lot of things going on, right? So it's a bit overwhelming, but at the end it went really well. We celebrated mon oncle Michelin retirement.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
I got to see Samuel and Louis,
Okay, perfect.
which was really nice. I didn't see them in 15 years. I got to see Patricia.
Okay.
Now she was a bit hardcore, but she had a new boyfriend, and her boyfriend says, "Hey, I had écrit."
Okay.
So that's actually good.
Okay, Mama, yeah.
And that's it. With the job. So Nahat, she texted me. She texted me a picture, and I fucking hate it because my new phone. You're never gonna believe that. I fucking hate it because my new phone is an update.
Okay.
Il y a deux fucking pages. Il y a une page pour les emails, pour les notifications. Il y a une page pour les textes et les appels.
Okay.
So I don't see who texts me. I don't see who calls me. If I didn't see the phone, if I didn't hear the phone ringing, I would have not answered you. I would have not answered you until tomorrow and say, "Man, why didn't you call me? Oh, you called. Sorry."
Yeah, because I called and you know I no answer.
No, it's on the second page. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it.
Okay, Stefan. Yeah,
But Mama, it's great news.
Okay, Habibi, thank you.
Have a good day, man. Have a good rest of the night. And before you leave, last thing, le poste de Jean Coutu. Le poste exact, c'est commis en entrepôt. Yeah. Did you see the? I'm sorry.
J'ai vu dans le poste.
So the salary is 1716,
Okay.
and it's
Okay, Mama. Okay, Mama. Okay, Mama.
Bye, Ma.
Okay, Habibi. Bye, Habibi.
She doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to talk. I'm talking to her. She doesn't. She's talking. I'm talking to my mom, and no answer. Don't think it's waiting for the concert show. I think well, guys are having a wonderful day on this 18 May 2005. Today we're doing a small video. We're doing a very short, just a huge thank you to Berserk. I've been talking about Berserk in and out. I've been talking about Berserk sporadically. I don't know how you say that. I'm French. I've been just mentioning Berserk here and there. Berserk is something that I love, and Berserk is actually quite unique. I'm the weird guy that likes to watch complete and only completed piece of content. So complete shows, complete series, complete manga, complete comics, complete yeah, I only like watching that. And Berserk, I got into Berserk about 4 years ago, and then we heard that the writer of Berserk died sadly, rest in peace. And I was like, I'll never get to watch Berserk. And then I don't remember when, but they made a remaster of the Golden Age, which is very well made. The graphics are amazing. Now, ultimately speaking, the 1997 Berserk, the Golden Age, is perfect. The 3 movies together are perfect. They're 9 hours. It's a God-given 9 hours. It is possibly the best piece of content ever fucking made. But it's not about that. It never was about it. It's never going to be about that. Berserk does something that's very special, and this is why I want to thank you. I want to give a shout out, is because although Berserk might never be finished, you can watch the Golden Age from A to Z and still say it's a great piece of manga. It's a great piece of content. And I'm thankful for that. That even though there's a manga out there that's not finished, there is a complete arc that feels like a complete story. You can watch Golden Age and say this is a story from A to B, from the rise of a hero to the becoming of a villain. And that's amazing. I don't think anybody will do that ever again. Once again, Berserk was never meant to follow the most walked on road. The number of places, the number of media that takes iteration from Berserk. Wow, crazy. Don't blink, welcome to the show. Everything welcome to having a wonderful day on this 18th May 2025. Today is a video where we say thank you to life. We've been depressed for a month and a half. This is my 4th day feeling better. Yeah, it's just been a blessing. So I really want to take the time today to say thank you to life, to show gratefulness to life. We take life for granted. We think we are eternal. The reality is, there's gonna be a bittersweet video. So if you don't think bittersweet stuff, you can leave. You take life for granted. And although I don't think I'm gonna die tomorrow, you never know. You can die tomorrow, you can die the day after, you can die next week. You never know. Right? We've been popping bangs. Much we might die right now. But what you never think about is how much I'm gonna be able to enjoy life. So people think that to enjoy life you need money. It's not true. To enjoy life you need to have a good mental health. I made a video today I made 2 videos today that are for that. I made a video saying how grateful I was for the experience that I had at Le Fleuriste. I made a video saying how grateful I was to see my family. I made a video saying how grateful I was to Berserk. I made a video that I was to Star Wars, to Elden Ring. I'm just feeling very, very grateful lately. And those are all things I wasn't able to enjoy being depressed. When you look at my life, I'm 32 years old, which is old. But it's 32 years. I've had 7 years where I was going through depression. Those are 7 years, that I cannot get back. And ultimately speaking, you can waste years. That's your choice. But there's moments in your life where you can't really, right? The depression was when I became agoraphobe, which is the fear of leaving the house. It was insane. And when I had my depression, I was so afraid I couldn't heal properly, right? And now, am I saying that I'm truly healed? No. I need to work a little bit, so you're going to see me looking at a computer. The way we're doing is we're posting clips. Not a shameless sponsor, not a shameless plug, but still. And like I said, the depression in itself, I think this one was the worst. Not because how bad I felt. Compared to the other, this one was kind of soft. Simply put, I've had more tools to beat depression. Because I knew myself, I knew what I react to, I knew what helps, what doesn't help. Where to look for help, who to ask for help. Don't go see a shrink, go see a social worker, it's better. They're more free, and they're willing to help more than a shrink who gets a paycheck. Again, a little bit of a rant, if you allow it. But it was more so, it was bad because this is the first time where I had a dream. This year, passion for making content. When I was depressed and I had a job and I would quit this job, I didn't care because it wasn't my time. It was the boss's time. I don't really care if I leave this job. I don't really care if I lose this job. This is just a 9 to 5, right? But with this dream, I'm like, dude, you have this dream, you have this community, you're doing so well, you're getting so much results, you're constantly growing as a channel. Don't give up. But then there's a difference between not giving up and not being able to do anything because you're so freaking depressed, right? And I do not think that when I was talking about before, that we don't think about, oh, well, it's not about how long I live, it's how much I can enjoy my life. We don't think about depression, right? And I could tell you the multiple reasons. I said how grateful we were, but in the last 4 days, we've been able to work. We've been able to make content. I was able to go yesterday to a family gathering, and it's family, yes, so there's people I love and know since birth, but it was also 19 people, right? It was also 19 people, which was a little bit overwhelming at the time. Working at the flower shop, it was great, but it was so overwhelming because I'm like, okay, well, guess what? You don't feel good, fuck you, you have to work, people are depending on you, right? It was a great experience, right? And just the fact that we're able for 4 days to say, you know what, I'm happy, I'm thankful, I wake up, I'm in a good mood. We've been sleeping a lot, but still, this is base common effect of depression. You'll sleep more, right? Because you're going through a lot emotionally, and your body uses a lot of energy to stabilize your emotion. So it's a really good example of how quickly life can shift. I cannot say that I'm healed. I cannot say that I'm healed. I cannot say that I'll never feel depression. But that I'm feeling better, and I have to bank on that being one of the best moments. Have we ever been happier than we are right now? Absolutely. Have we all ever felt better than we're doing right now? Absolutely. But at the same time, that's not the case. By feeling better, we realize just how much life is worth, how important life is, how dependent we are on mental health, right? You never tell yourself, and you should never tell yourself, I'm doing so well, and because I'm doing so well, I'm able to enjoy myself for X, Y, and Z. It doesn't matter what X is, doesn't matter what Y is, doesn't matter what Z is. All that matters right here, right now, is we're accomplishing something. We're accomplishing our dream, our goal. It doesn't matter what they are. It doesn't matter what it is for you. For some reason, right? I think it's more so the image behind it that I like. I've been using this a lot lately. I've been using the picture of a guy, not a picture, but I've been using the excuse of a guy that is climbing Mount Everest. I never been a sports guy, so I don't care. But imagine that you're training, and 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 then you become depressed, and all your training goes away. Even us, we were doing so well for the weight loss. Then we became depressed, and then we started gaining weight, and I was like, fuck the weight loss. Fuck it. But ultimately speaking, we didn't give up. We're still going to continue it. It's just not now, it's just later on. It's not like forget about it, it's just like, later, bro. It's beautiful. And the Mount Everest climber, there's some obstacle, right? But you still have a clear goal. I think about I'm not gonna enjoy being up there. People are so focused on the end goal, on reaching the summit. I mean, it's not having fun, it's challenging yourself. So always have to X being the goal, X being your can I even write that? I feel like X can actually be happiness. And that would be a good X. What if my Mount Everest was happiness, right? And what if we weren't the call they just were talking about, hey, you know what? We'll give you infinite time to reach it. If there's no cold, you have infinite food, right? No matter what you do, we just want you to climb the Mount Everest. And then you realize that it's going about your own pace. It's taking the route that you want to. It's choosing the method you want to go to. It's having some obstacle, but being able to say, you know what, fuck those obstacles. They don't define me. I feel like this is a really nice goal. I want to say thank you to life in itself, because being depressed has taught me how much I miss being happy. I spent my whole life, right? My whole life wondering about good versus evil and balancing, and are we truly a good person, right? And this question of balance was so much of a obsession, and I do mean the word. I mean to use the word obsession. It was so much of an obsession that even at the end, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. In which way did it matter? It didn't matter in a sense of, and it's so hard to even talk about. What if this good versus evil, this balance was as important as being well and not being well? Am I well? Am I not well? Well, days where I'm well and balanced. You're looking for balance. You're not looking for extreme, right? You're thinking about how much I enjoy life. Am I enjoying life, or am I surviving? Am I living or surviving? And that's also different. You live life or you survive life, waiting for the next day to hopefully become better, right? I want to say thank you to life because of people that are there for me, you know? I haven't been a good friend. I haven't been present for people. I haven't been posting a presentation. I haven't been filming a presentation. You know, and it's just been hard to let you guys down. But at the same time, you guys have shown me that when shit comes to shove, when shit hits the fan, some of you guys will stay. Some of you guys will be there, will stay there. And for that, I'm eternally grateful, you know? And again, I'm so focused on the end goal, which is living the dream of making content as a job. To me, this is so nonsensical. Your dream to make content is a dream of being able to work more, right? And then you never heard, and you'll never hear me, oh, I live to work. It's always going to be about work to live. With content, it doesn't feel like it would be such a problem. It doesn't feel like this would be such a catastrophe, you know? And that's a great thing. That's a really good thing. It's a really, really good thing. It's a blessing in disguise. And it is a blessing in disguise. I'm able to enjoy what I'm doing, right? It's a little thing. It's a little thing. There's time when making content where I have been in a state of euphoria, and a state of ecstasy, and a state of orgasmic bliss. I heard Jim Leahy, of anybody, says the following: ignorance is bliss and it is some folly to be wise. To me, this is crazy. It's nuts. It's nuts. Because those moments of euphoria were fatigue. Was when we worked so hard, I was like, holy shit, I cannot do anything else. I'm so fucking tired. Reaching that state of breaking was a blessing. Those blood, sweat, and tears, I happily give them. You know? It's been a journey for sure. It's been a journey. But it's been an enjoyable journey. And for that, I'm grateful. It's been a blessing. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the fact that we're able to say, you know what? It took us a while, but we got there eventually. It took us a while, but we're able to say, at the end of the day, the trip was worth it. There's this movie, I'm gonna go extremely fucking parody. There's this movie of Are We There Yet, right? And it's Ice Cube driving his kids. Well, he met this girl and she has kids, and not even his kid, and they don't respect him. And the whole movie they're annoying because they're saying, are we there yet? And they're so annoying. And during the whole trip, they get closer, right? And they work so hard to get closer, at the end they have to be closer. And when they finally arrive at destination, they're one big happy family. And at the end, this is all that matters. This is all that ever mattered. It wasn't about those kids being annoying. About understanding those kids and understanding where they came from. Why were they so much in a rush to be there? How much this meant to them, the end route. How they're possibly too young to understand that not everything is achievable like that. You need to work harder. I want to say thank you to life. Because of how much it doesn't, how little, and I'm not ungrateful. I'm not ungrateful, I'm not. How little it takes for me to be happy. How little it takes for me to be... I went to see my cousin yesterday. I didn't went to see a fucking concert. I didn't go to see fucking the best movie. I didn't win $1 million. I went to see family, people that have been there for me since I was born. And it meant the world to me. We think that, even right now when I was talking about happiness, I kept referring to Mount Everest. I shouldn't have to talk about the biggest mountain in the world to be like, you know what, this is what you need to reach for happiness. A simple mountain could have done the job, right? And to me, the simple fact were... My father always told me, hey, you should be grateful because you have 2 limbs and you're normal. What he meant by normal is you don't have mental deficiency, right? He's old school, so, you know, that's how the way he talks. Those arms are meant to serve a purpose. Those legs are meant to serve a purpose, right? And it's not because you don't really understand what he means. But when you don't understand what he means, it's beautiful. You're blessed to have these limbs, these working limbs, but you're even more blessed to be using them for something, right? And depression is that. Depression is being in here so much and you don't see the world outside. Being grateful is going out 3 days ago. Being grateful is going out 3 days ago and thinking that it's going to be a normal trip. A normal trip. Being grateful is seeing off that there's no sunrise. So you know what? You said, okay, you know what? Let's just go out and have fun. And then you reach a certain area that you didn't know that there was going to be a sunrise, but there was a sunrise. So you're enjoying yourself. I'm grateful. One of my favorite videos ever made was a night where the meteor told me, hey, this is a really rare occurrence. There's going to be a strawberry moon. And realizing there was way too much cloud to see it. You know why it meant something? You want to know why it meant something? Because the road to get there was worth it. The road to get to this point A, B, C was worth it. And it was just fun. It was just and it's making me think about it. It makes me ponder about life. It really makes me ponder about life. Because my way to happiness was seeing the strawberry moon. And I got carried away and I didn't even care about getting there. And then when I didn't have the strawberry moon, I was like, fuck, I didn't get it. It was after I didn't get the strawberry moon that I was able to say, you know what? The road we got there, the preparation we had to get there was fun. It's crazy. It's insane. It's getting hard out there too. It's insane. Insane thinking that I'm 32 years old and I still have yet to find the pursuit of happiness. I still have yet to find it. And it may be sleeping with my son in a bathroom. And it may be fixing projector, which I invested money for. It may be lending money that I don't have to my boss. And yeah, in this case, I may be Will Smith with my son, Jaden Smith. I still the pursuit of happiness. That movie, we never really understand what happiness is. So the reality takes, we see the struggle he has. And it's only when the struggles are done that he's able to be happy. And maybe, just maybe, that was the answer all wrong. Who knows? Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Salut, c'est Jean-Jamie, passe bien, passe une belle journée en ce 18 mai 2025. Aujourd'hui, on parle de mon expérience chez le fleuriste. Maintenant, le fleuriste, pourquoi le fleuriste? Fait qu'on va faire une histoire courte qui est une histoire longue. J'ai des amis proches qui sont propriétaires d'un fleuriste. C'est quoi? Un fleuriste, c'est un travail, mais oh mon dieu, je suis fatigué, c'est pas clair. Écoute, ça c'est un blooper, on va encore liste. Puis j'ai eu là à travail. Fait comme, ils m'ont dit, ça fait des mères, on aurait besoin de toi, on aurait vraiment besoin de ton aide. Dans le jeu. Maintenant, quand tu te rends compte à quel point un fleuriste, c'est pas l'argent, oui, il y a des grosses périodes comme la Saint-Valentin, la fête des mères, mais c'est qui achète des fleurs quotidiennement? C'est très rare. Très rare. Fait que tu dis, bon, mais regarde, en plus, j'ai besoin de travail, j'ai besoin d'argent, j'ai travaillé depuis un bout. J'avais le chômage, le chômage fini. Fait que j'avais besoin, j'ai des économies. Les économies, ça se passe. Fait là, je cherche travail parce que là, si l'économie commence à baisser, ça commence à baisser. J'ai pas de problème parce que je sais pas, mon dieu, j'ai pas d'argent, mais je suis pas loin. Fait qu'on m'a fait une job de 2 semaines. Puis il me dit, tu vas avoir un salaire à temps partiel. Fait que, encore une fois, tu sais, c'est un paycheck, c'est même pas par engagé. C'est juste un paycheck, c'est comme un contrat, si vous voulez. Puis j'ai travaillé, à la fin, j'ai travaillé 19 heures en 2 jours. Fait que j'arrive un peu, je suis stressé, fait encore le temps. Ça fait un peu, je peux travailler. Ça fait un gros peu de travail. Je me demande, je me pose la question, bon, moi je vais faire. Le simple fait de travailler, le simple fait d'être valorisé, le simple fait de mettre la main à la pâte. Diplôme de boulangerie en plus. On suit l'espèce de logique, tu sais. Le simple fait que j'aille travailler. Déjà une fois, c'était. Déjà encore là, c'était incroyable. Le mois d'avant, même pas le mois d'avant, quelques semaines avant, il y avait les élections qui étaient aussi extrêmement importantes dans le sens de valoriser le travail. De refaire l'expérience que j'ai fait plusieurs fois, mais quand même qui était importante. De me faire dire, hey, tu travailles de 9 à 5, tu sais. Puis c'est drôle parce que. Pourquoi c'est drôle que je la fais? Parce que ça fait 4 ans que je fais du contenu. Puis j'en ai mis des heures, j'ai mis des efforts, j'en ai mis des soirées blanches à travailler. J'ai travaillé pour ça, puis tu sais. J'ai pas travaillé l'année passée pour une compagnie, mais je travaillais pour moi-même. Puis c'était aussi demandant. Mais je sais pas, je pense que le fait d'être un employé aussi, de faire dire, fais ça. Ok, il faut que je fasse, il faut confiance, j'ai une responsabilité. Tu sais, je pense que c'était tellement différent. En fait, c'est vraiment. Il pense que j'ai un surpoids. Fait que me tenir debout pendant des heures, c'est difficile. Je faisais pas les fleurs, fait que le monde, les clients qui me demandaient c'est quoi ces plantes-là. Puis moi leur dire, hey, je fais pas de plantes, pourquoi ça va ici? On me l'a dit ça. C'est important d'aider les gens, même si tu veux, c'est difficile. Mais je pense que la responsabilité. Tu sais, le travail de faire des vidéos, c'est vraiment le fun parce que j'ai mis des heures. Un point, c'est tellement incontable. Mais aussi, c'est. Une journée, je peux te dire, je ne fais pas de aujourd'hui, ça ne tente pas. Puis j'en fais pas. Ça finit là, puis c'est pas plus grave que ça. C'est pas plus grave que ça. Oui, c'est dommage, mais c'est pas grave. Puis, je suis extrêmement reconnaissant de ce qu'on a accompli déjà. Mais je vous cacherai pas que de temps passer une boîte et comme bon, ben. J'aurais aimé ça aider ces clients-là, tu sais. Puis c'est pas des fleurs, c'est juste aider les clients. Tu sais, quand je fais des contenu, est-ce que j'aide les gens? Peut-être que c'est le but principal, oui. Je sais pas si j'ai la capacité d'aider, tu comprends? C'est le travail ici, c'est le travail de la que tu me dis. Je vais l'aider maintenant. Te faire dire merci, tu m'as aidé. C'est incroyable. C'est incroyable. Te travailler pour dire cher pour un salaire. C'est tellement un principe qui est tellement tellement bizarre parce que tu te dis, je suis pas un. J'ai des rêves, tu sais, je travaille pour mes rêves versus. Je vais pas travailler pour accomplir les rêves de quelqu'un d'autre. Mais tu travailles, puis t'as les gens, tu fais partie d'une équipe, tu fais partie d'un mouvement qui est plus grand que toi, puis ça fait du bien. D'avoir une motivation financière, de dire, Chris, c'est difficile, mais à la fin de l'année, on va avoir un salaire, puis il faut que je le gagne. C'est aussi très valorisant. C'est aussi te pousser à quelque chose. Te faire dire non. C'est aussi important. C'est tellement une expérience incroyable, c'est tellement une expérience qui est demandante. Puis son orgueil de travailler pour toi, pour quelqu'un d'autre. Et là, je sais c'est des amis, tu sais. C'est pas des inconnus, ça, c'est des mondes que je connais, c'est des mondes qui sont gentils, là. C'est tellement une belle expérience de devoir me réveiller à telle heure, d'avoir un horaire, de dire, hey, t'es pas là, ben tu vas aller quelqu'un d'autre. D'avoir mal au pied, mais de me dire, Chris, je peux pas partir maintenant, donne-moi, je veux que ça ferme. De suivre. Je pense que je suis pas un suivre dans la vie. Je pense que je suis pas un suiveur, je pense que je suis pas quelqu'un qui veut suivre quelqu'un d'autre. Sauf que la structure, ça apporte ça. C'est quelque chose que j'adore, c'est quelque chose que j'ai besoin, c'est quelque chose qui a une certaine importance à mes yeux, qui a un certain but, tu sais. C'est vraiment bien, je suis très reconnaissant. Ça fait du bien de travailler, ça fait du bien de faire ça, ça fait du bien de me faire dire quoi faire. Ça fait du bien d'être structuré, d'avoir un horaire. Ça fait du bien d'endurer des clients qui sont un peu moins plaisants. Parce qu'il y a des clients qui étaient vraiment plaisants. C'est faire un effort supplémentaire. Ouais, c'est vraiment cool. Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to the show. Guys, doing well because having a wonderful day on this 18 May 2025. Today we're talking about something that I had to talk about during the Minute of Watch, be with you with Star Wars, and it is just being thankful for the influence of Star Wars. And then this video was supposed to be making at Star Wars, but almost by in the fate, I was supposed to make it today. Why? Because I forgot I didn't make it, first of all. You know, because I found my cousin yesterday, my cousin, which is a bigger nerd than I am, which I know is hard to believe. Guys, you look at me and you see extreme nerd, you look at him and he's like, oh my god, what a fucking nerd, you know? And I just want to be saying thank you to Star Wars. The importance of it in the culture, Okatacon, which, when I was younger, you were a nerd if you liked Naruto, you were a nerd if you liked manga. Now it's cool. Why is it so important? Because we're finally able to enjoy what we want. Find community, social media, you can find a community. You want to like Beyblade. Let's like Beyblade. You want to find like Metabots. Let's like Metabots. It is fun to be a nerd. It is fun to have your own goal, interests, and passion. It doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter how they view you. It doesn't matter if they make fun of you. It's just a blessing. Star Wars used to be for nerds. Now it's cool enough to have its own day. One of the biggest games, Fortnite, embrace it. We have a 3 weeks event, which is fucking phenomenal. But it's more than that. It's being able to say, you know what? I like this. You might think I'm a nerd. It doesn't matter. My cousin was talking about magic. I talk about building a deck and talk about it for hours. I miss that. I miss being able to talk about a nerdy subject like a manga, like Naruto, Bleach, for an hour. I miss that. But it's just to show that there's a community for everybody. And it's just, imagine the impact of a video show, a video game, a series being influential enough to say, you know what? You deserve your own national day. I don't know what this means. But this is a world I want to live in. And for that, I just want to say thank you to Star Wars. I just want to say thank you, and that had a cultural impact. I just wanted to say thank you to everything and anything that allowed the person to feel like themselves. I've been looking for a girlfriend lately. The King community. Fat life. A place, a safe place to be whoever you want. To be whatever you want. It's a blessing. So I didn't do the Dominic, is he Blink? Welcome back to the show. Guys are doing well because I'm having it wonderful. Let's get back into the tower. We haven't played in a little bit of time. So, yeah. I don't know to play a little bit more, so let's play a little bit more. Shall we? I like saying shall we. I don't know why. Nor don't I think that I need a reason as to why. Just like saying it, you know? It's super fucking early. We want to make some content, so some content we will do. By the way, fix the problem with the this word, which was a place that was constantly breaking. The recording was constantly breaking. Turned out that if you allow the audio on the recording, it depends. It's more demanding on the recording, so it was breaking. So since we didn't allow the audio, I think it was good now. Let's go. Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to our show. Guys doing well. You guys are having a wonderful 19 May 2025. It is extremely early, extremely early. But for me, it's extremely late because we haven't went to sleep. And this is behind the scenes, but there's a story behind it. Lately, we've been really doing well. Gonna make a video about it. It's gonna be a long ass video, but it's gonna be a good video, I hope. And yeah, we've just been working so hard. So yesterday, I'm working, and I realized that I'm about to go to sleep, and it's 4:15. And I'm like, if you just stay awake for an hour 15, you're watching the sunrise. So this is what we stayed up for. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. Because we'll manage. We're uploading videos, filming, recording. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good finale of the day, shall we? We got a pimple, huh? Damn, pimple in the nose. There you go. Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to the show. Guys, doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. We were about to sleep, but then I decided that we were going to wait for the sunrise. And of waiting was indeed worth it. So I'm going to stay up a couple hours more, film some content, and allow you guys to see the sunrise. Yes, I'm barely making it. All I have to do is this. Hi, how are ya? Tower, snacks, some behind the scenes footage. That way I don't bore myself with fucking tears. Enjoy the sunrise. Oh, very dirty. Dominic, here's your waiting. Welcome to the show. Guys, doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. We are extremely tired, yes, but we're gonna make a video about it because I feel good, I feel great, I feel motivated, and with that motivation comes a almost crazy need to make content. I don't know why. The reality is we're still up. I finished working yesterday at 4:15 a.m. and I was like, if you're just able to wait another an hour, you're gonna get sunrise. And if you get a sunrise, all you have to do is stay awake for 2 hours, make content till this battery dies. To upload while we sleep, but also charge while we sleep because we're having a lot of problem with batteries, especially on this phone. I'm looking at you, dude. Today we are tasting. I was supposed to do it in French. Well, we do an intro. So we're just starting for this day. We finished watching season 3 of Trailer Park Boys, the movie of Trailer Park Boys. We're gonna do a video on making content and how motivated I am and the weird sense of this almost distress when it comes to mental health and how much it's helping us and how are we afraid that we're gonna fall back. But at the same time, this is the possible best thing I could do, you know. And yeah, I'm just super excited. Then we're gonna be talking about mobile gaming. We're gonna be talking about some Final Fantasy. We're gonna do a strategy talk. So we have a couple hours of content. No energy drinks because I want to sleep well. See, in my book, it's not how long you sleep, or it's not when you go to sleep, it's how good the sleep is. There's been time where I slept for 10, 12 hours, and it is like I didn't sleep at all. So I really want to sleep well, and I fear that if I have an energy drink, I won't be able to sleep well. However, I am kind of hungry, so I have a little bit of a snack. That being said, let's start this final trot. Let's start this. We're seeing the finish line, and you'll get to see it. Salut, c'est ton channel, j'espère que vous passez une belle journée en ce 19 mai 2025. Aujourd'hui, on se fait une petite dégustation, on se fait un petit apéro, un apéritif instantané. Quelle belle idée, quelle belle idée. J'aurais jamais pensé. On a mangé des saucissons de la maison de Savoie hier. On a vraiment trippé. Là, on respecte un petit peu la mentalité. On va dans la maison de Fayard, un autre produit délicieux de la France. D'où la raison pour en parler en français. Moi, j'ai ce contenu en anglais, mais pour l'instant, j'ai décidé d'honorer la langue de Molière, d'honorer mes ancêtres, nos cousins, de Paris jusqu'à Lyon, sans oublier bien sûr les Champs-Élysées, sans oublier bien sûr les Parisiens, sans oublier les gens de... Ouais, je suis pas une grande culture de la France, mais hey, si tu es de la France, tu vas savoir qu'est-ce que j'ai oublié, d'où tu viens, qu'est-ce que vous mangez souvent. Aujourd'hui, on va dans le Fayard, on va à l'apéro parisien. On va avec retraite tradition. Fait que moi, j'ai une histoire avec ces saucisses-là. Mon patron, qui avait une boulangerie, j'ai eu un diplôme d'études en boulangerie, diplôme d'études professionnelles bien sûr. Je m'excuse, je suis vraiment fatigué. J'arrive pas à dormir, fait que je fais du pourquoi pas. J'avais un patron qui était un frère de France, c'était vraiment un truc de cul. Je l'ai vraiment pas aimé. Il y avait une culture culinaire assez incroyable. Sa culture culinaire, en fait, c'était des produits France, de n'importe où, des macarons jusqu'à des chocolats incroyables, mais en passant surtout par des produits comme le fromage, des saucissons qui étaient incroyables. Puis, qu'est-ce qui m'est vraiment resté en tête, c'était des saucissons, je ne rappelle plus la sorte, mais c'est des saucissons courbés, avec beaucoup de farine par-dessus. Des saucissons séchés à la vieille méthode, qu'on fait pendouiller auprès du plafond. Des saucissons artisanales, des saucissons qui respectent les traditions, qui respectent la mentalité d'autant. C'est juste tellement une belle tradition d'avoir cette nature-là dans son produit, de ne pas avoir une saucisse qui est broyée et qui est mise là-dedans, mais un produit un peu plus grossier, un peu plus fait maison, un peu plus, encore une fois, le mot artisan me revient, un saucisson qui, à la fois, pourquoi je l'ai aimé? À mes yeux, c'est parce que je fais une baguette de pain chaud, je fais des beurre, le saucisson, même pas tranché, puis c'était parfait. Oh, les souvenirs. Juste le fait que ce soit sèche, parce que ce saucisson séché bien sûr, en même temps humide à cause de la graisse, le montant de graisse qu'il y avait après le saucisson. Ça fait que c'est vraiment un bon produit, parce que tu te dis, ah, c'est bon, parfait. J'ai jamais goûté à celui-là, mais c'est la même essence, au regard. Ça me rappelle, je sais pas si c'est la farine, je sais pas ce que c'est, autour. J'avais pensé que c'était du sel, c'est pour ça que le sel c'est un agent de préservation. L'odeur qui sort de ça, l'odeur est incroyable. Hier, maison de Savoie, aujourd'hui, maison Fayard. Quelle maison je préfère? Gryffondor, bien sûr. Ah ouais. Vraiment bon. Je peux faire de bien celui-là. Fayard. Gagne la victoire. On voit que c'est le produit qui est parfait. La viande. La viande, soit la graisse. La viande est extrêmement parfumée. C'est excellent avec des épices. Qui sèche. Une carapace, une peau. Non, robuste. Sur une partie. Oh! Ok. Spécial. Mais, sinon, un goût qui est incroyable. Un goût qui. Ça quel point c'est goûteux, ça quel point le goût est prononcé. Ça envahit ta bouche. Les graisses qui vont littéralement dans la bouche. La qualité du produit. C'est fantastique. Wow. C'est juste incroyable. Très cher. Mais. Je sais pas pourquoi, mais c'est ça, c'est meilleur que j'ai jamais. J'ai jamais mangé quelque chose d'aussi bon que ça. Puis. On rappelle la tradition. Mon patron qui m'a montré ça. J'ai travaillé pour lui il y a 15 ans déjà. Avec le goût. Mais je ne sais quoi de plus. Ingrédients. Regardez comment c'est simple. Porc, sucre, sel, épices, nitrite de sodium, nitrite de potassium, culture bactérienne. Wow. C'est tout. Wow. C'est un rêve. Un orgasme culinaire. Wow. Incroyable. Dur à croire, mais vrai. Wow. Une vraie drogue. Ouais. Wow. Okay, let's go. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh. Shit. We forgot to film. We lost 6 minutes of content. Fuck. Yeah, so that's not good. That is not good at all. Fuck. We lost a bit of content. Okay. Well, it's okay, but still. I would prefer not. I don't even know what we're missing because I'm so tired I don't even know where I am. I know I'm home, but you know what I mean, right? I don't know what we missed, but it's okay. At the end of the day, we're gonna make sure that it's okay. It's all good. So going back to here, right? if you were looking at this camera, if you're looking at the recording, you could see that my stream is the whole. You can see the houses nicely, but the whole sky is white. And when you look at the final product, you can see that you can still see the cloud, you can still see the beautiful landscape. It's just super nice. Even last week I made it live, and I had lovely girl, Angel or Mary, a really cool friend, a good friend of mine, a really cool person. And what she said is that she told me, you have a really nice landscape. I love the sky, and I was like, you're right. This is a nice landscape, you know. And I think it's so weird. I'm gonna repeat myself, but the simple mentality of it, the simple concept of it all. When the first years I was making content, which is actually making content itself is my dream, my passion, but it's also working for myself. It is also asking myself questions and actively talking. I do talk a lot, but I do not talk alone. So if I wasn't filming videos, I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't be making this effort, right? So I go in and I would just play video games all day, and I would be as happy. So with this winter, I wasn't able to do videos outside, right? I was having videos inside, and this winter was really hard for me because we had a mouse infestation in the building. So I had some mouse in the apartment. I found some food that was eating my mouse. Found some mouse dropping, which was disgusting. We had a little problem with that, right? And I was stuck inside. I couldn't go out. I could go out myself. But see, the balcony is on one side. It's a piece of heaven because it is fresh air. It is the energy of nature. It is the sun having my back the whole morning, and then the whole morning I have the sun. Till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I have the sun on the balcony. Actually, the sunlight will show up on the balcony. So as long as I'm like that, even if it touches me, I'm still getting the vitamin that I give, the benefit of being in the sun. I could go on the fucking balcony and tan, you know. And I'm just so grateful for that. And what ended up happening was I had some good weather right away. We were doing on balcony, but I was also depressed. So I wasn't making a lot of content. And for 4 days we've been doing good, right? And we have this, like I said, this energy of desperation, and we're still looking to make content. And the 4 days that just passed, this day is included, I've made more content than I did in the last month. No, I'm lucky, and I mentioned this before. I'm lucky because I have content for days. I just watched. We uploaded in the last 2 months. We uploaded 600 hours of gaming content. Which is clips that I had to get rid of for Twitch. We're done, by the way. We're at 71 hours. The maximum is 100, so we're more than good. I could do this, and I would still have it for. I want to say I have. It's 4 or 5 hours per day. I have 70 hours, so it would be 9 days left. So a week, a bit more than a week. I don't have to film. We're still filming, but still. And I made more content in the last 4 days when I made that. And then when I started making content, it's weird because I'm seeing people make content. For example, I was watching a lot of Trailer Tash Tammy. And Trailer Tash Tammy, although she's extremely talented, she's a comedian. When you think about it, it's just a girl that took her camera and made some video. There's no production quality. There's food involved, of course, which is a cost, but there's no production quality. When you make a podcast, it's production quality. You know, so and I just miss that. Or watching, for example, we're watching right now Lord Hogan. The effect of how much effort he's put in. And I was watching more content. I was watching Kid Boga. I was watching Jimmy MM, which are still people that I've watched. And I mentioned this before, but as a content creator, you start watching and viewing the content in a different fashion. You start appreciating the hard work. You start to wonder of all the behind the scene. For example, we are rewatching Trailer Park Boys, and if I'm being completely honest, it's such a different experience because when I recap Trailer Park Boys, I was still pretty new to making videos. Making videos that weren't gaming content, so my way of doing video was very different, right? We evolve, and I feel as a person, I feel like there's this fear of change, but there's this fear of change that just needs for evolution. I'm afraid of what I can become, but I'm happy that I'm evolving. I'm happy that I'm moving forward. See, one of the favorite things that I heard, and it was this week too. Somebody said, "It is folly to be wise when ignorance is this when it's folly to be wise," which is from Jim Leahy. Trailer Park Boy was drunk, but it was just beautiful, and it makes you think. Ignorance is bliss, not knowing that there's so much out there. All of the video that I did, all of the questions that I've asked, all the reflection that I had thanks to this video, all of the content that I prepared making, all of those concepts, all those movies that I wouldn't watch if, and it's super weird, it's stupid, but, all of those content that we made, all of those things that we tasted, that I would have not tasted if it wasn't for making content. All the questions that we asked because I thought it was impressive. The simple thought that I had a bad day, I have an outlet. It's still something that is incredible. And I was just talking, and, of course, I'm more aware of my life. I'm more aware of my situation. I'm more aware of the world surrounding me than if I didn't make those videos, right? But did that knowledge help me, or did that knowledge didn't help me? For example, yes, we made so much content, and did we get the result that we wanted? You know. So it was just, and whenever I thought about giving up, there's always this question of what would my life be if I wasn't making content? And I know myself. I know it would have not changed. I would have not changed. I had relationship thanks to social media. I've had already there is pretty good stuff, pretty good fucking thing. Yeah, I'm blessed to a degree where, you know, but it is folly to be wise when ignorance is bliss. Mind breaking. That's not what I wanted to say. The greatest thing that the devil did was to make us believe that he didn't exist. Or that's the craziest thing. The greatest thing the devil did was to make us believe that he existed. And it's just mesmerizing as a concept. Me making this content, me watching people make content, this is inspiring. But the fact that I'm able to watch them, and how transformative it is. Wow, it's such a cool thing they did. See, for Nature Corn, and I do love Nature Corn, right? So Nature Corn, one of my favorite examples because it is so simple. I'm gonna talk about the tower and how simple that is. We're gonna talk about it both because they're for the 2 channel, they're for the main channel, the gaming channel. This will be on the main channel, don't worry. But Nature Corn, it does seem simple, but it's a lot of looking outside and seeing, is it worth filming and all. But the principal idea came from Xiao Bautista, one of my best friends. And Xiao was like, dude, and Xiao is a really good, Xiao, it's nuts because Xiao really likes taking a picture. He will go complete weeks, he will go exploring. Oh, what did I do? What did I do again? What did I do? Oh, for fuck's sake, think. Okay, so you know what I do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna restart the video because I'm not that far in. And I'll do time 2 to speed. Because the video is an hour and a half, which is 45 minutes, so we're good. The video will not be more than 45 minutes left. So yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh, I'm so sorry. Fuck. Okay, yeah, Nature Corn. I'm tired, but I'm not crazy. Well, I'm probably crazy, but that will come later in the video. We're gonna talk about that too. So with Nature Corn, Xiao would go out, and Xiao really did love to take picture. And Xiao, he would say, hey, I know you went out because he was posting on Instagram. I was like, how did it went? I didn't really take pictures. And I'm like, yo, show me what you got. And he would take a couple pictures, but those couple pictures were phenomenal. And I was really interested. And then he was like, yo, you like nature? And it was more so, and that's crazy. The story is absolutely phenomenal. And I don't think I gave enough credit to Xiao. Now that I'm more mature, let's give credit where it's due. It was like you really like nature. And in my mind, and I just told you guys that, it wasn't so much nature. Yes, I love nature. This is such a complex story. We'll get into it. But what I liked a lot was Xiao and the mentality of the artist behind the painting. Or the I'm thinking painting is a picture. For me, a really good picture is like a painting. Because painting to me is Bob Ross, and Bob Ross is about landscape. So I was in love with the work of Xiao because Xiao was such a great mind. And without being a dick, I'm gonna regret saying this. I'm not trying to be mean, but the workplace in which I was, it was with a very old school mentality. We were joking about dicks and fucking each other. But out of it, there's this guy who was really talented at taking pictures. He's like, you like nature, film nature. And it's like, okay. Then I started filming. And at that time, I was obsessed. I was obsessed. Oh my god, it's so complex. I was obsessed with making content, but too shy to make content. So when I started making videos as a person, the videos that I started doing were always about food. It was about food because it was a comfort zone, and it was like, everybody likes food, right? When I started making content, I would have never did a video like this, or a video of opinion, or talking about something that's interesting to me. It was about food, and I was watching my content, and I'm like, dude, you're not even reviewing the product, you're eating it and saying it's good. What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna be doing an intro that's a minute long. You're gonna eat a couple of bites, say, hey, that's good, and that's it. What are you thinking? So Nature Corn was also something I could film because I didn't have to be myself. I didn't have to be Stefan, which again, I was really uncomfortable being Stefan. I was really uncomfortable in my skin. I was really having low self-esteem. So when it came to that, it was kind of crazy, and I started filming outside, right? And then people really like it, and it's funny because Janice and I were the same. Janice and I, we have a very similar background. Due to certain mental issue on my part, on his part, we spent a lot of time inside because it felt like a safe place. And Janice also have back issue. So it's not because he was talking about how he knows that I have. And there's a time when he said that where I felt like he was living vicariously through me by me going to nature. And for example, when I'm going to hunt the moon, when I'm going to see a specific sun or specific sunrise, not a lot of people can do that, right? And at first the Nature Garden was that. It was taking pictures of nature for people that didn't do. Then I became crazy. In thinking that, okay, well, I need to film this part and I need to film this part. And I cannot film because my phone is empty, so I have to charge it quickly. So I can hope to find something. It would work, right? So but then Nature Corn, and at first and it's so fucked up. At first I was always filming the same Nature Corn, which was going to work and come back to work. That was the only thing I would do. And then what I started doing was I started filming specific spots. So for example, you guys all remember this spot on the water. There's a spot on the water where there's this deck, and I film on it a lot. And you guys love this because it's a really nice landscape. And I would have never went there because it's a beautiful landscape, but I would have never went there for more than. See, that's where it's different. That's where it's really different. This specific spot is such a good example too. The specific spot is this balcony. From the balcony, you're seeing this, right? You're seeing the landscape that I have here, right? You can see it from inside. So from this point of view, I could see it from the top of the mountain because it's on top of at the bottom of it's not a mountain, but it's a really small like hill. The hill is better. I would see that, but I wanted to make more and I wanted to showcase more. So what I would do is I would go on the deck. And to me, this specific spot was kind of crazy because I was taking a risk. What if I fell in the water? What if the camera fell in the water? I'm like, fuck, it's risky, but such a cool landscape, right? And I always had this mentality of storm chaser. So people that are following tornado and they're hunting tornado and they want to get this shot. Even my stepmom, she did something that was always troubled me. And it was a time where we were coming back from my uncle's house, my aunt's house. It's for my aunt because she's the sister of my father, and the road was dark as fuck, and it felt like there was a tornado. It felt really, really kind of weird, kind of like calm. There was a storm outside. She went out of the window to take a picture, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna fall." And then I started doing it because of Strawberry Moon, of Aurora Borealis, right? And then it was also cool because with Nature Corn, I have you guys are sending me cool nature. A guy sent me 2 fucking rainbow, and I saw that before. And then the mentality became, I always have to do better. And then at Christmas, I was at my father's house, and it was so stupid. They were watching the fireplace. No, that's not true. They were watching the TV. There was a channel that would show 24 hours of the fireplace. So they would have footage of a fireplace, of a fire burning in a fireplace. That was on the TV. And I didn't even notice. So I come in, and I come in late, because I'm a late motherfucker. Fashionably late. Not fashionable, but still late. And I sit in front of the TV nuts because I don't hear anything. Usually when you listen to TV, you would hear the TV work. And people got mad at me right away. Hey, you're blocking the TV. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't even know it was on. And then I'm like, then I go to sit down at somewhere else. And then I'm listening to the conversation. It's not really interesting. They're talking about a fucking retirement plan. And I'm like, I'm not there yet, you know? So I'm like, whatever. I remember that they told me, you're blocking the TV. And they were watching the fireplace. And I look at the TV, I'm like, what are you watching? And then something broke inside of me. And I went to check out how many views this video had. Holy shit. There's millions of views. People are looking for something in the background. And maybe that's something cool. That is something that is peaceful. You know, very peaceful. Like yesterday, we had a lot of rain, and people really liked the video because I put a video of the night sky and the rain, and you can see, you can basically see the road, right, and a couple of cars passing. Very quiet town, so that's cool. People like that. So Nature Corn became this very passive, this very active, passive. For the gaming channel, The Tower. The Tower was a game. You guys know why I love The Tower. Long story short, because I already told the story so many times. I love the Tower. I love The Tower because it was a game where I didn't have to do much. I didn't have to talk. I could do something else in the background. But most of all, The Tower was a game that I only played because I was depressed. I was depressed. I needed to do a game. I needed to make content. I wanted to post content without talking. The Tower was good. Again, I was watching Breaking Bad. I was watching Better Call Saul. And then this playthrough of The Tower got more views. I was like, well, fuck, that's my goal. I love this game. I love this game. And you guys like it. So I started playing a lot more, and I became obsessed with The Tower. And then I got tired of The Tower, and I'm like, I'm still getting good views on the playthrough. So maybe it's a game, right? And now we're having cheat on The Tower. So we've been filming this video for 25 minutes. 25 minutes is 50. Let's do 26 minutes. The Tower has recorded over 78 minutes, or an hour, 18 minutes of content, which is completely insane. So yeah, so in these 2Ks, this content was still something I was able to do every day, even in depression. But with the mental health getting better. And also it's nuts because your whole point of view is so different. So at first, what you do is you like watching content because it's different, and it's crazy because I was watching I think it was John Taffer Barbecue on YouTube, and they put in ads, and I was like, fuck those ads, and I was as addicted that if I was watching a show that I really like on TV, right? And I realized that I really like watching videos, right? And something wrong with that. So I started watching, and 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 then I'm like, well, bro, this is amazing. And for the longest time, as a content creator, I didn't want to watch content because I thought it was going to be affecting my content and the way I view things, because it could be a indirect influence on what you do. Oh, talk about this, it's a good subject to talk about it, right? Versus something that came from you. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking about something that somebody else talked about. However, talking about the subject that is, so for example, right, who else covered The Tower? Look on YouTube next to nobody. There's 4 channels that cover The Tower, and I'm the only one posting actual footage of the game and not just some talks or some they're gonna put highlights. I put the whole thing because I don't give a fuck, you know. So I'm the only guy. Now, if I was playing a game like Fortnite, people would be playing. I would be surprised. I would be curious as to how much footage of Fortnite is uploaded every single hour of the day. There's probably a couple videos per hour every single day for the last 7 years. Isn't that crazy? I think it's bananas. But yeah, just as a whole, you know, just this idea. And again, I was so afraid during depression. I was so afraid. I'm still depressed, but we had 4 days that were very good. Very, very good. So I was still like, dude, you put in too much hours, right? And then even the context of giving up was like, you wasted so much time, right? Which is me being stubborn. I often say that one of my main motivation was people Captain Fatfinger once again destroying everything. We pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be blaming it on being tired, but it's not it. So yeah. So when it came to depression, I still had to make content, right? And it's a very different thing because when I had my first depression due to as we were making content, it was a case. I'm just gonna be uploading some clips if you don't mind. It was a case of I need to work, and I really need to work. Right now, it was more so a case of I'm so used to doing this because we've been doing this for 4 years. I'm so used to doing it that it became a routine. But worse than that, I'm so used to doing this that when I don't do it, I don't feel comfortable. Not because it's a part of me, but because it's so ingrained in me, right? It's funny because the goal behind also making content with, yes, I'm not gonna change the story. I'm not gonna change the blueprint. I was getting bullied. I was tired of this. I hated my life. I wanted to become somebody else. We created the channel, right? But at the same time, if I'm being completely honest, every single job that I had, I was a shitty employee. I wasn't the guy who goes a step further. I would be a hard worker. I would do overtime. If people told me, hey, can you stay? I would always say yes. I was available. I was always there. I never missed. And when I missed, it was 2-2. You know? So yeah, so on that note, I was pretty freaking reliable. But I was never the guy who made the extra step, right? And now, there's nothing wrong with being that. A lot of people are gonna be just like me and gonna be working to live, not living to work, right? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty normal. There's nothing wrong here. It's all part of the same system of I need to do something, a need versus a want. I need to work versus I want to relax with my family, right? And I was making content, and it was just uncomfortable. And the worst part about this obsession that I have with making content is when I didn't do it, I was like, dude, what are you doing? You should have made some content. And I keep on mentioning that I have content saved up. Like, for example, we have 1,000 clips uploaded to YouTube that I have to rename and I have to publish because as of right now they're draft. But still, the context of using videos that you already have, it's so weird because again, I'm watching people make content, and I get inspired because just like when Shao took picture, I was in love with the mental behind it. The picture was nice, of course, but the main focus wasn't the picture. The main focus was the fact that he was really talented. And imagine that you're coming from a family of doctor, right? And family of doctor, all of your siblings are a sort of doctor. Your father's a doctor, your mom's a doctor, right? And then later on, you learn that your grandfather, because you never heard of him, he was a musician, and you're really put into music. Your first thought is gonna be like, oh, we're the same. Your first thought is gonna be like, yo, there's somebody else that's artsy in this domain or in this household, and that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool because you feel less alone. So Shao was in love with the context, but also in love with people that make content and people that are really on the grind, you know. When I had a depression, right? The first thing that I thought was like, oh, dude, I'm letting people down. The second thing that I thought was like, dude, what am I gonna do, right? Because I'm actually looking for work, and it's not working. The job search is harder than expected. It's a lot harder than expected. I wish I could tell you good news, but there's no good news to be talked about. So I'm like, what am I gonna do, right? And I want to mention again that making content for me it became a plan A. And I often say that it's a plan A that should have stayed a plan B. The truth isn't that. The truth is it's a plan A that became a plan A because we had no plan A. My goal was just to find a job, just to work to pay the bills, and that's it. I didn't care what was the job. I didn't care how much I had to work. I didn't care how long I was going to work there. I was raised into saying you need to work. Doesn't matter what you do, you need to work. This is such a fucked up mentality. This is such a mentality of, well, I don't really have a choice. Let's do it, right? Such a mentality of sheep, of hive mind. And there's nothing wrong with working, but you should have a purpose in life, right? If your purpose is to become a father, awesome. If your purpose is to be the best worker you can be, then fucking go ahead. Good for you. My purpose isn't that. My purpose right now is to make content because I get to talk, I get to be happy, I get to inspire people. See, I was making a video yesterday, and I'm gonna sound so fucking narcissistic, but I made a video yesterday because the Outdoors Boy, which is that channel that I love, the guy behind it, Luke, he's taking a break from making content, right? And honestly speaking, one of the videos that I made years ago, one of my first videos that I ever made was about like a torchbearer, right? And how Chester died and Rich Piana died, and those two were my role model. And I'm like, I feel bad because those people will not have a role model. So not what am I supposed to do, but how can I help, right? And it was about the next generation, right? So for example, there's one of my followers, Andrew, also Michael, but more Andrew because I talk to Andrew more often. But Andrew and Michael, they're younger dudes, right? And they're all younger dudes. They're also Canadian, and it's a case of I cannot talk to them without feeling like a big brother. A lot of people that I talk to, I know that if it wasn't for content, I wouldn't be talking to them, right? So in some cases, I have friends that are outside of it. And for Andrew and Michael, I can't talk to these guys without feeling like a big brother or wanting to mentor them or wanting to help them and to show them the way because, you know, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. They're good kids. They're fucking so promising. Michael has a job. He goes to school. You know, that's a hard work, and it's my job almost as a bigger brother to tell him, dude, there's more to life than this, right? And also think that's what you do. That's what you want to do, but. Right? I don't know. It's just I felt the need for that. This need that came from the fact that people that I considered role model died or left, right? And then with Outdoors Boy, he wasn't having making content anymore. And we also talk about people having a burnout, right? With YouTube and making content. Most people stop making content because they have a burnout, right? But what we're talking about it's weird because we're not talking about the people that have been there since a long time. We're always talking about new accounts, right? Like for example, I was nervous because my finish date for the unemployment was coming. And I was like, why is it not working? And I went on Reddit. And then people were constantly saying, hey, my channel is doing well. And then I started asking people for a channel. And it was always fucking edited content. There was no original content, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with editing content, but I feel like there's still a need for original content. I feel like there's still a need for doing this. The thing that I'm doing right now will have no impact. It will not change anybody's life. It will not change anything in anybody's perception of me, hopefully. Even then, when I started making content, I was depressed. At first, I was like, and I don't want to sound ungrateful. I love you guys. I really do. At first, I'm like, wow, I'm so lucky my community understands, right? But then I didn't feel like people were holding me accountable. It was take your time. I didn't lose a single follower. from not making content for like a month, for not answering comments. People didn't care. And I think people are understanding of my situation. At the same time, I want to be held accountable. I want to be told, dude, you're fucking up. What are you doing, dude? What's the next video? When is the next live, right? Not because I need people to care, but because I need to be told, like, yo, you gotta have, we're doing so much for you, and you gotta do so much for me. You truly are. And I want people to be like, yo, we're doing so much for you. What are you doing back for us? Oh, this relationship, this friendship isn't mutual, right? Yesterday, but it was before yesterday. We just didn't speak. It was a crazy day because we saw cousin that I haven't seen in more than a decade, right? And they welcomed me back with open arm, and it's like nothing ever happened. And I was grateful for it, but I was like also like, dude, I kind of fucked up. I should have made more effort to talk to you guys and be close to you guys, right? And I'm glad that they didn't. I'm glad that they didn't hold a grudge. But if they hold a grudge, I would have understood. And then you're in this limbo, this sort of limbo where you're like, well, I don't really know how I feel about it, right? How I feel to be forgiven. See, what part of maturity, as a kid, whenever I would beg for forgiveness. Whenever I was forgiven, I was like, okay, cool. Even last year with my father, when we had a big fight, I was looking for forgiveness, and the reason for depression was because he said something about not forgiving you, you know, and you want to earn that forgiveness. You don't want that forgiveness to be given. That forgiveness doesn't mean shit. How many times did you forgive somebody but you wanted nothing to do with them, right? Even then, it's always a question of if it was meant to be or not. Some friendship, I fought for some friendship that was not meant to be. Making content, maybe that was not meant to be. You know, when people are saying like, "Why do you think?" Oh, yeah, we have a pimple, and it kind of hurts. So let's pop that bitch. Do not pop your pimple at home. It can leave mark. I'm gonna get to uglier, so I don't really mind. You know, this people. I was talking about how maybe something that was not meant to be, and then people like, why do you think this is meant for you? Well, I like talking. I like being social, but it's really hard. I don't have this humongous social battery. Right? And I was talking about this before yesterday. I'm like, I cannot expect my life to always be a safe place. There's always gonna be troll, right? People are jealous of success. I had a guy. This is a true story. I had a guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was coming to live every single day before, and I trusted him so much I became a mod. And then I stopped doing live because of a mental health reason, right? And then when I came back, I lost a lot of people that were coming to live on a daily, and it's normal. And then he came in, and he didn't say shit. He was like, "Oh, the falling ink fell off because I didn't get as much views as I was getting," and it hurt my feelings so much. Because I was like, "Dude, we're friends. Why are you saying that? We're friends. You shouldn't be saying that." But this guy had the balls, had the honesty to talk about something about the other people talk about. See, right now what we're doing is we have drafts that we didn't post. They don't have a name, so we have to rename them. So what I do is I just take the name of the game. And it's as simple as that. So we save it, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna be posting it because YouTube is stupid. When you post it multiple videos at a time, it is gonna post them. That's still a hurt fuck as a draft, and then you have to take the draft and post them all. So that sucks. Oof, I burned myself. This computer's warm. So yeah, so with making the content is also about being open-minded as people are not gonna like you, right? And it's putting yourself out there, and that's something that also I've never done. I never put myself out there. When giving the choice, I would stay alone. When giving the choice, I would stay home. You know. But then, me stopping meant what? Because again, the subject of this video is making content. Me stopping meant what? It meant that it had a weight off my shoulder. I felt free. I felt like I could do something. I felt like I could relax. And all of these are my own volition. I want to be in a case where I don't work. I could have gone to sleep. You know what I could have done? I could have put 2 alarms. 2 alarms only. All I had to do was to put an alarm clock after 1 hour, film from the window, from the bed, film, post it, charge your phone, and that's it. That's all I had to do. Did I do it? No. Should I have done it? Possibly. Who knows? At this point, who knows? But you know what I know? I'm out here making videos. See, there's this. I have a mental sickness, and it's not ADHD. I know ADHD is the obvious one, but I have this such a toxic relationship with making content. I have an opposite personality. I get addicted. I have an addictive personality. So whenever there's a thing that I can get addicted to, I'll get addicted to really quickly. And I'm not the most cautious guy. People are like, "You're careful with that," you know. And even when I had my depression a month ago, they were like, "Yo, take this product." And I started taking this product, and I didn't calculate how much time I had. So I'm like, "Doc, I'm out of it. I'm out of medication." Like, okay, well, you can see me in 2 days because it was a Friday. Come see me on Monday, which is again incredible. And for the weekend, I was stressing out because I didn't have the medication. I'm like, dude, these are a crutch. You don't need a crutch. I had this same mentality with making content, and I'm not playing victim. I'm not being dramatic. This is my opinion. This is, of course, my train of thought. This is what I'm thinking right now. You could ask me this question in a month, maybe my opinion change. I don't fucking know. But it's so poetic. Whenever I complain about being so tired, there's pride in that. There's pride in the fact that we stayed up. Whenever the best possible memories that I have, and this is so selfish, and I feel bad about saying this because you guys should be the main reason why I'm happy. But my best memories of making content, and here I'll be completely honest. It's just it's such a busy day that you're tired. You're tired, but you know that you spend the day doing some good job. You know, you're fatigued. You're not tired. You're fatigued. Holy shit, what a day! I worked so hard, right? And when you think about it, it's not because, as we talk about this right now, I'm thinking about it, right? And I've had this feeling before. I've had this feeling before when I was working out. So maybe this whole making content, this whole social media thing, it's just getting out of my comfort zone. It's just pushing myself to be a better person, a stronger person, a way better. See my cousin yesterday was weird because I saw them how they evolved, right? And I was talking about them, and I was talking about how yes they evolved, but I still knew them so much that I could kind of tell. Like, okay, well, this is still my cousin. This is still, like, for example, with my youngest cousin Louis. Louis is a nerd, and he was still a nerd, and I fucking love that he's a nerd. Samuel, my cousin that is the closest in my mind, completely in love with working out, but he hasn't in love with working out. My cousin Patricia, a woman of opinion, and it's so not because Patricia the one that changed the most. Patricia, she had such an issue with her emotion. She's not a bad person, but she gets impulsive, right? And then I saw her before yesterday. She was so calm, and then there was moments where she would get mad, but she brought it on herself, and she's probably the one that did the most work out of it. And you're seeing them evolve, right? And then you look at yourself. I don't have any brother, but if I had brother, we'd have this relationship, right? That's how close we were. My father's house is a duplex. You know it's a duplex, right? So my father is the owner. He lives on the first floor. The second floor is for possible renter. The first renter that he had for 6-7 years was my uncle and my aunt. So I grew up, when I was born, they were the renter for the first 6-7 years of my life. My parents got divorced. This is a crazy story. My parents got divorced. There's so much that makes sense, and yes, I'm tired, so maybe I'm delusional. Yes, I'm tired, so maybe what I'm saying is not making sense, and maybe when I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about here, Inc? The first years of my life, I had my cousin. They were really close, and we were more so brother than cousin. I was the fourth sibling. My parents, this is nuts. My parents got divorced. I was 6 years old. My cousins left the upstairs apartment. I was 7 years old, almost 8. You know, and then we grew up, and I was seeing the chaos and how hard it was for 3 growing adults to be in the same house. My Samuel and Louis always fighting. Always fighting. It was mostly Samuel starting it, but Louis was, and I was fond of Louis because Louis was defending himself, right? Patricia, who was going through, she was older than me, so she became a teenager way before me, and she was also a woman, so it's very different. And always fighting with her parents because they didn't understand her, they didn't look to understand her. And it's crazy because when I got older, I dealt with the same problem. When I stopped being submissive, when I stopped saying yes, I think my parents were saying, I was like, okay, well, fuck you. It's crazy. The first time. I don't remember what it was. And this is the crazy part. My father asked me to do something. I looked at him and I said no. His mouth dropped. That was the first time I ever told him. I said, what did you say? He was like, go to your room. And I could hear him talking because I was in my room. My room, the wall was thin. And he would say, I can't believe he said no. I don't know what to do. And I felt proud, but it was the same thing Patricia was talking about, you know? Saying no to the parents. Which was crazy. This comparing to yourself, to your siblings, or to close cousin, or to your friends, right? You compare yourself, and it's not so much competitive. Maybe it is competition. I don't think so. Even you're comparing yourself, and sometimes you're consoling yourself or not. So when I grew up, I was seeing the chaos of the tree, having 3 kids, and I was happy that I didn't have siblings. So it was the same thing. And again, this is the weirdest thing, but it was the same thing as being a grandparent. And being a grandparent mean that you get to see your kids because they're your kids, but they're still kids. But when you're tired, okay, goodbye, go. And it doesn't matter. So being a cousin was that, right? And at the time I was like, well, you know. It's insane. It's insane because maybe that's what I needed. Maybe I need to compare myself to say, hey, maybe what you're doing is wrong. I told you, one of the worst things that I did in life was... Dude, I want to go sleep, but we're going to finish this in a second. How can I even put this into word? The worst thing I did, and this is hard to admit, but was being alone because I didn't have opposing thoughts. Everything that I thought about it for so long that I thought it was the only truth, and it wasn't the only truth. It was the only truth because that's the only truth that I knew. It wasn't the only truth, right? So when you put yourself out there, when you put yourself on social media, you're gonna make some closed boundaries. Some of those closed boundaries are gonna tell you, fuck you, you're wrong, right? And you're looking for that, and you're not looking for yes men because what's the point of having yes men? So maybe I'm putting myself out there. Maybe I feel the need to talk about videos. Maybe I feel the need to talk about opinion. I'm telling you something, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I hate making a video or having an idea for a video. So for example, I'm gonna do a video about how hard it is to find a job, right? And I'm gonna write down the ID for this. I'm gonna write down the ID. It's gonna stay an ID. And then a week later, after that I have this to do this, and I'm looking for new IDs for videos. And I go to my notes and I see that, and my opinion completely changed. So because my opinion completely changed, what changed my mind? Did I have some information? Which okay, said, okay, well you're wrong, or was it because the original concept or the original ID wasn't good? And I think putting yourself out there is needing that, is looking for that. It's not necessarily self-harm. but it's putting yourself in the public opinion. It's like this guy, and it's gonna sound extremely narcissistic, but it's like this guy who has a thesis, right? And he's a mathematician, and he has his thesis, and he's presenting it, and he's afraid that somebody is gonna come in, right? And then there's a person who's gonna get some prizes because he's the first guy that figured it out. I don't know what he figured out. He figured out something, and then he goes to a conference, right? And then there's this expert, and they're looking at it, and they're here to share the glory of him and say, hey, congratulations. And then we listen to this thesis, and then there's a guy who raises his hand and says, hey, you're wrong. Everybody's looking at him like he's an asshole. No, the real asshole is the person in the crowd that knew that he was wrong and didn't say shit. You know? I mean, that's what I need. And again, this would fall into the pretense of being held accountable, right? And being held accountable is so freaking important. Not important, again, in the sense of, well, this is something that I'm missing, something that I need, but more so in the sense of, well, maybe that's what maybe that's something from my life. Maybe that's something that I have to put myself through. I just said something incredible. Not something that I need, and then right after I said something I need. And that's when you know that you really need something. Versus you want. It's always going to be about want and need. I need something, but I'm so against the concept, right? Nobody's going to put themselves on the public, towards the public opinion and say, hey, lynch me, fucking throw me rocks, right? But then when they do throw you rocks, like, okay, well, maybe I deserve them. And then coming back to the making content, this is really attractive. This is really addictive, right? And other part, I was talking about being fatigued, right? I fell in love with content. So at the height of, if I'm being completely honest, I went crazy. I did go crazy. Last October, I was crazy. I went insane. I didn't go to a mental asylum, of course, but I went insane. I was obsessed with making content, obsessed to a point where I wasn't healthy, obsessed to a point where I was injuring my own health to make content. I lost friends. I lost close friends. People started judging me. People left. It was my fault because I became crazy. I became obsessed. And again, my father would call, say, hey, come take a coffee. Which is 45 minutes. And I was like, fuck you, I have to work. I didn't say fuck you, but I said I have to work. It's like, well, I have this neighbor. If she says hello and I don't answer, she'll come and knock me and say, hey, I'm talking to you. So I have to make sure that and I thought she knocked me. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. It is so nonsensical when you think about it, but it is the truth. I lost friends, but those people that left, they weren't assholes. How close they are, guys. You see them. You see how close they are? That's insane. That is insane. That's why they're not mad at me for talking in the morning, because they're so used to having bird. The person that lived here before, small little pause. The person that was there before me was feeding pigeon. When I came into the apartment, I was being awake by pigeon beaking the window to get fed. And I'm like, wrong guy. You know? And the height of the craziness. I did a video that will always trouble me. That always trouble me. I made a video about something that Conor McGregor said. He had this whole speech about. Now what we're doing is we're watching what is Frank get Russian guy locked up in prison. A really good video. So, like I was saying, I don't even know where I was. Okay, cool. I was reacting to this Conor McGregor video where he was saying, like, he was talking about Van Gogh and how he went crazy, and he was talking about how he lost his mind for the sport and what makes him so good. And at the end, he romanticized the idea with saying that if my wife has a car for every single day of the week, if my mom never has to pay one bill again, if the kids of my grandkids, if they never have to work, then I will have went crazy for the right reason. And a lot of people are saying, yo, dude, this guy's off. And I saw poetry in there, you know? And I was like, dude, this is what I want to do. This is the way I want to go out, you know? I became, and again, this is not self-harm. This is not a cry for help, please. This is just me talking. I became in love with the idea of killing myself slowly. I found the idea of killing myself slowly to be romantic. For weeks on end, I would push myself to the brink of falling asleep to make videos, because I was like, dude. And then you become aware of that, you become used to it. And when you don't fall tired, you're like, dude, you haven't worked hard. So you have this very toxic relationship with making content, right? And then, finally, because we're finishing this video, on that note, thank God we've been talking for an hour and a half. The reason why we're making this video is insane. 3 weeks ago, I made a video saying, hey, I feel better, but I'm afraid because I know what made me sick, and I was making content, and I was being obsessed with making content, and filming. And posting, because we gotta post. And it made me insane, right? And I was feeling better in my very first thoughts. And it's funny because making content for me is a passion, it's a dream, but it's also a job. So it's like this guy who, and trust me, I got injured. I got a broken leg, I got a broken ankle, I got a broken finger, and it was the same as going to work and saying, oh, you're injured, can't work, okay, heal, take your time, you're good, we love you, right? And then, well, I'm healed, let's go back to work. It's not that for making content, but then again, for example, if you're injured yourself with a certain machine, there is this apprehension when you're working with that machine, because you still Yo, you still have to use it, right? Right? You're just more apprehensive. And with making content, I was way more insistent, and I was like, I'm afraid if I do too much content, I'm gonna fall in. I'm afraid if I do. I felt this is true, but I felt bad about making 2 live TikTok last week because I was like, dude, what if people expect me to be live on TikTok? Fuck what people expect. If they want to see you live, that's great, that's cool for you. But nobody's expecting you. Nobody will obligate you to do it. If you're doing it, you're doing it. If you don't, you don't. That's it. There's no plot to the bomb. As simple as that. As simple as that. And then making content, I was really, very, very apprehensive. Like, dude, you know yourself. You know yourself. You know that you have an addictive personality. You know that you're gonna push yourself to the point of self-destruction. And then you're gonna self-destruct, and then you're gonna have the same mental issue that you've been having. You're gonna be having the same problem. And you see, even when you think about like self-destruction, when you think about the mental health issue, I don't regret being sick. I don't regret being in depression. I don't regret having took time off to heal. What I regret, and this again, people are gonna think I'm crazy, but don't go phone. What I regret is that the time that we took off, it made every single day, every single week, every single moment that I spent sweating blood and tears useless. Because if I made some new content, I would have as much content. I would have made as much videos. That's what I regret. I regret pushing myself to the brink of self-destruction just to be like, well, we self-destruct, we have to repair. No, there's a reason why you self-destruct, right? There's a need for consequences. There's a need for a follow-up. If the follow-up to self-destruction shouldn't be repair, the follow-up to repair, okay. The follow-up to self-destruction could be repair. That's good. But the response to repair shouldn't be self-destruction. You're like, I self-destruct, I repair, that's it. I'm not gonna fix it once. There's this whole fucking verbiage of, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know? So why fix it? Yeah. It's just that's just the thing, right? And I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional because think about the video that I did. So we're talking about my ex today, and this ex, Noemi, a really good ex, really good girlfriend, by the way. She pushed me so much. She was trying to get me to improve, and she was being honest. It was like, hey, I saw this video, I don't agree, etc. And she was really trying, right? And then I really fell for that girl. Really had emotion for her. I fell in love, which is normal, right? And then I hurt her feelings, right? And you know, the thing with Noemi was up and down. But when it was up, it was delicious. It was amazing. When it was down, I felt bad. So we did this video because I heard a feeling and I was crying, right? And then she thought that I was crying. It's like, this is what we want to see. They want to see emotions, right? And this crying was a form of art in itself because it was raw emotion, pure emotion. If you don't want to go there, you don't want to push yourself to the brink of tearing up. Just like you don't want to push yourself to self-destruction. But what if self-destruction was an art, right? What if maturing was going through hardship? What if those hardship was me being fatigued, me being tired, and me knowing that no matter how tired I am today, I'll have to come after the same thing tomorrow. We've been making content for 4 days now, almost nonstop. We've been making more content in the last 4 days than in the last month, right? It's nuts. It's nuts. I could be afraid. I could be really afraid that I'm gonna go back into the self-destructing mode. But the reality isn't that. The reality is, right now I feel like making content. Right now I feel like making videos. Right now I'm inspired. Right now I'm motivated. Right now I feel like I'm back on the prime. Right now I feel like I'm indestructible. And it isn't normal. It is a very scary feeling to go from wanting to self-destruct to being invisible. You almost feel like a madman. You feel in denial, you know. But then, and again, this is not planned. This is not me doing an hour and a half just to go to this. But it's the classic Icarus. So a lot of people that have made an attempt to take away their own life, they get a tattoo of Icarus. So Icarus, and it's mythology, Greek mythology. So what he was a kid, and him and his father was in jail. We don't know why they were in jail. They were in jail. Maybe we know why, but I don't remember. Dude, we were 94%, we're at 60% battery. What the fuck? And the father's like, I don't mind dying here, but I want you to get out of here and live your life. So Icarus like, okay, Dad, okay, Dad, no problem. So then what the father does is, he's a brilliant writer, right? And he asked the prison guard to say, give me feather and ink. Y vanilla. So what happened was, he took the wax of the candle, he took the feather and he made some wings, right? And then they were able to escape the prison, right? And Icarus was like, yo, I'm finally free. And then with his freedom, he went crazy. He's like, you know what? How free am I really? And he went close to the sun, and his father told him, don't go too close to the sun. But he went too close, so then dude, what a video, I'm tired. We went from 97 to 14%, that's crazy. And then he falls to the water, right? And then people say, oh, the victim was the curse. No, the victim was the father, because the father was willing to sacrifice his life for his son to go up, right? And then maybe we're crashing out. See, I've been watching a lot of content, right? And right now, what's popular is, last year, the popular content was Lolcow. Now it's Crash Out, so we're seeing Fusi. Yeah, Fusi share the same version, by the way. Just a little flex. Not a flex because he's an asshole, but still. And the crashing out, it presents itself in a different fashion. Maybe right now we're crashing out and I don't even know. During the last 4 days, I made so much content, and there's just a certain pride to it. And I'm gonna go sleep, and the first thing I'm gonna do is make more content, right? And I'm gonna be happy because I made some content. And I feel there's this feeling of accomplishment. There's this feeling of you're doing something, you know. If I'm being completely honest, I hate myself because a lot of what I'm doing is asshole behavior. In the sense of I don't really want to work as hard as I'm working, but I know that I'm not the most talented, and I know that I don't have anything special. So I use working hard as an excuse, right? I use working hard as a way of saying, you know what? Even if I'm not the best, I still deserve because I work so hard, right? I put in so much time. I put in blood, sweat, and tears. Blah 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 blah. All that bullshit, right? But in the end, I feel like this is a complex of inferiority, and this complex of inferiority pushes me to be this guy, right? And being this guy is being the guy that works the hardest, because working the hardest is the easiest. All you need to do is go a little crazy and got it, right? So me, you know, it's just insane because there's a huge part of me. A huge part of it is I want to be able to say that. I want to be able to brag. I want to be able to be proud of myself, right? And it's such a toxic mentality to be only be able to be proud of yourself and then somebody else, right? That's a broken system, but you're a broken system, right? So maybe those 4 days are just me trying to get back, and me making this content has definitely helped me feel better. I feel so much better. I feel like a new man. I feel reborn. I feel like I'm unstoppable. I feel so good working, to be honest, right? And we made a video about how I felt good about working at the government, and I felt good working at the flower shop. And I'm feeling good working right now to make content because it's a dream, it's a passion, but most of all because I'm doing something constructive. But maybe I'm feeling great because I'm doing something that nobody else is gonna do. I gotta wait to sleep. You know what's the difference? Nobody is up at 6:35 in the morning doing content. Nobody. But what does it mean? What does it mean long term? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Does it change anything? Does it change something? Should it change something? That's the question. Should it change something? No. At the very end, we're done. I got 4% battery, so I'll finish this quickly. At the very end, I felt romanticized by the whole thought of what Conor McGregor said. If I lose my mind, then I truly know that I succeeded. Maybe it's been self-sabotaging since day one. Maybe I was so unhappy with myself that I became somebody else, and that somebody else had to self-destruct, right? Maybe even when I had my personality issues, where I had a problem with being Stefan and being England, that I felt so different, and I felt like nobody gave a fuck about Stefan. Maybe Stefan was self-destructing, and Ink wasn't, and Ink was doing too well. Oh, the battery is dead. The battery is fucking dead. This battery is dead, right? Yeah. Maybe we're still trying to self-destruct. Maybe we're still trying to go crazy because of something we heard somebody says. But maybe it's because maybe it's not a question of going after for success. Maybe it's a question of feeling that's what we need to do. Maybe that's because we feel that's the only exit. The only exit is going crazy. The only exit is or maybe because we're so addicted, we're so making content that we know the only way out. The only way out is not being able to do it anymore. Maybe the depression was the excuse to take a break. And my body was like, yo, I know that if I don't placebo the effect of depression, you're not gonna stop. Now we're looking for work. And the thing is that I know that no matter what the work, I will never work as hard as I'm working right now. And that sucks. Because I wouldn't hire myself. I wouldn't hire a guy that's working harder at home than at work. Think about it. The simple concept is crazy. It's the truth. It's my truth. It will always be my truth. Obsess. In love.